He doesn't want to bring me on because he knows the whole thing is BS. Dude, what the? You know what? Fuck it, I'll do it. I'll do it. Why not? Calling him. There he is. Hey, Destiny.
Illan.
Hello.
How are we doing today?
Things could be better.
Could they now? Seems like things are going pretty swimmingly. So we got a lot of viewers on the stream. We're knocking off the competition. So we're making some progress.
Knocking off the competition. I mean, Dylan Mafia is what it is.
So here is I just have like a couple like super basic questions.
Okay.
Okay. Did it seem like at one point in time, Primecayes and Katarina had like a mutually flirtatious relationship?
Not that I've been made aware of to this point, no.
So when they were talking in their DMs about like, you don't have to call me to wake me up anymore, that didn't seem like a previously agreed upon thing.
She does
or
that.
If I
Wait, I can tell you about that actually. She does that with. There's a guy right now who does that with her called Fluff, and I can bring him on and I can show you calls proving it. She does it every morning because she likes that to be her alarm, because having someone constantly call her helps her wake up. I can
So
prove it.
you don't think that like there are no logs of her being flirty towards Primecayes?
As far as I know. And like what? Wait. Is there? Send them to me.
So I sent you one of his things. I could ask him for more DMs too, if he's willing to. Do you not think it feels a little bit intimate to ask somebody to call you to wake you up in the morning?
I don't think it's intimate enough for this type of behavior, because things can be intimate in a way like of good friends besides of like something like this.
They could be. But if somebody's making like a lot of like hits on you as well that are clearly past the friend zone, like you don't think that like maybe okay, it seems like maybe there's something there?
I've honestly, no, I don't think that's enough for me.
Okay, let's say that. So ordinarily, I wouldn't grant you all that because I think we're already into fairyland when we say that. Like, oh no, like he's flirty, and I have him calling me every morning to wake me up.
Wait. Was it every morning?
I don't know if it's every morning, but like
Cat,
for me,
I can go.
I'm just saying that like I'm just saying for 99% of people,
Cat,
when you're like,
was it every morning?
Yeah.
Did Prime call you every morning because of that one like morning call? So what was that morning call for? And you have other people do that as well, like Fluff and others, who you're not romantically interested in? Okay, well, there you go. Well, so...
Could you ask Katarina this question? Could you ask... I'm just curious.
Sure.
Was she having Prime call her to wake her up and after streams for months? Can you ask her that question?
Okay. Pat, were you having Prime call you after stream and before stream for months? It was reciprocal. They would call each other.
Okay. So now let's move a little bit past this. So my question is, at any point in time, is there any log anywhere between them talking where she says explicitly, hey, I don't appreciate this. Like, I don't want to talk in this manner anymore. Do you have a single log or conversation of any of that ever happening ever?
No.
So then how are we ever supposed to know that Prime thought that he was doing something that was in the wrong if they were already having a flirtatious relationship?
They weren't having a flirtatious relationship. It was completely one way.
You just said that they were
Destiny, if I said you have a nice dick, you have a nice dick, you never respond, you're like, haha, okay, goodbye. You have a nice dick, Destiny. And I kept doing that. And it was never reciprocated in any manner. And I pay you. You not think there's any problem there?
If you and I were calling each other before and after every stream for months, and you said that one of us was saying the other had a nice dick, I would assume that there's like a romantic interest every time. Yeah, of course.
And none of it's never reciprocated, ever.
Well, I don't know if it's ever never been reciprocated. As far as I know, if I'm like
The
hitting on
link,
somebody,
he is posting images right now for whatever, and the closest I can see is like I look at the sign of progress. There's like nothing here that's flirtatious.
so look, go read the DMs that I sent you. Nothing
Okay.
here comes off as a little flirtatious, just a little bit.
Yeah, let's check it out. I was just looking at this. This doesn't come off as flirtatious at all.
Really?
No. I can put it on. I'll put it on stream. I'm fine with this.
You keep making me smile. Bitch, I see that. Looking like me in 8th grade. Get help, lol. Raffle, even your comments are cute. I can live with this. None of that comes off as a little bit flirty.
That is, dude,
like,
that is
not
not
even
enough, man. If that's all he can dig up, he doesn't got shit, man. Come on.
No, wait, hold on. The reason why I'm digging up her side is
second.
because Katarina's presented literally nothing. So if we're saying doesn't have shit, Katarina hasn't presented anything. Because what I would want to see from Katarina is one message where she says, "Hey, I don't appreciate this," or "I don't want this anymore." That's all I'm looking for. Yeah.
Katarana told him, "I have a boyfriend." Do you not think that's a good way to like say, "Hey, I have a boyfriend. I want you to know I have a boyfriend." That's a good way to be like, "I don't want to do this."
Yes.
Like that's one of the best ways to
no,
turn
no,
someone
no,
down.
That is no.
No?
Well, no.
If you said, "Hey, you have a
yeah.
nice dick," and then I keep bringing, "Hey, I gotta go talk to my boyfriend," like this is one of the classic ways you turn people down, and it's a good indirect way to do it.
I understand that we live like in a very left-leaning society and all that shit, but if you are talking to somebody like and they're calling you to wake you up and you're talking to them before and after stream for months and like their relationship doesn't even sound real, that they have a boyfriend. That sounds like dating to me almost. That's like an e-girlfriend or e-boyfriend.
I have friends like that all the
is.
time. What do you
You have
mean? I talk to
friends
I call
wait.
wait. I've done this with Demon Mama. I've done this with a lot of people. What do you mean, Destiny?
Demon Mama calls you to wake you up in the
Not
morning.
call me to wake me up, but I've had
before...
friends call me to wake me up in the morning. Yeah, I've asked my friends to do that before. What do you mean?
Okay, let's
My alarm's broken on my phone.
Okay, I'm gonna come around. I don't know how an alarm can be broken on a phone. I don't even know what that means, okay? But let's run around the corner to the back of the building, okay? And let's see if we can look from the back of the building. Do you understand how somebody might be a little bit confused if they are talking to somebody before and after stream and giving them wake-up calls for months and being flirty with them and they're still engaged in that behavior? You don't see how that might be a little bit confusing to somebody?
The thing is, I could see a situation where someone gets wake-up calls or once does a wake-up call, and that one instance...
Wait, it wasn't just once.
Well, how many times was it?
I don't know. Ask Katarina.
Katarana, how many times did you ask Prime to give you wake-up calls? You'll go look? There we go. She'll go look right now.
So...
Destiny, I'm honestly surprised. I don't know how you're taking this position. This is fucking wild to me.
Well, because what it looks to me is like incredibly obvious. So from my macro perspective, and by the way, I like you more than Primes, okay? So I'm not even like, I don't have like a dog in the race. Well, if I did have a dog in the race, you would be my dog in the race. Not like an actual dog, like you tried to make me when somebody asked for cute pets, by the way, which was dehumanizing to me as a non-binary person. No, I'm just kidding. But like, so from the macro perspective, what it looks like is Katarina and Prime were probably mutually flirtatious for quite a while at some point in time. And then Katarina probably either lost interest or she has a boyfriend and obviously she didn't do that, or she just gave off a lot of confusing signals and at some point kind of toned it back a bit. Primecayes either didn't pick up on this or did, and we don't have all the DMs, so it's hard to see. And then at some point, Katarina decides that she doesn't want to be Prime anymore. She leaves, and then boom, we torpedo the Prime show. We're friends with Dylan. Wait, do you guys have like a romantic relationship or anything? Is that...
At the moment, no.
Wait, what does that mean?
I mean, maybe it'll become romantic later. What does that mean? What do you mean?
Wait. Okay, hold on. Okay, we'll put all that aside. Okay.
Wait. Why would that matter anyway?
Because there's like 27 different conflicts of interest here.
27 different. Wait. Conflicts of interest is one thing. Like if Russia Today published a piece like, here's evidence that the CIA like slaughtered like a bunch of people, and then like there's like, here's all this evidence, here's witness testimony, all this. You can be like, well, Russia Today, I mean, they have conflicts of interest, but at the end of the day, if the evidence is clear, the evidence is clear.
But the problem is there's no evidence, Dylan. I don't have.
Wait, how many witnesses would I need to bring in of him admitting this for that to like be good? Because I can get another one on top of Samantha.
The problem is that, first of all, Samantha also is highly motivated as somebody that tries to be like the Twitch political masterminds behind the scenes. Trust me, I know a lot about all these games, okay? I talk to a lot of people. Also, you might be able to bring on a lot of people. I could bring on a lot of people too. You know that there are a lot of people that are standing on the other side of this with more credibility than probably Samantha and her friends, yeah? So like, don't act like it's all just, I'm not gonna start dropping names, okay?
Of course,
but I'm just saying, okay, that there are a lot of people that know that these two individuals were talking for a long time, and that it was probably mutually flirtatious. And for you to come out and drop this type of nuke to try to destroy like his whole fucking career and shit. Yeah.
Why? Well, can I ask you, like, legitimately, like, motivation-wise, what would be my motivation behind destroying his show? Genuinely.
Okay.
The idea is they have a panel show, right? That's the idea.
I mean, this is very obvious. It's almost.
Well, no, tell me it. Say it if it's obvious. You peel the common
Well,
sense.
the obvious thing is you're knocking. Well, does Samantha still do shows for Primecayes or no?
She did, but not anymore.
Oh shit! I would have to spitball. I really don't know. I'd have to think about this. So, like, if I had to guess, so Samantha's trying to work more behind the scenes. She's not working with Primecayes as much. Samantha is like super. I don't know how much people see behind the scenes, but so Samantha's been trying to like consolidate power from like all of the different like panel shows and be the producer and everything, which I respect. I respect her hustle. She's even like modding for Lauren Southern and shit, which I thought was really funny. I respect the hustle. She's got that Twitch politics chat growing on Discord. I respect the hustle. So she's no longer working with Primecayes. I think she works with you, right?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. So she has the ability to jump ship, come with you, bring over Katarina for Prime shows. She's not working with Prime, so she has a huge incentive to nuke Prime shows. Katarina, not really friends with him and works with you. She has an incentive to see Prime show go. You host a competing panel show. You have an incentive to see Prime show, and potentially a future relationship with Katarina, and she does like Prime. So you have another like motivation there. There's like all this motivation.
Okay, so can I address these things one at a time? All of this, of course. A lot of it's speculation about motivations, this or that or that. There's nothing hard about like, let's do the scheme to like sink Prime, right? That's not a thing that's going on here. We don't have anything of that sort. It's more like, I mean, like what took down the second tower, right? But if we were to go down these one by one, the idea that I have an incentive to nuke Prime show doesn't compete with mine. Like, legitimately. No, it doesn't.
Hold on.
He specifically...
None of this is important to anyone. You just asked me to, like, speculate. I can speculate. I wouldn't stake any of my reputation on any of that. But none of that's relevant to what I'm saying.
So, wait. You said you're not going to stake your reputation on any of these claims. You're just wild speculation, then. You'll admit to that.
You asked me for speculation, and I gave you speculation.
Okay, so you
said, why do you think we do this? But that's not relevant to anything.
Okay, but can I not... Well, I still want to talk about the speculation if we just said about why I think that doesn't make sense to me.
Well, yeah, you can do that, and you might
can I do it then, please?
But yeah, sure. I'm just saying that you can't say that your speculation is when you ask me to wildly speculate. I don't know what the motivations for you guys are behind this. I don't know. I'm not friends with any of you in particular enough to know that. So I don't know. You told me to guess, and I even started with, well, I don't really know. I haven't thought about it, and I could guess.
Okay,
but yeah, none of this is relevant.
I'm just interested because it just feels so wild. But the first thing is like, he specifically doesn't stream his panel show at the same time as mine because he knows mine is bigger. He specifically will start once Hippy Dippy's over, right? Hans has done a similar thing. He moved his show from Fridays when I was in the hospital to Saturdays, specifically not to compete with my show because my show's bigger. It brings views away from his. He does things on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays after I stream Fridays. He doesn't even do like one of those planned streams on Fridays. So it has I wouldn't know why I would want to take Primecayes out if he doesn't even directly compete with my viewership. Why?
That's great. That might be the case.
Okay. So my incentive on that side is gone. Now you could say a possible future romantic relationship. I don't know how me sinking Primecayes, unless you would need to prove, of course, first that they had something there, which I don't think has been proven. You would need to prove that before that could somehow become an incentive. And the whole Samantha Banana thing, I mean, the thing is with conspiracy theories, incentive can always be there with Samantha Banana thing. But at the end of the day, like, you could say that the United States government had an incentive to take down the Twin Towers, but you got to actually give hard evidence on stuff like that. I mean, is it possible that this is somewhat self-centered?
Just be really clear.
Like, for example, to clear up that, I could just bring out the other witness and say, what about this other person who doesn't host panel shows? right?
Yeah. So to be very, very clear, and I understand if you want to spend all of your time arguing about the speculation part, all of that is speculation on my end. My original questions were: does Katarina have a single time where she asked Primecayes, "Hey, I don't appreciate this type of contact," or "Don't do this," or did she willingly start working with somebody that she had been getting wake up calls for like dozens of times or whatever?
Dozens of times. Dozens of times.
I'm trying to ask around, and the number that I've got is a fucking ton, at least 10. Just guessing. That's what I've heard.
Just guessing. 10 times. Well, Kat is looking at right now, so we'll find out how many times in a moment.
Okay, sure. So we'll say 10 times wake up calls. Okay, for you to wake up in the morning. Everybody's got a fucking alarm on their phone. If you've got a phone, you've got an alarm. I don't know why you wouldn't have that, right?
Well, I can tell you exactly why, because I have the same sleep problem. The reason why is my alarm will go off and I just won't wake up. And so when people keep calling you, that helps you wake up.
If your alarm won't wake you up, why would a call on Discord wake you up?
I was like, wait, a call on Discord? You can put call at the top, and if it keeps calling you a few times, like the things with alarm is, an alarm will only go so many times and it'll stop, or it'll go into snooze, or it'll stop doing it.
I'm 32 years old and I worked a night shift job. What you're talking about doesn't exist. Everybody in here that's woke up for college classes knows that you can set 6 alarms in a row to wake up. If 6 alarms in a row aren't waking you up, somebody calling you isn't going to wake you up. I don't know what this excuse is.
That unironically is a good point, actually.
No, that's a point for anybody that has ever had.
But I said it was a good point, Destiny. Can I not agree with you?
No, because you're not agreeing with me. You were backed into that position after getting called out on a lie.
I did. Wait, and it's not a lie. I do it. I can fucking prove. What do you mean? I haven't fucking thought about putting 6 alarms in a row.
Let me be very clear. The reason why you haven't thought about it is because you had somebody that you were close to that you wanted to wake up and call you instead. I've done this with girls.
Yeah,
in the past. Like,
you want to know who it was? It was my uncle. I was not fucking my uncle. Or involved in any romantic way with an uncle.
Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I can't speak to that far.
You think I was fucking my uncle?
I'm just saying. I can't. If you want to bring out a personal example, I can't speak to that at all. I'm just saying that when you have somebody calling you to wake you up in the morning, and you're talking to this person for months and months, like, of course, it's going to be the case that there's probably some romantic interest there.
Probably. Again, no evidence given. And these DMs are fucking weak. This doesn't prove anything. Like, at all. What does this prove?
What does what prove?
The call.
That's what I'm asking you. What I'm looking for is I'm looking to see a message or some signal from Katarina where she's like, hey, I need you to stop this type of behavior. And then he continues. That's what I would look for. To actually like call someone out.
Do you not think that maybe the fact that this was a much bigger channel and the fact that he was paying her had any impact on that whatsoever? Like, well, if I say no or do this, I don't want to actually destroy this relationship or anything like that.
Dylan, they were talking for months before she ever started working for him. Why would she?
But then there would still be access to panel shows, easy.
If anything, this almost sounds manipulative in the other direction. Like, I'm flirting with a guy that I know likes me for months. He starts a show. No.
Are you just being contrarian, Destiny?
You can call it that, but I'm flirting with a guy that's starting a show for months, and then like when he starts a show, I say like, "Oh hey, like I know you like me. Can I work on your show?" You don't think that sounds a little bit manipulative?
Wait. She never said that. Where was that? Link that.
I don't have any links to any of these conversations. I'm the one asking you for the link.
So you can't just say she said that. She didn't say that.
Why can you assert that she felt pressured? Wait, what is your claim? She felt pressured to be his employee because they were flirtatious?
that was not my claim. She wanted to go on the panel show because she wanted access to viewers, right? People want to go on large platforms, right? That's obvious. That's the first.
No. Second, she's not going on the platform show. She's getting a job with a guy.
She was not leading on. Oh my god, I get it. She was asking for it. Whatever you want to put it. Okay. Look.
Whoa, dude, hold on. Okay, just to be very clear, because I don't know how many like young impressionable men are here. Okay, and I don't know how many people are being honest with themselves. Friends. Don't ask friends of the opposite sex for wake-up calls in the morning and talk to them in a flirty manner for months on end.
That's not a flirty manner for months on end. You can't prove that.
They were talking for months.
I talked to people for months that I don't fuck or flirt with. I've talked to you for months. I've never fucked or flirted with you.
You don't give me wake-up calls.
I've had close friends that I've talked to for a very extended period of times of the opposite sex and of the same sex. For very long periods, I've been very close and not fucked or flirted with. And having a business relationship means you're probably going to call a lot. When you have a business relationship with somebody, you call all the time.
I can't think of a business
I call my editor.
I call my editor
all the time. Mr. Geek. I can prove it. Editor, my editor, Mr. Geek, me are close friends, and we work together, and I have to call him every night so we can figure out what videos we're going to post the next day. I do that every night. I can prove it.
Like,
so? Does that mean I'm fucking the dude? Does that mean I'm flirting with the dude? Does that mean I'm asking for something?
Dylan,
I'm asking for it?
Dylan, none of my business partners have ever given me wake-up calls in the morning. Well, let me back that up. So if I were to ever oversleep a shift, which I think I did once or twice, the shift lead will call me and say like, hey, why aren't you at work? That might have happened once or twice. But otherwise in the streaming world, I've never had like a rep from Razer give me a wake up call in the morning. I've never had like my Twitch account manager like, hey, Destiny, time to stream, need to wake up. Good luck. Like, no, I've never had that happen.
Do you know they do call, because the difference is you book panels. You've never booked a panel, or do you book panels?
I've booked things before.
You've booked things before, but if you have to book things constantly, and Prime Show is pretty strange. It's a panel every day, right? Like literally every day. And if he has panels every single day, then he's gonna have to have a lot of calls for bookings. I have to have calls for just one show a week. So if you have a booker like Kat who helps book for every single one of these shows, you're gonna have to call them a whole fucking lot and call them for pretty extended periods of time.
What does that have to do with? Do you understand?
Wait. One of your points was that they've been talking for all this time. That's an easy explainer for why they've been talking for all that time. That's an easy explainer.
My understanding is that they were literally having like fucking 8-hour Discord calls. Okay, that they were literally incredibly flirtatious with each other. That it seemed like there was at least.
You have no evidence of that.
You don't. So first of all, so we've already gone from I'm curious. Well, maybe this will be the break then. So in the beginning, I think you said he called one time for a wake-up call, and now Katarina is off in the other room counting them. I've heard the number is at least 10. So then another question, I've also heard that they've had multiple like 8-hour fucking Discord calls. Now somebody's running to grab the screenshots on that. If that was true, would that change your opinion at all?
Would it change my opinion? Honestly, no, it isn't a maker or breaker for me. It isn't.
Okay, so
because I've had friends do that for me as well. I have.
Okay. You have 8-hour calls with non-romantic partners that also call you multiple times a month to wake you up in the morning?
Not multiple times a month to wake me up in the morning. But I've had people wake me up. I've had people wake me up in the morning with calls, and I've had people have long calls with me. That isn't proof of romantic interest. This is just like, well, these people talk a lot, and a few times he called her to wake her up. Hey, those are signals. That means that you can say like nice ass and nice tits, and you can say that.
So I'm curious. No, be very careful when you answer this. What would you need to see to be convinced that it at least seemed like there was like a two-way romantic interest, or that one party could maybe perceive it as such? If wake-up calls in the morning and 8-hour Discord calls aren't enough, what would you actually need to see?
I would need to see like something like, hey, Prime, I think you're really handsome, or yeah, I think you're kind of cute, Prime, or hey, Prime, you're like something along those lines. The type of stuff Prime was constantly throwing at Kat, which Kat never reciprocated.
Okay. Give me like 5 or 10 minutes and we'll see if those materialize. Okay. Do you think that it's a little bit weird?
Wait. So you're saying if those don't materialize, then will you change your opinion?
No, I've already got enough for me to 100% know there's a mutual interest. Because I'm not a moron. Like, if somebody.
I mean, you seem like one right now.
Fuck. I'm trying to tread lightly because I understand you're in a very precarious position right now for multiple reasons. But like, for most people listening, if somebody is giving somebody wake-up calls in the morning and having multiple like fucking 8-hour discussions, there's obviously what appears to be two-way romantic like.
But there's no evidence of it. It's just speculation.
Wait, there's no evidence of what? Of the super
of a two-way romantic relationship. This is all speculation, wild speculation.
What I'm saying is, it's not wild speculation. If somebody is talking to somebody of the opposite sex that much and they're being like super flirty towards them, like,
then couldn't I speculate? Wait, if we're doing the speculation back and forth, then couldn't I speculate that maybe one of the reasons you want to defend Prime is you want to go on a platform where you can yell at dumb fucks, because the videos where you yell at where they have dumb fucks are some of your most popular videos, like the race realism, that one black guy who's like black melanin or whatever.
I can go on Politically Provoked to do that. I can go on your show to do that. I can go on
having more available sources is good though. See, we can have the speculation game all day.
Yeah, but the problem is if I come on here like this, I'm kind of sort of like almost burning my bridge with you. So I don't think it makes, and Samantha, the big the puppet master behind the scenes. So I don't think that this plays like very well for me. Now I'm the key bridge burner on Twitch, so I don't know why you would imply that I'm doing something to maintain connections. Or if you really
Wait, because even if you're a key bridge burner, that doesn't mean you're like your business stupid.
Sure, but like I mean, I could be streaming this movie. Honestly,
Like, I know you had cordial relationships with people that you're probably not super fans of. Have you never done that? For just business reasons?
No, those don't last very long because usually we get into even people that have really friendly relationship. I was a really friendly relationship with Brittany, and I think she fucking hates me now. So no, I don't think so. And I think I have a good relationship, or did with like Katarina and with you. The only issue that I have right now is that like Prime looks like he's getting like nuked from orbit for what looked to be at one point a two-way like mutually flirtatious relationship that turned into Katarina like manipulating him for like the point of the show, and then
manipulating.
She admits it in she says it in her own twit longer, dude.
What she said? She manipulated him.
Yes.
Where does she say that?
She says, on my end, it was always an internal struggle to decide whether I got to keep my dignity in the situation and express my discomfort or suck it up and grow as a streamer through him giving me a platform. So it sounds like she might have been able to say like, hey, this makes me a little bit uncomfortable, but she decided to what? Keep playing him to get a spot on his show?
No. That means that she wouldn't speak out against it or be like, stop, please stop. I don't like this. You're really fucking creepy, because she gives up that position of power, the power imbalance.
She didn't even work for him yet.
Because that's still a massive platform.
Let me read this, okay?
In comparison to what she was like a 2-viewer streamer.
It was always an internal struggle to decide whether I got to keep my dignity in the situation and express my discomfort or suck it up and grow as a streamer through him giving me a platform. This incentive only increased when I started to produce for him, and I was paid for my work.
So there was an incentive. She's talking and pointing at the incentive right there.
So you're saying that she has a guy that let's just like, we'll just put this out in fact. I won't even load this. By her own admission, there is a guy that is hardcore flirtatious with her, and then she decides to start working for him, like to grow her career instead of telling him that she's uncomfortable with what's going on. Like by her own admission.
We can admit that it was maybe not it was not a smart move for her to work for the guy, but that doesn't prove that he didn't do what he did. It doesn't prove flirtation or anything else. That's still incentive.
I'm not talking about it being not a smart move. What I'm saying is that what she's doing here is manipulation, right? She's saying that she is not going to express her discomfort in order to get a job on the show. That is manipulation. You understand that, right?
Wait, so what you're saying is that if somebody is going, if there is this thing where this streamer is bigger and has a larger platform, and he's acting in a manner towards somebody that's kind of off, like how you're gorgeous, you're this, you're that, or any of these DMs, towards a smaller streamer who wants to go onto that platform. So it was manipulation by the smaller streamer to put up with it in order to go on the show. So then would you say that, then would you say that anybody who puts up with, say, workplace sexual harassment is manipulating their boss?
It depends on if there's a working relationship or not. Let's say, for instance, hypothetically, hold on. Let's say that Pokemon messages me, okay? And she's like, oh, Destiny, you're super cool. Do you want to go out for drinks? And I'm like, okay, yeah, fuck it. Let's say we go out for drinks. Now, she's got a way bigger platform than mine. Now, I hate her. I don't like her. I hate child-friendly streams or whatever. I don't like Pokemon. But we go out. She's super flirtatious towards me. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. And then eventually, she's like, hey, do you want to come on my streams? And I'm like, I fucking hate her, but oh my god, this is a really good career move for me. Fuck it, let's go on. And let's say that I go on her streams, and then let's say 6 months later, I'm like, Pokemon harassed me all this time. It was bullshit. I wasn't comfortable the whole time, and I had to balance out. Could I really tell her that I wasn't comfortable? No way. There was a huge opportunity to grow my server.
But we have people telling.
In any world.
That's not the whole scenario, though.
In any world, what is this not just textbook manipulation? And keep in mind, I'm using her own words.
But there's people going. We have DMs from months ago, unless you think this was planned 5 months in advance, from other people, her going to them, talking about this, and messaging Samantha. Then Samantha goes and talks to Prime to be like, hey, stop this.
Key question. When Samantha went to Prime and told him about it, that Katarina was being harassed, was Prime's name censored in those messages and he didn't know it was actually about him?
I'd have to go and ask. Wait, say it
because
again?
That's what
which
Prime
messages
tweeted.
were censored?
Prime said that when Samantha approached him, that Katarina was being harassed, that Samantha had edited Prime's name out of those DMs or didn't tell Prime that it was about him, and he had no idea that it was originally about him.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the case? Or did Prime know this whole time? Because what you're saying right now, by the way, ends the whole conversation. If what you're saying is correct, then everything you said so far is vindicated, and you're actually right. Prime should have absolutely stopped.
Then
when
100%.
So you should ask.
Let's go get
you should
Samantha
ask. Sure, because this was my original question: was did somebody tell Prime, "Hey, you need to stop this right now"?
I have
and
DMs.
He continued. Yeah, okay, that's all I'm asking. That's what I asked.
Okay.
If you have those, why not just show them? That's all I'm asking for.
Because they had a ton of DMs to show. It was almost. I'm already missing my podcast for this 2 hours, but I can send this.
But
to you.
this is the only DM that matters. Is showing that somebody told him to stop, and him not stopping. That's it. That's the only thing that matters. Because what Prime said was Samantha did not reach out to me to say Kat was uncomfortable. Samantha only sent me screenshots of Kat saying that a streamer was bothering her. I thought Samantha was reaching out so that I could be a friend of Katarina. I had no idea that it was a reference to me. That's what Prime said. Now, maybe Prime is lying. He could be.
Okay, I'm waiting for the DMs to come.
Okay.
How's the Netherlands?
It's great. Oh my goodness.
Oh, my goodness?
So, do you think, and I'm just curious, and you can, we're just going back and forth. But when I show you, when I show you stuff like this, and you see Katarina started a call that lasted for 3 hours, lasted for 4 hours, lasted for 3 hours, lasted for 6 hours.
That doesn't bother me, man. It really fucking doesn't.
Do you think that is a...
Dude, Dude, you can be cordial with people and have long fucking phone calls. That's perfectly fine.
But they're not cordial. She says that he is hitting on her.
Yeah, but you have to be cordial to have a business relationship.
They
Definitely if you're
weren't working
booking
together
5
yet.
shows.
They weren't
You're booking
working
5
together yet.
shows a week. Do you know how many people you have to book for 5 shows a week? 5 shows? 8 on each show?
So you think that... So on the 6th, they talk for 3 hours. On the 7th, they talk for 3 hours. On the 8th, they talk for 6 hours. On the 9th, you think this is all just booking for the show?
I mean, I'm sure they had casual conversation during that as well.
This is like 20 hours of calls over 3 days. And they're calling each other to wake each other up in the morning?
Now, let's be clear. You know exactly that when these types of screenshots are sent, they're going to show you the worst stuff just like we did, right? Obviously. So he's going to, of course, this screenshot is going to be of the most they called in a single week. But they can have casual conversations and book. You still haven't shown any evidence. It's all still speculation or nothing, no evidence to show that she was trying to reciprocate this relationship. It's all just speculation or, well, they had long phone calls, so I guess she was asking for it. Or, well, he called her a few times in the morning, so the comments about the ass or the tits and all that was perfectly fine. This isn't enough. You need to show more.
First of all, the onus is on her, not on me.
I thought it was 8 hours.
I'm sorry. It was only 6 hours. 5 hours, 4 hours, back to back to back to back. My bad.
Over multiple days. I guess over multiple days.
Do you want to give the dates and the times? You go. Feel free to if you'd like to.
Yeah, it's over the week. I said it's over the week.
Over the week?
It is over. Let me read this.
I can read it again if you want.
309, 311, 308, 307, 306. What do you want?
So on 306, there was 3 hours of calls.
That's over the week.
On 307, there was 3 hours of calls. On 308, there was 6 hours. On 309, there was 3 hours. This isn't just like a call.
Yes, I didn't say they were short calls, but it's over the week. It's over from the 6th to the 11th. That is a week.
Do you have any other person in your Discord right now that if I were to ask you for screenshots, you could show me talking to people multiple days in a row or more than 3 hours at a time that you don't have a romantic relationship with? I couldn't. If somebody were to challenge me to that, I couldn't do that.
Maybe a while ago from Geek, but not maybe. I don't know. But that still wouldn't prove that. It still wouldn't prove anything. Just because I don't have the relationship with type of people where I talk them for...
To be clear, the onus of proof is not on me. All I'm saying is that I think any reasonable person has seen enough to conclude there was probably some mutual
Probably. There's no evidence. You're just this is again speculation.
Dylan, I'm sorry, my dude, but multi-hour conversations, day in and day out, over and over again, that's all the proof that most people need to know that there was some type of something there.
Well, then people are fucking stupid, man. I'm about to be ableist with how stupid they are.
So you truly believe?
Yes, I've had very close relationships with people that I haven't.
No. Okay, so I think we've hit the end of this bridge. So backing up to the other one, has Samantha, who's been very eager to get in on all of this, okay, who didn't want me here but wanted to bring in Lauren Southern to moderate, which is interesting to me.
That was a meme, and you know it.
Was it a meme?
It was a meme. It was Lauren Southern and Rob Noor. Do you think anybody would seriously propose Rob Noor to moderate? I think between Primecayes and Rob Noor is not even a good relationship. They're not in good terms.
So somebody messaged me and said that like they had heard about them moderating this debate. Do you think that if they would have said yes, do you think that they would have just been a meme? And some other, oh no, this is a bad idea? What do you think?
It is a meme. What do you mean? Do you seriously believe that Samantha Banana was seriously proposing to Prime to have Lauren Southern moderate the situation?
I don't know. She's modern chat now. It'd be a lot of viewers for the stream. I don't know. It's hard to say.
What do you mean it's not? She then proposed Rob Noor after Lauren Southern. Rob Noor. That feels like a joke. In fact, if we go further in this, I'm pretty sure she'll be like, "God damn it, Lauren," or "God damn it." They completely ignore it. Why? Because it was a fucking joke, and she joked the entirety of this conversation because she didn't take the war room seriously. Because it's a fucking war room. We gotta go to war.
Okay, maybe it was. In that case,
I mean,
does Samantha have the screenshots?
Does she have the screenshots?
Where Samantha
I'll get the. She does have the screenshots of that, as long as she's still in the war room.
Yeah, so I want to see Samantha telling Prime clearly, "You are bothering Katarina. Please stop." And then Prime continue to do it. That's what I really want to see, because that would nuke everything. Prime would be.
I'm waiting for
bad
Samantha
guy
to respond right now.
#1.
She's away from keyboard. By the way, wait. I know a neutral third party. Lauren Southern worked for you. God damn it. Rob Noor? ? Jokes aside, though, that's what Doobie says right after. Jokes aside, bro. If this isn't handled correctly, and it turns into Dylan and then the rest of Lefty Twit, and then they fucking go on with the conversation. We might have to go to war with Dylan if he takes Cat's side.
You know why Prime had a war room thing set up, right?
Because he wanted to get ahead of this.
Yeah, because he thought that you and Katarina were going to do a big stream nuking his career, which is exactly what you did. So I don't necessarily fault him for trying to get ahead of this or figure out the messaging. No offense to Prime, but he's not the best speaker, so it's not really surprising to me at all.
Extremely comfortable in you. Okay, don't be a creep. Was everything in tonight? Our dude. Let me see. Saying that but a video call scream upstairs would be. Just trying to figure this out.
So here's a question.
I'm reading the entire Warth room to see if there's anything in here.
Yeah, no, here I don't even care about that. Here, so here's this. So here's
I finish reading this. Give me a second.
Oh, I don't care about the war room, but okay.
She also says that me and Samantha are dating now in here. So I think it's pretty obvious. For the record. Okay, I just finished reading the war room. Yeah, there's nothing else in here. I just wanted to read it all to make sure. I can send you the war room if you want it.
So here's a screenshot that Aiko posted in your chat. I think she's on your side in the Great Panel Wars of 2021 right now.
Wars.
Okay, so Aiko is having Katarina DM her, and Katarina has censored the name. So did Aiko figure out who it was, and did Aiko DM Prime?
No, as far as I know, Aiko did not do that. No.
Okay, because the weakest part, the reason why, well, I'm going to be a little bit irresponsible and I'll whisper this. The reason why I know most of this is bullshit is because all of the strong evidence that Katarina presented was not evidence at all. And usually when people come out and drop stuff like this, usually the only stuff they're going to post is the best stuff they have. It wasn't. What did Katarina post evidence?
It post evidence that they was being flirtatious towards her, and in a few of those, it was a lot of those was fucking cold responses from Kat too. It was like, "You're gorgeous," and it would be like, "Die." Then No.
Okay, but hold on. You know that there are people that flirt that way, right? You can literally watch me streaming with somebody, and a girl might give me a compliment, and be all right, fuck off. People flirt that way. You know that, right?
But most people don't flirt that way. Wait, you can't say on my side well, it's kind of weird that they had these types of calls with But on your side, yeah, newlywed lovebirds like to tell each other to die when one says you're very pretty today.
I never said they were.
Nobody tells each other to die when people flirt, and that was for die. Lamau.
Plenty of XD rando like people will post something like die XD or whatever. Absolutely.
With no
like
wait. The thing is, if you could prove that they were having a constant flirtatious or some like weird flirtatious relationship, which has not been able to prove that, then maybe I could be like, yeah, I mean, then it's possible that this could be just that.
she
But without
already
without that evidence though, then this would clearly be evidence of kind of just her completely coldly responding to all of the flirtatious stuff where he should have taken a hint.
hold on. To be clear, I don't need to post the evidence. You need to post the evidence.
Wait, I already
okay?
posted that. Wait, that's already been
No.
posted. And wait, you're telling me that I need to post evidence, which I don't have, of Katarana being flirtatious with Prime. That would be on Prime to post that.
The evidence needs to be of Katarina or somebody close to Prime telling Prime, hey, stop, and him continuing to do it. Like, why don't we have any logs of any of this like horrible flirtation? Where is any of this?
The worst stuff, as everybody who would do this type says, is going to be in calls. Always. Because they don't record it.
No, not
yes,
always.
100%. Yes, I say my worst stuff in calls. If you want to get in my edgy jokes, I always do my edgiest jokes in calls, not in DMs. Always. Always. Let me ask you, let's say that, Destiny, you have a long and contentious history with the N-word, correct?
Not really. I don't really
Destiny, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. If you were to
no, hold on. To be clear, if you ask people in my real life, I don't actually say
yes,
the
but
word.
Okay, let me run this hypothetical, okay? Let's run this hypothetical. I'm sure
yeah, you can run hypothetical.
your history with the N-word is squeaky clean, I assume. But let's say that you wanted to make a joke about the N-word and you have a Twitch streaming career. What would be a better place to do it if you didn't want a record of it? In DMs or over a call? A call, 100%. Because unless they're recording it, there's not going to be evidence of it.
We can play Law and Order SVU and pretend that everybody acts perfectly.
You can't just dismiss my stuff after this wild speculation.
Dylan, to be clear, Dylan, I'm not speculating, okay? I'm just drawing very simple inferences from people having multi-hour calls back to back to back to back and admitting that they are getting wake-up calls from somebody. I don't need to draw that much
enough. That isn't enough. You got to show more than that. It absolutely isn't. Look, actually, are you coming on to me right now? Because I'm fucking you pretty hard.
Dylan. Do you really think right now that Primecayes was harassing Katarina when it had been made clear to him that that was unwanted and unwelcome?
I saw it firsthand.
If that is the case, okay, can you explain to me, now without playing word games, mental gymnastics, how is Katarina talking to all of these people in the background and nobody can give me a single fucking log of somebody telling Prime, hey,
wait, because there's I can tell you exactly why. I can
not even one.
Let me explain it.
Yeah, I want to hear
Number one,
yeah.
Ico, you can see there, she censored it. And the other logs posted of Girly Bear never mentioned who exactly it was. The only person
So we have nothing. Yeah.
Let me finish.
That's what you're saying.
The only person that was told that it was Prime was Samantha, who opened up, as the logs show, wait, is this Prime? Because she had speculations that it was Prime. Then she told Samantha, who then went and talked to Prime. Unless we can find out that Samantha was lying all this time about this. Now, of course, Prime in this situation is going to 100% deny that a conversation happened. So now I'm trying to get Samantha to give me evidence that it happened. And you would agree, if there's no way in hell Prime's gonna say, yeah, that happened. Because if he admits that somebody told her, stop this, are you doing this to women? Like, chill out.
So just curious. So here's more context behind that die thing, right? Now, when she posts her screenshots of the blocked messages, it looks pretty bad. I agree. It looks a little bit cringe. Do you think when you see stuff like this, it looked like maybe a little bit more two-sided, maybe?
One, I have only a limited numbers of 1v1s. I might have something else that I'm working for the week. Just fucking random panel stuff. Paused us a few seconds. I guess there was a call. I had a call for about 41 minutes. I guess we can talk when I wake back up. I'm here. They call me maybe. Lol. I literally cannot move my mouth. Lol. I can't feel my lips. It feels. Oh, you know exactly what this is, though, right? If you read the story, then you know what this is.
What is this?
When she took the drug, so she wouldn't be able to talk. I can't feel my lips had to do with her taking a drug. This is in the thing. I don't even think Prime could deny this.
Wait, okay, so
This in the if you read the tweet longer, it was in the tweet longer.
So this was the part where, so she's told all these people that she's getting harassed, but she won't name the name. She won't tell Prime that she is being harassed, maybe she won't name the name. But then she's saying here that she took the oral anesthetic to get off the call with him because he was forcing it after she tried to call him twice. You missed a call from Katarina last time. You missed a call from Katarina.
Let's be clear. She tries to call him twice to talk about business. Then they have a call that lasts 41 minutes. That call gets inappropriate according to Katarana. She then takes this, gets out of there, and then afterwards, after like playing it out, like, then if you look at these bottom DMs, it goes straight into miss you, die. After I kiss you, I'll have nothing to live for. No. Like that, come on. That's a pretty clear like timeline of events.
Are we real?
You are so delusional, Destiny, man. This is just contrarian. Dude, I hope you enjoy the views. I hope you enjoy it, man. It's gonna be lovely.
I'm not even streaming now. You're the one getting
Hey man, you gotta keep the camera on you while you're in the Netherlands, man. The good European tour, European Destiny tour.
So wait, did Samantha, did she ever get those logs, or is she still mysteriously away from her keyboard?
I don't know where she is.
Okay. Did Katarina ever count how many times he gave her a wake-up call?
Did Katarina go to counting many times? I'm looking.
Wasn't she off counting, or is she still counting?
I can get it. 1 second.
Okay. Aiko rules. Destiny, do you actually read the DMs Katarina sent? Aiko, if you don't have any DMs, like showing like anything real, like all you guys are doing is like it's like the E form of a Gish Gallop, where you just post like 100 images that don't really prove anything, but it kind of sort of looks whatever. I want to see DMs of somebody actually messaging Prime saying, "Hey, stop this. This is not okay. You're doing this bad thing to Katarina." If you don't have that, I don't give a fuck. I don't care what random shit you're posting, or I don't care about like somebody complaining to you about a random streamer. I want to see, did Prime know beforehand that he was acting in an inappropriate manner, and then he continued to do it anyway? That's the one thing that's needed. And then when that happens, like boom, Prime is a bad guy, 1,000,000%. Like it's all over for him. He shouldn't have done it. Well, I'm not gonna say it's all over, but like clearly he like acted inappropriately. But right now, it looks like a two-way flirtatious relationship where Katarina lost interest for some reason.
In delusion.
Which is
Fantasyland.
And then and now she's left the show and is like, okay, well, fuck this shit, and then like nuke Prime, I guess. That's of everything that's been shown so far. That's like the most.
It looks like story. The thing is, I'm looking at the AMs because they have calls at other times, like at like 6 p.m. But I'm assuming like based off a normal sleep schedule. So it looks at like about maybe three times, maybe 4, but that's like later, like noon. So I'm going off the AMs where somebody would normally wake up because they've had other calls with the phone. So about 3 times.
So Prime said he said he guessed 10.
Well, the problem is one of these. The thing is, the reason that's easy fucking manipulation there. It'll be like one day, for example, March 20th, he calls like 6 times in a row for that on one of these days. And then he's going to count all 6.
Do you really think he's going to count all 6?
Yeah, I think he was going to count all 6.
I'm serious though. Did you look at this? Aiko, I don't care.
I'm looking at it right now. I'm not going to send the car logs because of the number, but I'm looking at it right now. And if he disagrees with my assessment about exactly, of course you have to block out the phone number, but if he disagrees with my assessment about, unless he's going to count calling 6 times or 5 times in a row on one day for a wake-up call, which that would be the whole purpose of it, is to call multiple times to make sure you wake them up, he can discredit me. He can do it right now because I can see it right here. I can read it. 3 times March 3rd. Oh wait, that was actually to call at PM, so that can't be it. Well, that one's at fucking 12. That one's at midnight. So I would see. Here's a good example. March 10th. March 10th, he calls 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was like a bunch of like rejected, and then the accepted call. And one of them actually.
Wait, are you just looking at like a cell phone?
Yeah, it's a cell phone.
Well, he's calling her on Discord. What does that prove?
Wait, no. The cell phone was where the wake-up calls were coming from.
Hold on. When did her quote-unquote inappropriate relationship with Dylan end? Or not Dylan? I'm sorry. Primecayes end. I'm just saying, like, when did she say that? I shouldn't say quote-unquote, but like, when did they like have their total complete falling out?
It basically happened when they stopped calling each other. When they should
Yeah,
be
but like,
calling
what is
someone
the date
else.
on that? Just curious. What is the date on that?
The date on the last time there was an inappropriate like call was probably like maybe like 3 or 4 weeks ago because I was present and I saw it.
3 or 4 weeks ago. So I'm just curious. It's not related at all. So when did she start? Like, when did she live with you now?
Yeah, we're roommates.
When did she move in with you? Was it more than 3 or 4 weeks ago?
Yeah. Why?
Okay. Do you not see any of like whole bunch of like? Do you understand what it sounds like, right?
You're making the thing is all of this is speculation. You're building like a timeline
It's
based off
all
no
of this.
DMs, based on no witnesses,
Dylan,
based on none of this.
Everything
This
you've
is all
given us so far
speculation.
is only speculation. You haven't
It
proved
isn't.
anything
I've
either.
posted images. I would kiss you and die for you. Like that. It doesn't count. Oh my god.
No,
Destiny. Honestly, Destiny, dude. You should do more
Dylan.
D&D streams because you should be
Dylan.
honestly, and you should do a D&D stream as the Grandmaster or whatever the fuck. Well, no, that's the clan. Wait, what is it? Dungeon Master. Grandmaster's the clan. Dungeon Master.
The way that all the timelines add up here, like, do you understand like how like it? I'm just okay. Well,
actually,
because
she came over about a few months ago. She officially moved in like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
She was moving across, fucking traveling across America, visiting family and friends. She went to Florida to visit Hans. Hans can attest to that.
Okay. Well, hey, if anybody, you know what? I'm ready to hop onto the fuck Primecayes train. As soon as you guys can post a single log of anybody messaging him or talking to him, saying like, "Hey, this is inappropriate. Stop doing this," because apparently everybody knew. Because
so if I can if I can get you a call between Prime and Samantha where this occurred, then it's done. It's over.
If you show me a call where they talked and Samantha said, "Now hold on," not Samantha said some streamer is harassing her, but if Samantha said you need to stop talking to Katarina this way or whatever, and then he continues doing it, yeah, that's definitely wrong, 100%. There's like no, I don't see how Prime could ever talk about that. Yeah.
Okay, then I'll just wait for Samantha to give me that then.
Okay, wait, hold on, give me 1 second. Do you think that like every call that he would have done to like wake up would be necessarily like in the AM? Is it possible that she sleeps into the PM? Why?
Because that's when people wake up. It's in the AM.
Okay, Dylan, why are you giving me these bullshit answers? Let's be a little smarter.
I mean, it is wait. It is possible that PM calls could count, but then you would have to under that speculation, we'd have to speculate about which were wake up calls, which weren't wake up calls, and then by speculating which weren't wake up calls, then we'd have to count all calls, and then under that that'd be unfair.
So yeah, so true. So here's the thing. So now you might be lying. So Prime says that he normally wakes her up when he calls via Google Voice. That's what he said. Okay.
Okay.
Can you count how many there are here?
12, 10. See the 10? That's exactly what I was talking about. 4 in a row.
How many are here?
5 in a row.
How many are
That's
here?
1, 2. Hey, when it's wait. Can I ask you a question? The 1805. And here? Can I? Okay.
And here?
I get what you're doing, but can you tell me 501?
Oh, I got 3 more screenshots of call logs. Hold on. And here?
Okay, can I ask you a question quickly?
Yep. And here, go ahead.
Are you done?
No, hold on, one more.
Then
there you go. Okay.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm done now.
So what you're telling me is that 2 people had a professional relationship, and I'm looking at this right now, and they had a lot of calls. Okay? And if I look at this doesn't even say PM or AM. The ones I have say PM or AM. And the AM,
these do say PM or AM because they use military time. So these are all presumably
they're
AM.
military time. Okay, well.
So I'm guessing there's like 40 calls here or something. I don't know, maybe.
So
he says that
they have 40 calls. Do you think all 40 of these were wake-up calls? Would you make that assessment? Of course not, right?
So he said he usually woke her up through Google Voice call. So if I'm being like generous, I'll say maybe half. If I want to be as generous to Katarina says, well, maybe only half of these are wake-up calls.
That's preposterous. If I were to think about like so you think half the times they called over Google Voice was just wake up calls? Maybe like I could maybe see it to maybe like 10%, maybe 20 if you get me on a good day, on a gracious day.
Okay, well, we're not going down this road anymore.
And again, none of this,
yeah,
again, is evidence.
You said that wake up calls are normal in the business, right?
I didn't say they were normal in the business. I said they were normal with. Oh my gosh. I said that. I didn't say what. Wait. I never said wake up calls were normal in the business. I said they're not abnormal for two people who are close to do this, or two people who have to work each other, or like two people who interact to do it. I don't think it's like this thing that proves, at least, that these two people are fucking or romantically involved.
I never said they were fucking.
And just because something's abnormal doesn't necessarily mean that it indicates two people are together in any way.
Well,
I do a lot of things that are abnormal. I stream on Twitch.
Well, what I'm saying is that it's abnormal for a friendship, but it's really normal for people that are a little bit closer than friends. It's normal for people that are like hardcore flirting. It's abnormal for people that aren't.
Yeah, but unless you have any more evidence than this is just still all wild speculation.
To be clear, I don't need to post evidence. You're the one that's making the claim that Prime was alerted that his behavior was inappropriate, but he continued after being alerted that. That hasn't been demonstrated anywhere. That is the single key piece of evidence that needs to be illustrated.
Okay, well, I'll get it when I can. I get it when she gives me the message.
And it's also really hard because by her own admission, she says that she never told Prime that it was inappropriate. So who did?
Well, the thing is, Samantha would have done it. And let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if there is this relationship, either big streamer, small streamer, or bigger streamer and somebody who is now works for them, right? And this one streamer has a platform, right? And actively brings people onto that platform, right? You know, like a panel host, and that's what's going on here. Do you not think there is an incentive and to maybe just suck it up, right? There is an incentive to suck it up. You agree with that, right? That there would be an incentive to suck it up and deal with this type of behavior if you want access to that platform.
There could be. There could also be an incentive to manipulate the person. Yeah, but there's equally an incentive to manipulate the person that hosts the platform to gain favorability there.
But you would need to prove that manipulation of either like, oh yeah, I love you, Prime, happened, and that didn't happen.
Wait. She already said that. She said that happened.
She said I love you, Prime. She said that.
She didn't say. She said that she didn't want to express any discomfort
and I said
because
that,
she wanted to grow.
I admitted that it's sucking it up, but that's different from being like, yeah, Prime, come over here. That never happened. She never did that in any way, like signaling it over or anything like that.
Maybe not, but here's the problem. If by her own admission, she has never told him to stop, and if they're having all these calls, and he's calling her and giving her wake-up calls and stuff, I would assume it's pretty reasonable that he's guessing like, oh, maybe she might be a little bit into him. That's
the difference is, even if he found it was reasonable to do that, this not being reciprocated for so long, and bringing up a boyfriend, and another example, and taking like the no-die interactions, like these being very cold. Like it seems like she's doing basically everything she can out of directly confronting it. Basically like brush Prime off. Be like, okay.
Everything she can do not to confront it by having multiple 4 to 5 hour calls every single night.
You have to have those 4 or 5 hour calls. I'm sorry that you don't manage panels every day. I think panels every day are crazy, but that's what Prime does. He lives in an abnormal place on Twitch.
Dylan, I know how all of this works. I've been streaming for 12 years. You do not have 4 hour calls every single day to set these panels.
Have you ever... Wait. Let me ask you a question. Do you host panels every single day?
Not every single day.
No, you don't. Do you know anybody else who does that?
Do I know what?
Do you know somebody else who does that on political Twitch or around here?
Sure. But I can call you on your bullshit right now. Like, you understand that, right?
What do you mean? Like, okay.
Show me 4 hour calls you're making every night setting these shows up. And then boom, I'll eat my own shit right now. Go ahead.
I don't, because I don't host them
exactly,
every... Wait, Destiny. I don't know if you caught the Dutch and therefore caught the stupid, but you gotta understand, I don't do streams fucking roundtables every single day. And the thing is, I don't book them. Other people book them for me, and I tell those people to go do that shit. Sometimes I book them myself. So I do have phone calls. In fact, I can prove it to you. that
You can show me multiple 4 to 5 hour phone calls every night with somebody.
No, but I can show you that I've had 2 to 3 to 4 hour phone calls to book shows.
Yeah, to maybe do like one,
Can I send
like
you
on
it?
a Friday.
Well, yeah, because I do one thing on Friday. If I did it every day, I would expect that a 3 to 4 hour call for my Friday show. I've had to do that a few times to book shows.
Can you
then
tell
we have
what
casual
is
conversation while booking the show, waiting for responses for streamers. And not only that, it's not only booking people, mind you, it's also figuring out topics, which is not as easy as it seems because you actually have to find topics that are topical, people want to care about, and that those topics, the people that you're bringing on, actually care about as well. That takes a significant amount of time. And if I do that once a week, he does that every single fucking day. I think does he do it on weekends too? Does he stream on weekends, Cat? Prime. Every day but Sunday. So it's not 5 a week. I was wrong. It's 6 a week.
Wasn't he working another job at the same time?
Was he? I don't know. Does he have a job?
How the fuck does he have time to do
I don't know.
This?
I mean, I think he's self-admitted. He fucking throws a lot of himself
The answer, Dylan.
I'm a workaholic. I'm a workaholic.
Dylan.
I've done stuff like that before. I've had multiple jobs and streamed the same. I'm going to college, working a job, and streaming all at the same time.
Okay, Dylan, nobody has all these 4-hour calls.
You can say that.
But even by your own admission, you can't show me that. And
because I don't
host
host the same show Prime does. If I did panel shows for 3-hour panel shows, 6 days a week, and I had to book people for 6 days a week, I think you'd find a lot of long calls with that person I book with.
Dylan, first of all, no, you don't. You don't need to call people Dylan, how many times have you called me to talk to me about booking me for a show?
Well, no, I don't have to call you to tell you, but he wasn't booking Cat. Cat was booking with him.
How many times has Kat called me to book a show? You just sent people DMs.
Prime. Okay, Prime. Now I just think. Wait, I'm now calling you.
Dylan,
No, Destiny. Nope, no, I'm not letting you move from that. I'm letting you squirm out of that one. Okay.
I'm not.
No. You're squirming. You're squirming right now. Okay.
Dylan, no. Hold on. Can I finish one sentence? I'm not.
Wait. I never got to finish.
Oh my god. Okay, do your whatever dance, song and dance. Go.
Okay, I will do my song and dance flamboyantly. So, you say that. Well, Kat's never had to call you. And Kat's never had to call any of the guests. Well, that's the thing. She's not calling the guests. She's calling Prime, the person who hosts the show, to talk to him about what people to book, to talk to him about what topics to do, trying to coordinate, like, okay, would this person be good for that topic, considering that this person doesn't care about this thing at all. You got to coordinate that. And wait, stop, okay. And then going through casual conversation as well while they do that, and they wait for responses.
Okay, are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm fine.
Everything that you just described is like a 10 to 15 minute call, okay?
It is not.
You're like
not. 6 a week.
Like, you are every engineer's worst fucking nightmare. Like, guys, we need to have a fucking 6-hour meeting to plan out all. No,
I never said Prime was good at what he did.
Hold on. They have like the same fucking rotating guests for all of these fucking.
They constantly try to get other guests. They're just not good.
They might reach out to other people, but reaching out to somebody, Dylan, is sending them either a DM or an email. It's not having a 6-hour fucking Discord call every fucking day. None of that is planning for these shows. I know all of you guys that work on these shows. I have organized events like this before, and I know for a fucking fact that I could bring on you, I could bring on Hans, I could bring on literally any other type of person and ask them, hey, do you have 4-hour calls to plan your shows? And what they would probably say is, no, usually we have like a group DM, because I've been invited to like fucking 100 of these. We have a group DM, somebody works on a fucking Google Word doc and they throw some topics in there, and then we send out a bunch of DMs to see who's interested in going. That's why every single time all of you guys do these shows, there's always like on the last day, like, oh my god, this guy didn't show up, they didn't show up, and there's all that scramble to find people. It's because everybody's unreliable as fuck and shit is crazy. There are not 4-hour daily planning sessions for these Prime panels. I am sorry, but that is absolutely fucking ridiculous. That is some shit that you say to pad a resume, not to have an honest conversation with somebody.
Okay, so Destiny, the first thing I would say is that just because other people book it through DMs, right, doesn't mean that everybody books it through DMs. People can book through different means. And so if Prime wanted to book through these, actually, let's ask Prime. Did he book through calls? Did he? We can ask Prime this, can't we? And if he says no, I just find that, personally, I'm going to find it to be a lie. But I don't think he'll lie about that. Do you think he books through I mean, I saw him book. I was in the room watching him book with Kat the show. before then at the end doing like, you're so gorgeous, and she's like, okay. I saw that.
Do you think
so I know they do it.
Like, you understand that, just to be very frank, I can't trust her reaction around Prime when she's in your presence. You understand that there's a huge conflict there of interest, right?
Wait. Okay, I can say, in the speculative whatever, if we're going by your theory, which has not been proven whatsoever, we can now be like, okay, true, but I'm not doing this to message about whether or not that was that type of interaction. I'm just bringing this up to show that they do book through calls, which is not that wild of a speculative idea.
So just to be clear, I've had 2 separate people right now DM me. I'm going to read one of this person's. I was on the show more than literally anyone else for a better part of 6 months, and they were all booked by DM, and the topics we literally came up with the night before on, or the night of, on almost all occasions.
Maybe, you know what it could have been? Prime could have easily been calling to book with her because he liked her and wanted to do it differently than he did it with everyone else, because that's the type of person Prime is, because Prime had an interest in her. That doesn't necessarily insinuate that she had an interest in him. This is, I have to defend a meaningless position right now. That's what's going on.
Well, no, what you have to defend to me is that Kat ever told anybody to tell Prime that what was happening was inappropriate. By the way, here are Samantha's DMs.
This is all tangential information, by the way.
No.
Well, this is 100% tangential information.
This is the most important thing. This is what Samantha sent to Prime, because apparently Samantha's AFK now. And when I say she's AFK, she's probably scrambling because she realizes she can't prove this. But this is what Samantha sent to Prime. Does this sound like Prime knows that this is about him?
Can I see the rest of it? I mean, maybe he may have, could have, may have not have. Well, wait. Would he admit it? Would he admit it? Why would he admit it? Why would he admit? Wait, why would he be like, oh yeah, I'm the predator? Why would he admit? What predator is like, yeah, you caught me. I'm a predator. I'm sexual. This or this or this or that. Why? Who would do that? And by the way, I don't like the word predator. I don't think predator works for Prime here. I don't think that's the type of word that we should use.
Okay,
but that's the word that's used in the DM now,
because I could do like a whole. So I'm just gonna like so many DMs.
What do you mean?
Don't
so
mention,
many?
Don't
How?
mention, hold on.
This is so
hold on.
wild.
Just real quick. No, because the problem is, Dylan, because this is a weird performance, because you and I both know that you're like lying on your ass right now, okay?
I'm not lying on my ass. You're just, Dylan, dude, why are you doing this? Are you doing this just to be a prick?
Dylan, nobody calls for 3 hours to organize a show. Everybody knows that, okay? So this guy just messaged me and said, don't mention my name. I was booked for 4 months and I helped the mods and producers all through DMs in a 5-minute call. Like, everybody knows this is the case, right? Like,
wait, say that one more time. I didn't hear you.
This guy literally said, like, I've been on the show for months. I've helped the mods and producers. All of this was done through DMs or like a 5-minute call.
So, again, I just told you, wait, if we're doing this wild speculation, it could have easily been that Prime liked Kat and did it through call. Did it through call because Prime liked Kat especially. That doesn't insinuate that she liked him.
Okay, so here's a question, because I have been on types of calls like this. So if I was in a call with somebody where we were booking potential guests and topics, what you would see is a call where it says Destiny has talked to whatever for 4 hours, and then above that there would be a ton of links to things that we're talking about. Does she have any of those types of conversations where they've got like 4 or 5
I can bring you
links
somebody on right now who did bookings for 1.5 years. Who can tell me about how long their booking calls were. I can do it right now. I can add them.
If you want to, sure. But I'm just curious if Katarina has like any of those calls, because that would be like, that would say something.
Destiny left. Wait, why did Destiny leave? I am fucking blown away right now.
Well, because there's another level of this, which is what I truly see happening. I mean, like, I'm just saying that, like, this is like super, damn. It just sucks that like Prime is getting like completely, like, I can understand like just like ditching. Like, you were literally, people are, and this is other DMs I've gotten. Maybe you didn't say this, maybe people are lying, but people are literally telling me that you said earlier that like, hey, if there's any like refugees from Prime streams, feel free to come over to mine. Like,
did you wait? Did you hear the joke? Did you hear the joke? I said,
yeah.
I said crumbling faster than the Afghanistan government. It was a joke about refugees that we're trying to take it from Afghanistan. That's what it was. And you, for you of all people, can't condemn someone for an edgy joke in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you mean? It's an edgy joke. And you're gonna tell me, so you're gonna think that that was some showing of incentive, or that was showing like, hey, I'm just taking in the refugees, while at the same time, no, die, those things. Well, that was just edgy humor. Dylan, that was a clear indication. What you just said about refugees.
None of these things are anywhere near comparable.
Die, all
like,
that,
dude.
those cold responses to his flirtation, that right there was just joking Lamau XD. No evidence that was joking Lamau XD.
Maybe it was all just jokes. But like,
it was not just jokes.
Somebody is literally telling me, maybe it is these, that Dylan said specifically that they should start watching his and Katarina's stream. I don't know. Maybe maybe that was just memes and jokes, I guess. But like,
what do you mean?
all of this, like, all of
wait,
this.
What are you talking about? My and Katarana's. What do you mean?
Did you say that earlier on stream specifically that people should start watching like yours and her stream?
All I know is that I made the joke about the refugees.
Oh, okay. Maybe people are just DMing me like random stuff. But I'm just saying, like, all of this looks like a pretty specific way. Yeah, okay. Everybody in my channel was saying you did specifically say that.
What did I say?
So it sounds like you.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Send me a clip.
I
honestly don't know.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Somebody says, okay, people are saying get the clip.
Hello.
Hello, Danabo.
Hi, what's up?
All right. Okay. So I don't want to discuss the allegations or anything. I came on specifically to talk about how much work it takes to book panel shows. I spent at least 2 to 3 hours of my life every night for over a year booking these things. It's not something you do in 10 minutes, just send a DM and it's done. It takes hours and hours and hours.
Okay, Danabo,
with as many shows as I've booked.
For sure. So can you show me multiple screenshots of you talking to a single person for 2 to 3 hours to book these shows?
No, I can't.
That's exactly what I thought. Okay.
Do you know what? Do you know why I can't do that, Destiny? Because most of my time was spent talking to Mr. Geek, and Mr. Geek was live streaming, so I wasn't on a Discord call with him. I was talking to him on stream. So maybe you can go through all of his VODs and go through hours and hours and hours of me and Geek talking. But yeah, that was a thing.
No, I believe that because it wasn't just booking a show. You were also probably shooting the shit, chatting, hanging out.
And I said that there was probably some amount of casual conversation while they were trying to book the show and wait for responses.
Sure, if you're having casual conversations and giving wake-up calls to somebody that is being heavily flirtatious with you, that sounds to me like...
There's no evidence of heavily flirtatious. You're just throwing that word out there with no evidence.
No, whoa.
And while I wasn't being heavily flirtatious with Geek.
I wasn't being flirtatious with Geek.
Prime was at the very least being heavily flirtatious with Katarana. And Katarana said that she didn't say anything to Prime about it because she wanted to keep getting exposure on his shows.
And you're saying that she was being flirtatious back, but there's no evidence of that. There's no evidence. You're saying I don't know, so just admit that there's no evidence right now that she flirted back. None.
I didn't say that she was flirting back, but I'm saying that from Prime's point of view...
So you're saying that she did not flirt back. At least there's no evidence. I'm saying I don't have any direct evidence. There's no evidence.
But what I said multiple times earlier is that if somebody is willing to be on calls with you for 3 to 4 hours at a time, and if you're giving wake-up calls to somebody for potentially dozens of times, yeah, that sounds a little bit flirtatious to me, mutually, yeah.
Having long calls is flirtatious. Wonderful.
Having long calls and giving
having a wake-up call is flirtatious. Do you need... Dude, I don't know, man. I don't
Wait, if I can just interject again, right? If I can just interject again, right? So me and Mr. Geek, do you think we're in a romantic relationship? I spent hours on calls with him, and sometimes I would have to call him to wake him up because he's got to get videos out in the morning for Dylan's YouTube.
To be completely fair, I don't actually trust you at all, and I don't know what your relationship with him. Also,
why?
It sounds to me like...
Why would I lie about this?
Members of... Well, because you're like on Team Dylan right now.
I'm not on Team Dylan. I quit. I literally quit. I don't book panels anymore.
Listen, I know how you guys were. I know all the 50 million servers that you guys are in.
I don't think you do,
trust me. I knew so well. I know so much more than everybody else thinks I know, which is like the funniest, because there's like a million more things.
You're just wrong this time. It's fine.
I am absolutely not wrong. I would not.
You're absolutely incorrect. It's fine.
I would not
you can be wrong.
Have this call if I didn't have.
Can I ask you a question,
Destiny? 3 other people that I super trust that have been telling me all about this shit unfolding for months. Okay, so no, I know for a fact that I'm not wrong. I'm just like gently prodding here.
I know for a fact you are right.
I'm gently prodding here in the public to say, hey guys, maybe before crucifying Prime, maybe it would be good to find one piece of evidence where Katarina is actually telling Prime to do it. The reason why I'm doing this publicly now, the presentation is Destiny just asking questions, but what's really happening happening is I know that piece of evidence doesn't exist because I know what's been going on behind
Can
the
I
scenes.
tell you something?
And I know what this whole.
What if I could
know
bring you
this whole
somebody in
dance
here
is.
who did have some sort of relationship with Katarana?
No.
They did.
Mhm.
Wait. You can't. Okay, what is your no before I even finish what I'm saying?
My no is that like you having to do the gymnastics of
I'm not
dragging
doing
random
gymnastics.
people in
You're
here.
doing gymnastics, man.
No,
I'm
to be
playing in this
clear,
thing. This whole
Dylan,
conversation is pointless. This is all tangential information.
Dylan, all you need to do is show me one piece of evidence of anybody telling Prime, stop harassing Katarina, and you auto win the whole debate. But instead you bring on a guy that says, oh, I'm not on Team Dylan, who literally tweeted
you're making other points. So what you're asking me to do is not to respond to you, whatsoever, and just nothing else. Just let you say and continue to attack this woman who's trying to come forward.
I'm not attacking anybody. I'm just asking for evidence. Danabo literally retweeted your tweet 3 hours ago and said this is a safe space for women now. Like, or this is not a safe space for women with him retweeting the fucking like accusation.
No.
Like, so you can't tell me that Danabo's just like, oh, I'm totally disconnected.
No,
like
this is about it not being a
goes.
safe space for women. It's got nothing to do with Prime. For myself, anyway. It's the problem with Twitch politics in general. It's just not a safe space for women.
You're literally retweeting Dylan Burns tweeting about
not
Prime.
from me.
For me, yeah.
What,
do you understand, Destiny? So my problem in general is Twitch politics not being safe for women. The way that they're treated on panels, the way that they're talked over, the way that they're not invited on panels. I could care less about the individual case.
Danabo, come on, Danabo, stop. Danabo,
come on, stop.
Danabo.
Anti-propaganda bigotry.
You're on Team Dylan. It's cool. We understand. Okay, it's good.
Are you that jaded that you think there's just no good people?
Couldn't I just say you're on Team Prime?
No,
and
no,
be done with it then? If we're just disregarding all comments because Team Dylan, whatever, I guess he's conspiring with me. Then couldn't I just say you're on Team Prime and just disregard whatever you have to say?
Well, the thing is, there's if you really want to think that, that's fine. But I think my case stands on its own.
I don't think it stands at all. I don't think you've even built a foundation.
You keep saying that the onus is on me to build a foundation. You're the one that needs to present a single piece of evidence. But you haven't done that.
Okay. If I get another witness that would admit,
no, I don't need. I don't need
witnesses to these types of comments or Prime saying if they have my recorded conversations, we're fucked. Any of that type of stuff that doesn't matter. Like having another person there in the room that were present for the war room conversation.
Is this somebody that was literally saying that like they told Prime not to do something?
Okay, why are you okay? Can I ask you a question? If the main thing you're concerned about is that, and it's just that, which, whatever, why are you making all the other points then?
Why am I making all the other what points?
Because you're making other points, and I'm trying to respond to those points, but then I respond to those points, and then you try to pivot back to that.
Okay, I'll bring this back around one more time, okay? The reason why we're going into the other things is because I'm just giving you like my speculation. What I've told you a million times, and I'll say you 1,000,001 times, all you have to do is show me one screenshot of somebody telling Prime, you need to stop harassing Katarana or whatever. And then boom, you win the whole argument. If you can't provide that, then I can speculate, but like I'm already like auto winning like the argument if we're having like a debate, right? Because you made the accusation, so the onus is on you to provide that piece of proof. You're the one pivoting. Sorry.
Wait, no. You bring up other points that are tangential information about all these morning calls or they had long calls booking panels or any of this other stuff. You bring up this tangential information, then I try to respond to that, then you move back to that while I'm trying to respond to that. Like, why are you bringing this up? Let's do this. Why are you bringing the Danabo guy in?
The reason why, I can tell you. Yeah, the reason why we have to move to that is because you don't have any hard evidence for what Katarana has claimed. So then what I have to do is
evidence. We posted DMs. Oh my god.
Okay, yeah. Then show me the DMs where somebody has told Primecayes that he needs to stop harassing her.
I am waiting for those DMs to be sent to me.
Okay, so I've sent you what Samantha sent Prime, and it seems like that doesn't exist. So here's a question.
Wait. Do you not think that somebody engaging in that manner, in that behavior, that somebody comes up to Prime is like, hey Prime, sexual harassment's pretty bad, and here is the person, Katarana, and this individual claiming and talking about, like, now to write to me about how the sexual harassment's going on. I just wanted to send it specifically to you for some reason. And he's like, do you think it would be like, oh yeah, that was me. I was the sexual person doing that. Sorry about. Why would he admit that? Why?
Dylan,
He would
take
have
a
no
step back.
incentive to.
Dylan, are you serious right now?
I don't know if you're serious. I think you're
Wait,
fucking with me.
Dylan, wait, hold on. Let's just walk through this. So you think Samantha sent him a DM about his employee, by the way, saying like, "Hey, I'm being sexually, or your employee's being sexually harassed," and he would instantly think like, "Oh, this anonymous DM that I'm getting from Samantha must be about me to my employee." What the fuck is that train of thought? What?
What? If he is engaging in this behavior, well, so okay, so then I would just say he didn't take the hint. Then that would be the next word. That he didn't take the hint. If somebody sends specifically to him a message about his employee complaining about sexual harassment, and then he looks at this thing about, hey, a larger streamer than me is sexually harassing me. He looks at this message and he's like, damn, that's him not taking the hint.
Why wouldn't she just tell him at that point? If she's sending messages to other people in the hopes that they message him, why wouldn't she just say something to him at that point?
Because I think maybe she thought that Samantha Banana could deliver the news maybe better, number one. And number two, she honestly just doesn't know how to deal with these types of situations. A lot of people who have dealt with these situations before don't know how to deal with these situations, or how to deal with it directly, or talk to the people.
Okay, stop. Hold on. I'm sorry. This is not like your fucking like college dean that has a relationship with your family. This is literally like a guy on the internet is hitting on you. What do you mean doesn't know how to deal with these situations?
Some people don't know how to deal with these situations online. What do you mean, a guy on the internet? You can just say it's a guy on the internet, but yeah, so you don't know how to deal with these situations.
So her way of dealing with it, instead of just saying something, is to make a convoluted plan to start telling randoms in the hopes that it gets back. Yes.
Wait, that started 5 months ago. So you think this was a convoluted plan that started 5 months ago to wait 5 months in slumber to come then 5 months later, open up and then spread this all online? This was a 5 month. There was a plan going 5 months in the process.
Well, no. Now, to be clear, now this sucks because now you're making me speculate, but I don't know this. But what it looks like. And this is all I have to go into speculation because you guys are going to know hard evidence. What it looks like is a long time ago, it was mutual, and then it became not mutual. Maybe she started dating somebody else, or maybe... Yeah, that's not speculation. But then maybe those feelings changed on her end, and Prime didn't realize it because he was autistic, or he just didn't know social cues, or whatever. I don't know what Prime's thing is. Maybe he didn't realize it, and then now she's quit, moved to your show, and then this is the way to like torpedo their show.
Speculation.
That's what it looks... Yeah, of course it's speculation. But
that's
you realize you've given me... You've given me no evidence to show that Prime was told to stop doing something and continue to do it. So all I have
ask you a
left
question: if somebody's sexually harassing somebody, you do know, even if I couldn't provide evidence that he was told to stop, or if you were to say that isn't enough, you know, if you do something bad, you don't need to necessarily tell somebody to stop doing it if to do something bad, right?
If they don't know they're doing something bad, then yeah.
Then we could just say this was a fuck up on Prime's part, and hopefully he learns his lesson.
But you're not treating this as just a simple fuck up. You're treating this as harassment.
Because he went on for a month unreciprocated.
So here's
something goes on. The thing is, if this was
Mm-hmm.
a one-off thing, I can understand that, right? Because let me finish. I've approached people before, and I'm like, hey, I'm interested in doing something. They're like, no, I'm not. And I'm like, okay. And then that ends, right?
Okay.
And I've also approached people, and I'm like, hey, I'm interested in doing something. And they're like, okay, cool, haha. And then I'm like, okay, well, this person's obviously not interested. And I walk away. Both. If he does that for like 4 months, 4 months of that, unreciprocated, and there's responses like, haha, no, die. Those types of responses when he's like, you're so beautiful, die, haha. You're not. Oh, you're so gorgeous. I want to kiss you, and I da. No, like that's
sure.
not only not reciprocated. That's getting cold responses. You need to learn to take a hit.
So let me ask this question. You can ask Katarana this question, okay? So I've had multiple people tell me this. After Samantha went to Prime and told Prime that Katarana was being harassed by somebody, Prime explicitly went to Katarana and asked her about it. And she said that it wasn't about him. Did that conversation happen, or is this allowed?
Let me ask.
Better out of that?
She said no, but I'm telling her to double check just to make sure, so there's no confusion.
Okay, because I've also been told that Prime literally said that if he made her uncomfortable, that she should tell him. And Prime also tells me that if you go through their entire conversation, that she has never said the word uncomfortable or anything like that in their entire DM.
Why? Wait. Why is it specifically the word uncomfortable? Okay, like she's never said the word. She never specifically said, "I think you're a sexual harasser." Up until this point, therefore, that's not good enough. Look, why specifically the word uncomfortable? That's like a very specific word. That's like the magic
you are
combination.
Right now. You know that it's not about that one specific word.
Wait, what do you mean? The thing is, a cold response to somebody flirting with you should be enough for people to be like, okay, I'm done here. That is the case.
But that's not the allegation.
And the thing is that's not even the thing is, it wasn't just a cold response is enough to stop the present. He kept going to sexual comments about her body, her tits, her ass, other parts of her body, saying explicitly, I want to have sex with you. Completely unreciprocated.
And all these horrible comments, I just have to take a word of that. We don't have a single recording of any of this. Correct?
We don't have a recording of any of this, but we do have. Wait. We do have. Wait. Let me finish. If I'm going to answer the question, I'm going to answer the question completely, Destiny. We don't have a single recording of any of this, but we do have people saying when they were in the room with Prime in his war room talking about this, he said, if they have the recordings, I am fucked, which is a pretty strange thing to say.
Do you have evidence of him saying that? What do you mean?
I have multiple people saying that were in the room. I can get you a second person that were in the room. I can get everybody who was in that room. Dylan, I can tell you the people who were in that room.
Dylan, I don't care about your people, okay?
Wait, they're not even my people. What do you mean my people? They were in Prime's room that he started. How are they my people?
Dylan, but how do you even have access to that room?
Because one of them were close. One of them. But then the second person, so I've manipulated his whole inner circle. Dude,
it's not about manipulation or circle.
Dylan, bullshit. It's so wild, man.
Dylan, stop calling it. I'm in a lot of these group chats. I'm in a lot of these Discords.
You're not in. You weren't. Well, apparently. Well, you know what? I don't think Prime has ever said these things towards you. I don't think you were in the war room. I don't think you were in the call.
Dylan, I've been getting screenshots of all this shit from so many different of you motherfuckers. I talked to so many of you guys about this, and it's so fucking hilarious, like how behind the scenes you guys are all fucking with each other constantly. Man, dude, ever since the Samantha and the politically provoked shit, there's so much shit that goes on behind. You guys are insane. You can sit here in public.
You're saying that, but you're not giving examples. Like I can just say, Destiny, like your evil schemes behind the work with the government of George Bush is so evident to everyone. I get message from everyone. You can just say that. Like, yeah, you're saying words. But where's the evidence of my schemes?
Dylan,
I want to see my schemes.
You know that I can't. Dylan, do you think you could find a single person on Twitch that you could bring out and say, "Oh, Destiny, he's a schemer"? If I have problems with people, I would just say
the point I'm trying to prove is you're saying something right now. You're just saying like all of you guys act in fucking crazy ways and mysterious ways, so something like this could be going on. Like I need to see like, is there any like trail of this behavior?
Most of the people, Dylan, who do you think I'm giving you evidence from of like the people that are saying they've like produced these shows, that they've been on these panels?
Yeah, and there's other people coming in saying they produce these panels, like Danabo right here, saying like, wait, 100% we have these calls.
Yeah, Danabo is in here literally saying he's not on Team Dylan. He retweeted you 3 hours ago. Danabo is literally in here.
Wait.
Like,
he can wait.
No, Danabo, hold on. Danabo is literally in here saying shit like, "Oh, I just am tired of women's harassment on Twitch." This guy literally harassed fucking aristocracy for having a fucking VTuber thing for like weeks. I remember this shit. Like, what do you mean, dude? Like,
Danabo, what is he talking about?
I have no idea what he's talking about.
All of you guys are.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? A VTuber?
All of you guys are friends.
I don't even know what the fuck you're talking. What is a VTuber? You just brought up something. You gotta explain what that means. VTuber? What?
Danabo literally harassed fucking Eris for a long time because she has the fucking VTuber.
This is a wild accusation.
Listen. You guys can all go look up all your random shit.
Just go look it up.
Please do it.
Okay.
You can't just make an accusation.
This is a very wild accusation, Destiny. Come on.
Hey, listen, you can go settle all that. Listen, all I'm saying is don't come out here and pretend that, like, there are no sides. You guys are so incestuous. All of this shit is insane. How much behind the scenes shit goes on.
You can talk to. You're talking to, Destiny.
You can talk to literally any of the fucking people. You can bring on anybody from your, or actually, if you want to bring in like a neutral third party, Hans would be a funny guy to talk to. I trust that guy.
I'll bring Hans in right now. I'll bring him in right now. Let's do it.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. If you want to bring in Hans, he's a funny dude. I'll bring that guy in. He's a funny dude.
Right? Let's bring in Hans of Hanukkah. He's not on my friends list. Is he on your friends list? Just add him. Bring in Hans right now. I'll send him a friend request. I'll add him.
Okay, you can do
So
it.
typically you trust him, right?
Oh fuck! Katarana visited Hans. I still think I can get good answers out of him. Though, actually, nah. I trust myself. Okay. Ooh, I'm being told Hans doesn't like Prime. He actually dropped from his shows. Oof. That's okay. I still
And now you're
know it.
okay. Beep.
No, I don't
Beep.
regret it. I'm still confident because I know what happens in all this shit. So I actually I'm 100% on board with it.
Okay, let's bring him on. Okay, I'm adding him right now.
All right, hey guys, how's it going?
Hans, I got a simple question for you.
We'll get something to drink. I'll be right back.
Are you here? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Are you aware that there are multiple Discords and multiple group chats running at all points in time where there are different factions of people that are clicky with each other and talk about all this fucking drama behind the scenes constantly? Are you aware of that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, thank you. That's all I wanted to know. All right.
Okay.
Where did Dylan go?
There's nothing else. Okay, yeah. So like Dylan said before, I personally don't like Prime. It wasn't about like this. It was more
Yeah,
about
that's
like
fine.
yeah, it's more like creative differences. Like I don't like how he runs his panels. I think they're like
For sure.
explicitly like made to be shit shows. Where like you've been on one of mine, it's a bit more slowed down. Like
Of
moderated,
course,
that
you
kind
do
of
the
thing.
structured time thing. Yeah, I respect it. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so like that's my issue with him. In regards to Cat, if you're looking for like those like magic DMs, I can't produce those for you, right? I can tell you like again like and obviously like you know that like Cat and I are friends, so like that like whatever I said like won't like be like a magic bullet, but like while she was here visiting me, she like told me that she was nervous about doing this. Like I knew about this. Like I can't speak for anybody else, right? But I knew that like she had problems about this before like today. But when I asked her like should I say something? Like do you want? She told me not to.
Why
And like
not?
because I think she was afraid of retaliation
Why? Like what retaliation?
in terms of like not being able to like go on panels and stuff, not like being
But
able to
isn't
get
she
exposed.
already moved over to like Dylan's show and stuff?
Yeah, but she doesn't like. I don't think she's like a common guest on his.
Isn't she literally like working for Dylan now?
Yeah, she works for
She
Dylan.
does work for me now, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so what retaliation?
like she's still like a small
She gets
streamer.
paid. She gets paid by Prime.
I mean, yeah.
She
She
gets
gets
paid
She gets,
now.
What do you mean
She
she's a
gets paid.
small streamer? You're just like spitting words. No, I'm not trying to attack you as
no,
much as I'm attacking Dylan. But like,
no, Destiny. I'm trying to give you a like perspective that like I understand this, right? So Cat's like even smaller than me, right? I'm like a 30 viewer Andy. Like I don't even have like 2K subs like followers yet, right? If I have like the opportunity like to talk to like bigger people or like be like under bigger people in terms of like having like communications and stuff, most like smaller streamers would jump at that, especially like when you're even smaller. Like I'm much bigger now than when I started, and like Cat's
yeah,
also
but the
bigger than me.
problem is that she had an ongoing friendship, I'll say. Can I say that, Dylan, or is that too triggering? Can I say friendship with Prime for months before she ever started
Friendship is
working
sure
for him?
is friendship. I don't care.
Okay, so
So
yeah,
like, so did he fuck up there? If he's friends with somebody for months before everything even happened, before they were even working, they even had a work relationship. Maybe do you think it's not completely unreasonable that Prime would that maybe think that the girl that he's giving wake up calls to and having multiple 4 to 6 hour conversations with day after day after day maybe also has an interest in him too? Do you think it's not fair for him to maybe think that might be the case?
I mean, Dylan, like, if Cat say it's like okay for me to say this, like,
Wait, let me ask.
okay,
Say what exactly?
um,
The last message?
yeah, let me see.
Let me ask.
All right, it's like, sorry, Destiny, 1 second.
She said she doesn't care.
Okay, so, Cat and I like actually are and have been like flirty in DMs, right? And she's come to visit me, right? And like I assume like you and like other people like assume correctly, right? That like stuff happened while she was here. And I've never done like the like massive like 6 hour conversations with her. So like if you're asking if that's like a prerequisite for her like like standard of like
This
hooking
is
up with people
so
or
not
like
relevant.
meeting with people. Like it's not the same thing.
No,
Like,
no, 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 no. This
it's
is
like-
not relevant to anything. And also, wait. So when did she ever break up with her boyfriend?
Kat, when did she do that? I don't. No, I thought it was before she like went to go live with.
It was
Dylan.
like it was before she went on a like trip across the fucking states.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you said that she was flirting with you in DMs a long time ago. But you also told me that her having a boyfriend was somehow really important for her, never flirting with another guy.
I don't have an answer for that one.
Kat, when did you break up?
Of course not. No, that's okay. We can move on from that. We don't
Let
even
me
need
just
to go
ask.
down
Yeah,
that
let me
road.
ask.
Okay. No, we don't need to go down that
Wait,
road.
wait, we can't just. Okay, fine.
We don't need to go down that road. So my question is, okay. So my question is why is Samantha so active in Sansal's chat right now, but for some reason she can't get to you those crucial DMs? Samantha, why are you hammering that keyboard in Sansal's chat? Where are you at with those key DMs? Dylan, I know so much stuff about all of this. It reeks of bullshit. You know this. Why would you try
It
to
doesn't.
do this?
I
Brian,
100. Like, can
why
I?
would you
I
burn my
100%
boy like that?
believe her.
Why would
I
you do
believe her 100%. I 100% believe her. I do. I 100%
That's because
believe
you're
her.
Dylan. I expect you to say that because she's because she's your very special roommate.
What
But
the
you're
fuck?
obviously
If I didn't
compromised.
believe her, then I wouldn't do this.
Like,
No, you listen. You're
Now you're questioning if I just fucking believe her? It's one thing to be like, well, maybe you're wrong, but now you just think I'm fucking lying? With no evidence.
Dylan.
Just
You guys,
speculation.
Dylan. You guys have been dating for weeks, okay? Of course you believe her. That's not what I'm asking right now. What I'm asking is there any evidence that she has of anybody, of all the people she talked to, of anybody, of Echo, of Samantha, of you, anybody, telling Prime, can you please stop doing this, and Prime continuing to do it? Because if not, why the fuck did she ever make that huge post?
like wait, like so aside from like the huge post thing, that's I wanted to ask you like about earlier, where you said like she was like going around different chats like insinuating stuff. Do you think like people might like just I feel like when you're and this goes like back to something else about like Prime, right? So when like Kat was initially like going around like in like say no comment chicks like chat or other chats like asking about like hey, this is happening to me. I'm not sure like how comfortable I am like saying the name. Like, what are you supposed to do? That comes across to me as someone like who doesn't understand like how to operate inside the space when they could like potentially be like attacked by someone like considerably bigger. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's something like normal. And then
You know, Hans, I like you, okay? You haven't said anything too crazy yet. Everything that you're saying is totally possible. Here, I can grant you this so much stuff, okay? It is possible that Prime acted in a way that was inappropriate due to the position of power that he had over Katarana. It is possible that she felt uncomfortable and didn't really want to say anything or push back against it. And it's possible that the added complication of them being in like a working relationship made her feel uncomfortable, and that Prime was leaning into something too hard that didn't exist, that only existed in his mind, a romantic relationship between them. All of that is possible, okay? But at the end of the day, the resolution to that is when Katarina steps away to go look for Dylan, is her saying like, hey, Prime, I don't have romantic interest in you. Like, I don't think that this stuff was like, okay, like I wasn't forthcoming with how I felt and blah, 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 blah. And then you go your separate ways, not to come out and nuke him as a fucking sexual predator. That's bullshit. That's all I'm saying.
Wait.
If you want... Mm-hmm.
To be clear, if you read the tweet longer, I was very specific, like looking, I was like, okay, we should be really careful with the language we use when we say what happened. And we call it sexual harassment consistently through the tweet longer and consistently through the Twitter posts. We don't use the word predator. We don't use abuse. We don't use any other words. We specifically just use the word harassment because we didn't want to signify that it was anything more than what we thought it was. Now, there is the one post that was predator from months ago, but I asked her if it was appropriate, if that was an appropriate word to use. She said, probably not.
What do you think is the implication when you're making this type of accusation?
That he was aggressively sexual in any different ways.
What's another name for an aggressively sexual guy abusing a position of power?
I guess you could.
What is the title of your stream right now, Dylan? Dylan,
Sexually harassed the staff. Primecayes sexually harassed the staff, which happened.
And what is another word for a sexual harasser? It's a predator, Dylan. Come on.
Okay, so you think he's a predator. Got it. Win. W. Dylan, another one in the bank. Got him. Let me be clear, Destiny. There's like literally no way in hell you're ever gonna move me off this position. Let me just be clear. I am 100% confident that this happened.
I'm not trying to debate somebody in the honeymoon phase. I'm just asking for a little bit. I'm just asking for a little bit of pumping the brakes on like throwing somebody under the bus.
Look, let me be clear.
So
I don't think
fucking
I
hard,
don't think
okay?
Prime should be like executed. I just think he acted extremely inappropriately, and he should stop acting extremely inappropriately. And he should stop doing it before
Wrong.
it definitely is going to be hosting these fucking panels. And he needs to fucking
that's
180
wrong.
that shit. And I
That's
kind of
wrong.
don't believe his apology when he fucking started a war room.
Do you know why I know you don't believe that?
Why?
Because if you thought that, you would have just DM'd him and talked it out. But you didn't. You made it public.
Because he has a show where he's done this. This is important for people to know if they're going to be going on to his show or having cordial relationship with the person.
So
that he has that he's been
then,
doing this.
That's cool. That's great. So you just said two things. Initially, you said your goal was to try to make it so he would stop doing these things, but now you said your goal is to warn people.
The best way to stop
Mm-hmm.
somebody from doing something, in this instance, definitely when it comes to stuff like this, is to make shit like this public. 100%.
Sure. So do you understand then?
Let me ask you a question. Do you think Kevin Spacey has molested any more children since it was public what he did? Probably not.
Do you think that this is a comparable
I don't think
situation?
it's I'm not saying these situations are comparable,
Okay.
but if you want to stop people from doing these types of things, you make this shit public.
But why do you think that outing him publicly is not the same as just full on canceling him? You're not trying to get him to change his behavior. You're warning people to stay away from his show. You're just trying to cancel him. You understand that's what you're doing.
I mean, you can call it cancellation. You can call it being held responsible. But I'm telling you that I don't think. Like, let me be clear. If he 180s this type of behavior and goes forward, then I would welcome him back to Twitch with open arms.
Okay,
but you can use the word cancel, but it's like a demon word. But I don't care.
Sure. When I'm asking, let me just tell you what I'm doing. When I ask you these questions, when I ask you why you do something, you give me one answer, and when I prod for a little bit more information, you give me the second answer. What it tells me is you didn't believe the first answer.
What do you mean? What's the first and second answer? What's the difference between those two?
I can rerun this entire mini conversation. I asked you, why didn't you first I asked you, why are you guys doing this? Okay, and you said because I wanted him to change his behavior.
Didn't you do this with Vosh though?
I did, but we can go through the reasons for why I thought I had to make that public if you want. I still defend that, right?
Okay.
So you said the reason why I had to do it with Vosh, if anybody's interested, because he was a very active public person in my community. I couldn't quietly remove him. I didn't have the opportunity to have a quiet conversation.
And I have a founder's badge in Prime's community.
Sure.
Destiny, I don't.
But what I'm saying is that what you should have said initially was my goal was to warn everybody else about him, not get him to change his behavior. You don't really care about that. That's not what your goal is.
I think it could be two-pronged. I think it could be both. Well, because the thing is, let's say I talk to him publicly, then I don't privately. Then everybody isn't warned about him, right? You would agree to that? Okay.
Does everybody need to be warned, or can you tell Prime?
I didn't ask if everybody needed to be warned. I just asked simply. Can I finish this point? Then we can move over to Hans. So I just asked simply that if I do it privately, then nobody publicly would be warned. That's pretty basic, right? You agree with that?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
And if I did it publicly, then I wouldn't have done it privately, but that means people would have been warned, correct?
Well, sure, but the goal is different in both cases.
Let me finish.
Yeah.
I could see both achieved by doing it publicly. Because if you do it publicly, right, then they stop their behavior because they don't want to get into something like this again, and people are warned. Both. Done.
Sure. I'm just saying that,
sure. So
the way that you're handling it is to push for a cancellation. Well, no, I agree if you're trying to cancel, that's fine, okay? But and again, we can swing back around to all of this. Do you think that it was mainly inappropriate that Prime was kind of pushing into this because she was an employee and she didn't have the ability to, actually tell him no if it wasn't something that she was interested in?
Could you say that question again? I didn't understand it.
Did Prime being in a paying position of her inhibit her ability to consent in this situation?
You mean deny? What do you mean by consent? Somebody can consent, but
that she wasn't able to tell him, "Hey, I'm not comfortable," because she's getting paid by
physically capable, or it's
capable on the internet, saying "Hey, I'm not comfortable with this."
I think she could have done it, but I think that there's incentives not to.
Okay, then what is that difference between your relationship with her now as an employer and a future potential dating partner if we play that game?
The difference is something could be reciprocated there.
But how would you know?
You would know because they reciprocated. They tell you usually I think you're cute. I love you. Like, those words are usually thrown back and forth. Like, if somebody says, I love you, like, if there's some bombshell that comes out where Katarana, like, posted, like, I love you or something like that, but the amount, I would be shocked. And honestly, I would give Prime a full apology. A full one, number one. And number two, all my trust in Katarana would evaporate immediately. And I would no longer even be roommates with her. She would have to move out. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Stuff. All I'm saying is that you've put yourself in the exact same position that you criticized Prime of being in. Do you understand that?
Wait, my criticism is not even. My criticism is that there's incentive.
Walk away. She could just as easily walk away and say, I didn't feel like I could tell Dylan no. I was pressured. I needed a place to live. I was pressured. I wanted to get paid. She could say all the same shit, and you would have no defense.
Well, okay. The difference would be, of course, that how this situation reacted. Like, if I got messages like no, die.
I'll be right back, guys. I need stuff.
That type of and then I'll give it to Hans because Hans wanted to ask a question earlier, but he gets back. If that's the type of reaction I got if I was flirting with Katarana, right? If that happened, and that came back my way, I would look at that situation and be like, I think I probably shouldn't comment on her ass now. Definitely since I'm paying. Like, this is probably a really bad situation.
Sure. And
because these situations are complicated. I don't think it's as simple as like somebody has a slight power. Because the thing is, then streamers couldn't have all day to do anything. I understand it. It's complex.
Sure.
I understand that.
We're getting more honest now. I agree with you. These situations are complicated. I'm glad we're at that point. The problem, though, is that you are in an even greater position of power. I've been honest the whole time. Because not only now are you paying her as a boss, I'm guessing, we're probably also paying
to be clear, I'm not paying her. I'm not paying her.
Are you paying the rent?
She's gonna start next month.
We'll see. Okay. Do you understand that now you're in even a greater position of power than Primecayes was? And you have an online existence that she can benefit from. And she's going to be working for your like you've put yourself in like
the greater position of wait. Part of that greater position of power that you insinuated was the fact that they live together, right? But if somebody develops a relationship naturally, nobody's like, hey, they're not flirting, they are flirting, and then they live to do the whole thing, move together, buy the lease, do the whole thing. That type of stuff happens after usually the development of a relationship. You would agree with that, right?
It could, but the thing is that Katarina developed a relationship with Prime way before they ever worked together. They were talking and flirting a ton, or at least he was flirting and she wasn't telling him no at all, and she was still entertaining his flirtations and his calls by her own admission. She said, I never said no, or I never expressed any discomfort at all.
I never said no. Is that the biggest thing for you, that she never said no? Directly
Dylan, we're not talking about sex. We're talking about flirtations. Yeah, well,
wait. When we talk about flirtations, the flirtations being talked about is nice ass, nice tits, right? That's pretty like direct stuff. And she's done a lot to get out of these situations. Like the DM showing that she literally took drugs at one point. What was the drug again?
Yeah, it's strange. She did everything she could to get out, except actually telling a single person or him that he made her uncomfortable. What was it called again?
Oral anesthesia. That's the word. Okay.
Just curious, when did she have her wisdom teeth removed?
When did you have your wisdom teeth removed? Wait, yeah, let me ask you a better question. Why? I assume you're asking that to like know why she had
oral anesthesia because she had her wisdom teeth taken out. She's not using it to get out of a call. That's a
bullshit. Give me a question. Give me a question. Hey, stop. Why did you have the oral anesthesia? Fuck it, I'm just asking. Fuck off. Why did you have it? She had a canker sore.
Okay, Dylan, you don't need to take an oral anesthesia to get out of a Discord call. Come on.
It was a good way to get out of it, so it worked. I mean, she did it. Ask Prime. Will Prime deny that happened?
Well, let's say that was the case. Why wouldn't she just
wait. Ask Prime. We can confirm that's the case right now.
Why wouldn't she literally just fake taking the drug?
Because I guess she didn't want to lie. I mean, she did it though. Like, I mean, you could say that she did it in a silly way, but she was doing that to get out of the situation.
No, hold on. You're presenting this as like she was like snarfing drugs.
I didn't say she snarfed drugs. I said I didn't say it was the only way for her to get out. Look, I didn't say it was the only way for her to get out, but she did do it. I honestly also think it was silly, but she did do it to get out of it.
Wait, so I thought like Kat like said that like she was in the call and she wanted it to end, and so she like took it, and then she's like her lips like were too numb like to even like speak, and that's why she like did it, so she like had an excuse like to go. And like Destiny, I don't have like I don't have the magic bullet like Discord's like screenshot for you, but like like I would say, like,
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I would say obviously, like
I'm listening to two people she's romantically involved with trying to defend me against like another partner that she was accused of being romantically involved. So this is a very funny like situation. Go ahead.
Like I'm trying to like help. I'm not like okay. So
no, to be clear, I don't think
it's a complex situation. Nobody said it wasn't ever a complex situation.
Hold on. I want to be very clear. I don't think Dylan. I don't think you or Hans are bad people. By the way, I think that you're making a big mistake with Prime. I don't think
I'm making any type of mistake though.
Well, of course you don't think so, but
I think you're making a mistake.
Sorry,
the biggest mistake still is playing League though, to be 100%.
No. I know that I'm right about all of this. If it comes down to it, I don't know that
you're right. 100%.
I can put together. If I'm 100% correct. I might put together like a big old manifesto soon if I need to like torpedo some people.
And if
go ahead.
like indeed, like if you are right, then yeah, like I'll apologize. Like I believe like my friend, like I wasn't active in like producing like this manifesto. Like I see someone who like says like they have this, and I'd have no like business to gain by like disavowing Prime because I already disavowed him like a month ago over like the creative stuff. And so like I am I like within my rights to like yeah, I believe Kat. Like, you know, like she's like in private told me that like she's nervous about like this sort of situation. Like specifically.
Yeah, but sure, but do you understand for me as a lowly innocent...
By the way, are you getting DMs from Doobie? Can I just ask that quick?
I have gotten DMs about situations.
Okay. So wait. Let me just be clear. Earlier, you said that my Danabo and all, we're not going to trust these sources because they have incentives. You do know Doobie was in the fucking like war room group, and Doobie was telling Prime like ahead of like, let's get ahead of this thing. Prime, we're gonna get ahead of this. We got this game. So he has clear incentives as well. And Doobie also hates me. He's made clear, even in the war room, he says he hates me. So if we're talking about people with incentives and you're getting sources from Doobie, that's a pretty anti-Burns.
So
he's like an anti-Burns Taliban fighter.
I'm gonna tell you this much, okay? I've gotten DMs from 13 individuals about stuff related to this. I'll just say that.
Yeah, because 5,000 people are watching. What do you expect?
Well, every piece of information I've seemed to present to you has been 100% on the money. And as we've rolled on more,
what do you mean 100% on the money? Well, wait. These are sources that are like a lot of these things that we've shown are like sources that are true, but there's your interpretations that I disagree with.
No, what happened was you intentionally hid things.
I didn't intentionally hide anything. What do you mean?
At the beginning of this stream, you said that you might consider in the future relationship with Katarana. You guys have been dating for weeks. You hid that because you knew that it damaged your credibility. And
it wouldn't damage. No, I can tell you exactly why I didn't bring that up. Can I tell you why?
Go ahead.
Because I'm a 20-year-old guy, and I came out as gay not that long ago, and you know what? I was continuing to explore my sexuality, and it was a little bit more complicated than I fucking thought, and I'm just queer. And I knew, because this is how I've interacted with people like Redneck before and a lot of other conservative streamers, that they're going to use this against me in a certain way to go after my sexuality because they have before. And that's why I kept a lot of this private. You can ask Katarana, you can ask my editor too. Now, of course, they're biased sources for this, but that's my genuine reason, because they'll be like, Dylan, the person who defended the queer community isn't even a real gay. Fuck them. I knew exactly what was going to happen. It made me feel terrible.
Can I play the sociopath role a little bit and tell you what actually happened here?
Oh my, what actually happened?
So what actually happened was everything you just said was partially a lie. Because when I asked you if you guys were dating, if everything you just said was true, that people would use this to attack your identity as a queer and everything, then when I asked you if you guys were dating, you wouldn't have answered maybe in the future, because that leaves you open to just. Let me finish. That would have let you open to just as many attacks as you saying that you are dating now. Number one.
Nope.
Okay. And
you're wrong on that. Wait. We always go point by point. Let me go point by point. I can explain why. If people have been tuning in my stream for a while, and recently, they've seen that I've been using the word gay less, and I've been using the word queer more to identify myself. I've been slowly trying to edge into it. And even in stream, I've been saying a lot recently. Anybody in my community can tell that, there's a chance, and in the future, my sexuality could change a little bit. I can get you clips of that if you want. I've been saying this on stream. I've been trying to edge it into it because I know it would be like a weird transition. I don't really want to talk about my sexuality too much right now, but I will do it if necessary. Like, this is happening.
Yeah, that's number one. Yeah, I don't care about any of that. Number one. The second thing is that when I later said that you guys were dating, you didn't contradict me. And the reason is because you know now that I know information and you don't know how much I know. So
no, I didn't contradict you because you're right.
You didn't contradict me, even though initially you'd said something different, because now you don't know what I know.
I didn't contradict you because I didn't want to comment on my relationship status with Katarana. No, because It's not that I don't know what you know. It's 100% just had to do with my sexuality. That's 100% it, because I don't want to have to deal with this in front of 5,000 fucking.
Okay, you can say that. You say that you don't want to deal with it. Why are you the one streaming this when this is an issue between Katarana and
Because
Prime?
I didn't. Well, to be clear, I didn't.
Do you
I
guys
didn't want to
wanna,
have
like,
to
go
out my
offline to talk about
sexuality
this?
on.
What does this have to do with
stream?
outing your sexuality?
Because
No,
now
hold
it's
on.
over
You
to
didn't
the
wanna
talk
deal
about my
with this.
sexuality because you're asking me about dating.
Like,
No, if you
Dylan,
didn't want to deal with any of
that's-
this, why are you streaming it?
Wait,
do you-
because I didn't think the stream was gonna be about Dylan's sexuality at all.
You didn't think that the person that you're living
No.
with right now is that's going to come up ever? Maybe
I
you
didn't
don't see
think. I
any
didn't
point?
think it was relevant to the situation on whether she was sexually harassed or not. Who Katarana's dating right now has no impact whatsoever on if she was sexually harassed.
guys,
You're going to tell me with a straight face that if somebody comes out with an accusation, that if the current presenter of that is somebody that they're currently dating that has an actual show that stands in opposition to the accusee show,
It doesn't stand
you
as
don't think somebody
opposition.
might-
That's bullshit. That's a lie. It does not stand in opposition. We don't even stream at the same time for them. You 100% know that me and him, we don't compete for the same hours. My show is on Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Sure.
His shows,
Dylan.
he specifically avoids
Dylan.
that time
Dylan.
slot because he doesn't want to compete.
can't-
You don't
Dylan,
compete.
You can't, Dylan, hold on. To be clear, and Hans knows this too, and he'll even back me up, even though he might not like me in this conversation, okay? You can play these games when you're not talking to me, but you're talking to me now, okay? I know you guys don't occupy the same
You
time
can't
slot.
just keep saying that
Hold
like,
on.
I know
Dylan,
the
I'm
truth. You gotta
explaining
just
it.
say
I'm
it.
explaining-
You don't need to
Dylan,
like
I'm
do
explaining-
foreplay.
Dylan, I'm explaining it right now, okay? You keep trying to use these excuses that will work on Twitch chatters. Well, we stream at different time slots. Behind the scenes, I know what happens. Nobody's gonna go on your show and fucking Prime show in a row. You guys might not occupy the same time slots, but you're drawing from the same guest pool. Both of us know that. Hans knows that.
That's
He'll admit it.
happened. I'm pretty
Hans-
sure if I go
I'm
back,
sure
I
that
can
Hans has
find you
literally
that
been
happening.
turned
What
down
do you
by people
mean?
that have said, "Hey, listen, I don't want to do your show because I'm doing Dylan's show
God,
that day, or
this
I'm
is-
doing Prime show." In fact, Hans, I think I've even
This
even
is
said,
wild
Hans, I can't
fucking
do that show
speculation.
because I'm doing somebody else's show that day. I know how this works behind the
That
scenes.
could
my
happen.
dude.
That it is true that I guess that can't happen. But I've had guests go into Prime show and then my show. I'm pretty sure if I go at the last long list of hippy dippies, I can find that. But there's no evidence whatsoever that I did this to just undermine Prime show. There is no evidence behind that. You're just saying that. You got to find like
So-
proof of this, some like conspiracy behind that. Like that's like a
Well,
pretty
you
massive
can-
claim.
There's no way. The only way I could prove a conspiracy is by literally like fucking leaking, like hacking your Discord. I could never do that, obviously.
So yeah, you're just
But I'm saying,
speculating.
like,
Wait,
Well, yeah, but that's all I can do, right?
Destiny.
Okay, so what do you think of the
Destiny.
second tower?
Right.
Okay, Hans, you can go.
So thanks. So, like, I agree. Like for the time slot thing, like that's why I moved to Saturday because like after like when Dylan was in the hospital, I was doing my panels on Fridays and when he came back, it like he talked to me and like he's like, hey, like I'm back now. Like I'd like my time slot, and like I understood that. Like and obviously like I'm a small guy and he's a bigger guy, so like I moved and like like I thought it was like a reasonable thing like for us to do. And then like I've had people, yeah, like Destiny like can say this, like where he's always been like where I asked him to be on my show once and like Dylan asked me on his show and then like you were on like Dylan's already or something like that. Like I get that. Like I've seen that before. And that's kind of why like I moved mine to Saturday, right? Like I don't want to compete with Dylan because I like and respect Dylan.
Yep.
We collaborated
And, like-
afterwards. We made like a thing to like
Yeah,
on each other's show
and
and
Dylan,
shit.
and Dylan's been on my show now, and I've been on his show, and it's been like really, really fun, right? And so I don't, but like that still feels collaborative. But like I guess like what I want to like ask both of you, right, is, well, this is like more for Dylan, and like, but you guys want to like take this off stream and like talk about this so we can stop like performing for like all these people? Like I'm,
Okay,
it's like
I
want
understand.
like I want what's best like for Kat. I want like what's best for Dylan. With like I want like if Prime is like not, like again like I currently support Kat. Like if there's stuff that comes out, like I don't want Prime to be like quote unquote like ruined, right? So like why can't we like hash this out without us like without like the debate bro stuff? Like can we like this like if we want to like do the personal thing now, like again I didn't have control over the initial stuff, and I support the initial stuff. But like if there's actual stuff that like we're gonna dance around because like we know we're trying to do like whatever's happening right now, like why can't we just end this? We can all chat about this like in privacy. And
Yeah,
then,
so
like,
because
like,
because I apply, one of the few things that I do is I try to apply the same standards to myself that I would to other people. And when I look at this from Prime's point of view, you guys decided to make all of this public immediately. Like Prime knew about this, I think 1 or 2 days ago. I think 1 day ago, Prime knew that this was happening. and then you guys went public. So I'm sorry, Hans, I love you, but you don't get to cry about it being public now. You decided to drag this out into the public, and the
That's a
public
fair
space
point.
is where it's going to be fought. You can't ask for it to go back. You open Pandora's box, right? Prime's reputation is fucking destroyed now. Even if he does come out on top of this, it's going to look really, really bad for him.
I mean, I would agree that I don't know if it's
I can't. You're right. I can't put that
because
back,
he did
back
something
in the
wrong.
box,
That's why.
but I wasn't like the person who pressed the button on this. Like I'm.
Yeah, that was me. And let me be clear. I'm not asking for it to be taken private because I know it was public. Once you pull the lever, it's public. Like I can't afterwards be like, "Wait, Destiny pushed back on me. Wait, we gotta take it into DM." That'd be pussy shit. Like I can't do that. Yeah.
Sure, but regardless, so circling all the way back, okay, through all the stories, we're still back at square one. So Samantha has been typing in other people's chats. She didn't supply you with any evidence. Do you think it's safe to say right now that nobody actually told Prime that he was acting in an inappropriate manner towards Katarana?
Say that again. I didn't hear the question.
Is it safe to say that nobody told Prime that he was acting inappropriately towards Katarana?
Besides that, I believe besides that one DM that was sent, the one that I think you have and you brought up, which I did think was hinting that he should have been able to take the hint from that. You disagree with me. That was the one. But besides that, no. But that I would say is certainly a hint at it.
Okay, so if nobody has explicitly told Prime this, if Prime is a person that he's talked to for months, that he's given wake-up calls for at least 20 fucking times.
Unless Samantha says that there was a call. Unless she says there was a call. She said, let me check if she said it was a call too.
Sure. You said earlier that she was getting evidence. Now maybe you were just saying that she hadn't said it yet, but
she never sent it to me. She sent it to you, or I think did she send it to you?
Well, so the problem is that like, so Samantha's a whole other workshop of like it's funny that oh fuck. Well, see, because now I don't know. Hans, we'll talk later. I don't know if Dylan can be saved. Actually, I don't know if either can you be saved. Samantha plays so many crazy conspiracy
Wait, what do you mean by
saved? Because you're getting played by at least one person, maybe two, but I don't know enough to actually say that. I'll reveal that much. I don't know that much, right? But Samantha plays crazy games behind the scenes, and she's done this with so many different large groups of people. I think that you two know about this with other people, and maybe you think Samantha. Know. Okay, well, but regardless, okay.
Can I be honest? My working relationship with Samantha is extremely recent. I've never been that close to Samantha. The only thing, the only other time that I think I've really had a lot of interaction with her, which once I invited her onto a vegan panel, and another time was she invited me to that like Twitch politics Discord thing.
And that might be the case. That's fine. It was funny to me that you laughed at the conspiracy thing when like even if I just.
Well, I don't have evidence that there's conspiratorial notions behind this.
Even if we just go by publicly revealed stuff, Samantha being involved with that whole politically provoked shit and all the insane crazy shit that went on with that, like that in and of itself was an insanely crazy conspiratorial, like so many people working behind the scenes doing like dumb shit.
I don't even know what happened there. I just
okay, sure. And maybe you don't know anything about that. A lot of people in here probably watch. A lot of people have heard of it. A lot of people saw crazy shit like it. But like, okay, so let's
wasn't that like Big Papa Fascist like got angry because
no. That was a lot of stuff. That was a lot of stuff I've seen. But we're moving past that, okay? So we've admitted now, or I don't want to say admitted, okay? We all understand that it seems highly possible now that Prime didn't get any messages saying that he was acting inappropriately, okay? Now the second thing, now Hans, I think I can get you with this, okay? I'm pretty sure Hans is on board with this one, even if Dylan's not. It's reasonable to assume that somebody like Prime, and we can even throw Prime under the bus here, who doesn't get social cues all the time, I can tell by being on his fucking podcast, okay? It is reasonable to assume that Prime might have thought that there was some mutual romantic connection when somebody is calling him 4 to 6 hours a night, day after day after day, and getting multiple wake-up calls from that person. Prime might have maybe thought there was something there, yeah?
In the same way that like Cat is actually.
I'll admit to that actually. I'll say yes.
You can say yes to that. I would also say Cat's also neurodivergent though. Like if we're gonna like give him like the benefit of the doubt for like these social cues, and then say like why isn't she like being like more aggro about like standing up for herself against someone like who is like in like canonically a position of power over her. Like I'm like when you say like when's the part like where she said stop like
put on the glasses. So now I'm super soy feminist.
It's like specifically because of like mental I don't say disability like mental like divergent, right? Like what are we supposed to do that? Because like if we can't provide like that.
Well, sure. Here are a couple things you can do from it. If you think that somebody is so mentally neurodivergent that they are incapable of taking care of themselves, why is it that when she talked to multiple other people and said that she was being harassed by somebody, why didn't they step in to help? Why did they just leave her to burn if she couldn't make these decisions for herself?
Wait, but to be clear, she did talk to other people about what should she do and stuff like that. And the thing is, she did tell and give Samantha permission to go talk to Prime about it, which indicates that this has a lot of credibility on Katarana's part if she's telling Samantha to go do that. Why would she tell somebody to go do that if that didn't happen?
Where are the DMs?
You have the DM.
No, I want the
You
DMs of Samantha talking to Prime saying that Katarina was the one
Wait.
that was being harassed.
Wait. That isn't necessary here. And I can explain exactly why. That isn't necessary.
Hold on. It is necessary. And the reason why is I'm going to hang this out there because this is just going to be a he said, she said, unfortunately. Because Prime says that he explicitly had a conversation with Katarina saying, hey, was this about me? Am I doing anything to make you uncomfortable? And she explicitly said no.
And,
what is Prime supposed to do?
Wait. Katarana said in response to that, Katarana has told me that did not happen. And Katarana, did you double check?
If that happened,
Second,
but Destiny, in trying to be charitable, if I was say in an office and I'm asking around, I'm like, hey guys, I don't feel good about the boss, something's going on, and I'm not specifically naming names, or I go to HR, and then the next day, my boss walks into my cubicle and says, hey, am I bothering you? Am I harassing you? I would feel terrified to say yes to that.
Okay.
And I'm saying,
I don't know. The problem is that this isn't a boss in an office, and they had a relationship beforehand, 100%, some relationship. It might not have been romantic, but if this was something that had developed maybe on the scene, maybe I could think of it a little bit more. But even in that example, it doesn't work because if a relationship with your boss was from you go to HR and you turn them in and you get fucked, and everybody knows it.
But in this case, what if in the case it's not a perfectly nice HR. It's the case of she asked some other streamers for help. And one of them told Prime about it, and then he asked her even if she didn't explicitly name it. I don't know if that was I'm fuzzy on this specific timeline because
there's two things.
So I guess wait, can I just finish? I guess my question would be if this is before Samantha said something to him when Katarana is just implying this sort of stuff, then she hasn't listed Prime by name at this point. And then so she's just asking around the office, and then said
the problem is that we're opening up. So there's so many problems with this. So the first problem is that one, this is a reach because more realistically, and we know this, the way the world works today, if you have a sexual harassment allegation that you can make against your boss, you could actually blackmail him with that. The power is all in your court. Does anybody really think of anybody that Katarina is talking to or of anything that's going on that if she were to tell Prime, hey, listen, I need you to stop fucking around with this, and if you continue to do this or if you fuck with me or whatever, I'm gonna leak all this shit, does she really think she's the one that would get the bad end of that? So we all know that's I almost don't even want to hang that out there leave it because I'm almost 100% positive that everybody knows that's the case. That should be a give me, okay?
What's
but
the
let's
case?
let's say that was
if you're looking at differences, differences in growth, her say accusing Prime of this and saying one, she said she was nervous about doing this for clout, and the second thing is if this was back in the beginning when she was a 500 follower nobody, and she said this if people cancel Prime, then she still is lost the only avenue to potentially advance. A lot of smaller streamers did this, right? When I was smaller and I still disliked Prime, I still went on his panels because I
sure, but let's say that even that was the case. What gives her the right to not say anything and misrepresent that so that she does advance in that opportunity? It doesn't even make sense.
I mean, it makes sense
when she's literally saying if we've conceded up to this point that Prime has every reason to think this person is legitimately interested in him way before anybody was paying anybody money. If Prime thinks all of that, right? And then she's explicitly said, I'm not going to tell him that I'm uncomfortable. I'm not going to tell him anything about this because I think he can hire me and I get a fuck ton of followers off of it. How the fuck is this Prime's problem? Why is this his fault?
Destiny, what if I told you that Prime had all the coconuts and he collected them all in the morning and he was the master of the coconuts, and the only way that Katarana could get these coconuts would to be talked to Prime? Anyway, I'm tired of this looping nonsense. I need to go to bed.
How do you remove people? Can you remove him from the call? Or this guy's a fucking.
I've got one last thing to say to you, Destiny.
That's anti-British sentiment. That's terrible.
I've got one last thing to say to you, Destiny.
Okay.
Do you think there is any issues with women being on panels in Twitch? Is there any?
Yeah, of course. There's a ton.
Okay. I would rather not litigate this individual case. I would rather talk about how we move forward on getting more women on
Yeah, well,
panels
that's
and
a different
making it a
discussion.
safer space for women
Discussion, though.
on Twitch politics. Have a good night, everyone.
Thanks,
Removed.
Danabo. I'd love to
I
talk,
just
like,
got back. I have
off as
no
well.
clue
Like,
what you and Destiny have been talking about up to this point.
oh wait, what have you? We were
I-
talking about like the like Destiny. I don't think the analogy where like like a person like has like the sexual harassment like to blackmail their boss. I don't think that power dynamic still exists. Like I think women like have more control now like in society to like speak out. But I don't think we've completely turned it around where it's like every like secretary has like their boss's balls in a vice. I don't
We're
think
not
that's,
talking
like,
every secretary. We're talking, it's fucking Primecayes. Again, no offense to Primecayes, but Jesus Christ. Is this the final boss of sexual harassment on the internet? Like, come on. Like, you saw how easy it was to tuck him away, right? With like one shitty tweet longer without any good evidence in it. You guys were already like,
Wait. Okay, to be clear, like this is a lot of cold responses right here. Like this thing, I feel like this right here is pretty. Like if somebody's saying "miss you, die after I kiss you, I have nothing else to live for." No, yes, bye, good night, gorgeous. No, so freaking cute when you do that. So
yeah,
freaking
this
cute
doesn't
when
say.
you say no.
I don't. The problem is that I don't know how these people talk. That might be the way they talk all the time. There are people that like
yeah, but you would admit that the vast majority of people don't say it's cute when people say no after getting complicated like that.
Wash, slow down, okay? All right. Listen, okay? You can sit here and laugh and go, it is inconceivable that somebody could flirt by typing die in response.
No, I'm not saying it's inconceivable. I'm saying the odds most certainly isn't in its favor.
And then in the next breath tell me, oh, well, no, maybe he just called her 30 times to wake her up because that was a working relationship.
I didn't say it was impossible, Destiny. I just said the odds, like this, on top of everything else, it's very hard for me to believe. This is just how people talk.
Okay, that's fine. I know how people talk, and I will tell you that there are people that act like that.
Well, I know there are people, but I don't think this is how these people talk. And I've had interactions with Kat, and Hans has had interactions with Kat. And I don't think either of us would say that this is how they interacted with us when we were romantically interested in Kat.
But you know what? I've seen at least one interaction that Prime's had with another woman who shut him down, and he had no problem with it, and they still work together, and they don't have any problems with it. So I've seen interactions on the other
So he didn't sexually harass one time, so he can't sexually harass ever. I mean, I remember that was one of his pieces of evidence was, well, I didn't sexually harass all these women.
Dylan, you're literally telling me that, like, it's inconceivable that somebody could flirt this way. They've talked.
I didn't say it was inconceivable. We're manipulating words.
If you said that, then let's move past that, okay? So let's bring it all back around, okay? So we've said that it is totally conceivable that Prime thinks he's not doing anything wrong. We've gotten that, okay? We see that nobody has sent Prime a message saying you're doing anything wrong. We've gotten that. Okay, so then the question is, why are we all so fucking mad at Prime?
Wait, can I say one thing? I would say that it's inconceivable to think that he didn't do anything wrong based purely on these DMs, and it would just be him not knowing social cues and how to interact or like know when to flirt and know when to step back and take a hint. I would admit that if all we had to run off was the DMs. That's not all what if I'm running off of as well, though. I would run off of what we've heard about what happened in those calls, which the comments about the ass, the comments about the tits, and the comment of, well, I wouldn't tell why would you? I remember Prime said, and Prime basically admitted this later, that he said, hey, you have enough information to basically ruin me, and then she says, well, then why would you give me all of this? And she was like, well, because I know the type of girl that would talk about this.
Bro, literally anybody that knows anybody deep enough has enough information to ruin them. What do you mean?
But it's specifically about what other if that's the case, then why didn't we use that other information? What other information could Prime be talking about here? And then he goes on to say later, when after this interaction, after all this is done, and he's in this war room, like, oh my god, if she has the video footage, we're fucked.
I don't know. The problem is that here's the problem, Dylan, and I'm telling you this as somebody that has been in these situations. I'm telling you as somebody that has collected evidence like this. When this type of thing happens, there is no fucking way that the only thing was lost in one fucking call and nobody would have known, unless the person you're dealing with is actually incredibly fucking clever.
That's not.
And these people are 1 in a billion that are actually that clever to hide that much shit. And no offense to my boy Prime, okay?
Well, this doesn't look clever. What's on my screen right now, to be completely honest.
What?
This doesn't look clever. What's on my screen? This interaction. Miss you, die after I kiss you. I'm not to know. Like, doesn't look. This seems like someone coldly rejecting him, and him just keeping it going.
How many months afterwards did they talk after that?
This is in April. And by the way, this is 5 days before she goes to everybody else to complain about the type of interactions that she's having with Prime. So this lines up perfectly with her having these types of interaction where Prime gets too pushy and gets too aggressive on these types of comments. Then she goes to other people 5 days later after this interaction, has this discussion with them before Samantha does the hint towards Prime as like, hey, there's Katarana's talking about people.
Do you understand, Dylan? I'm just backing up, dude. Dylan, just backing up. Do you understand like how fucking confusing your story is? Like if we were presenting our stories to a jury, every single thing that I've said fits perfectly, and yours is so unimaginably convoluted.
You can't just say that.
Okay, do you want to try? We can both tell our story from start to finish. We can see who sounds more likely.
Okay. Go.
Do you want to go first, or would you like
me
to
you can
go
first.
Okay, so from the sounds of it, a long time ago, is it Katarana or Katarina?
I call her Katarana, but I think how is it pronounced specifically? Katarana. I still can't say it.
I just call her Kat.
Yeah,
okay, so sounds like a long time ago, Kat and Prime started to talk with each other quite a bit. Now, as they were talking, it seemed like Prime started to get pretty flirtatious in this relationship. Now, it's unclear whether or not Kat was reciprocating how flirtatious he was. However, she was at least receptive enough to have multiple hours-long conversations, night after night. We're talking 4 hours one night, 5 hours the next night, 6 hours the next night, 3 hours the next night. And she was getting good morning wake-up calls that she was asking for with little smiley faces. Talk to you tomorrow morning, smiley face. Getting these wake-up calls, okay, 20, 30, 40 times based on these chat logs, depending on how many of these were wake-up calls with Google Voice, okay? Now, at some point, for whatever reason, she decides that she doesn't feel as warm or fuzzy with Prime, and he's still leaning into it. And now she sees that she has other opportunities elsewhere. So she goes, and while she's having a relationship with a different person that also runs a competing show that is also offering to hire her on that show, she tells that person, hey, that Prime guy, I don't like him at all. No, he's totally creepy. No, fuck no. No. I don't have anything to do with him. No, not that guy. So she's telling every new person she talks with, no, I've never been romantic with Prime at all. That guy's really creepy. When she has a new opportunity on a new show to go somewhere else. So she throws him under the bus. She gets the guy that hosts the other show to come on and say, oh yeah, we'll throw him under the bus. They tell their story, and then boom, now here we are today.
And you wait, and that's not all of it. What about the Samantha thing? You got to throw the Samantha thing in there. And this doesn't even explain. I mean, I could also. Well, that's 10.
Oh, sure. Well, so the Samantha thing.
So that's
Samantha is somebody that runs. So Samantha is somebody that runs all these little shows behind the scenes. She's in charge of the Twitch Politics Discord, and she's in charge of a number of other small groups where she tries to get moderator and she tries to get production privileges on every fucking show that she can. And she decides to take everything and leave, and she helps to facilitate this communication. And now she's working. She works with you as well now, correct?
Like works with me? I mean, yeah, generally. Yeah,
she worked with me after. Do you remember like the old like the Kink at Pride discourse? That was my first panel, and then she saw that afterwards. Then she approached me and said she wanted to like help produce.
Yeah, so she works with both of you, and she's also taking your side as well in this whole ordeal.
Okay, so that's your story. I can do that,
Mm-hmm.
or we could actually. I shouldn't. We'll ask her to do that. Okay, so Katarana becomes a streamer on Twitch. Katarana is a political streamer on Twitch. So she sees the political streamer platform, Primecayes panel, wants to go on those panels. She starts to go on those panels. That helps her with viewership, obviously, right? Therefore, then she starts to develop a conversational decorum with Katarana. Then Prime gets a little too pushy. But then the incentive of wanting to go on the show tells her like, well, fuck, if I go like, no, I don't want this at all. Stop, please stop. Something she's not really good at doing generally anyway. Then she would lose that incentive. She would lose that platform. And later that was enhanced further when money got involved. Therefore, after having these hour-long calls, which, as Danabo noted, are things that happen on political Twitch panel production.
Objection, Your Honor. Not hour long, but hours long.
Hours long. Okay, fair.
Thank you.
As Danabo also said, he did hours long as well. Then those hours long conversations happen.
Objection. Danabo did not do private calls. He was on stream with another guy while they were chatting. Go ahead, continue.
But they still, while they were chatting, they had casual conversation on stream, which I'm sure it was what made up the rest of it. And I'm sure that Katarana could have had casual conversations with Prime on stream as well. I mean, in a private call, I could have a casual conversation. Okay. Therefore, they Prime continues to get pushy, and the logs, which we do have evidence of the type of stuff that was DM'd, miss you, die, after I kiss you, I have nothing else to live for, no, yes, bye, good night, gorgeous, no, so freaking cute when you do that, doesn't look good for just the DM evidence. Then you go into the cause and what's being alleged. Now, it is true we don't have recordings, but it doesn't play well when we have witnesses, and we could get another witness if we got them. We have witnesses saying that he had in the war room call, saying, like, if she has the recordings, I'm fucking dead, which Prime admits to in DMs have saying, admitting that he knows that if these streams, if these calls were recorded, he'd be fucked. He admitted that in
Your Honor,
DMs.
can I ask the defense, do you have a witness that doesn't work with you or for you that can attest to that?
Am I the judge for this, or
I could get, I don't know. I could, it depends if they want to come forward. Let me see if I can get them. Could we get...
I'm gonna put a sweatshirt on. I'll be right back.
Anyway, I'm asking to see if we can
cold.
get the other witness as well. I'm asking if we can get the second person.
Is it not strange that they've been harassed for months and we get 1 page and 2 comments and no proof of any of this?
1 page and 2 comments? What do you mean?
Shouldn't it be like mountains of evidence for this harassment? Shouldn't we have recordings?
This is just some of. We can post the other stuff that was like the stuff that wasn't reciprocated. It was just like one comment of "you're cute" and then wouldn't be reciprocated and keep going. Like I can get more.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe we'd help to build the case instead of random comments to ICO. I don't know why you would post those at all.
Cat. 1 second. She will be getting more of those. They do exist. And you will see in those messages that they're not reciprocated. That this type of interaction isn't reciprocated. Will that change your opinion at all, by the way?
Not really, no.
Then why'd you even ask for it?
Well, it's just all part of building my case.
Wait, more evidence of unreciprocated backwards.
It would weaken my side a little bit, but right now, like, I have the Eiffel Tower, and
You
you've
don't
got, like,
have the
Stonehenge.
Eiffel Tower.
Okay.
You literally have zero
Like-
evidence. Everything you're saying is based purely on speculation.
Yeah,
But there's no
everything
Eiffel
I'm
Tower.
saying, your defendant, your client has already admitted to half
Because
of
the
what
thing
I've
is,
said, and
this-
you guys have already conceded to me that my client's entire story is plausible.
Can we
that he
fucking
didn't
drop
know
the judge
anything
role
was
play?
wrong.
I don't want to do the fucking role play. Okay? Can
Okay.
we drop that?
She already said that she explicitly hid her feelings to advance on the show. She's already admitted that in her tweet longer,
Yeah,
right?
meaning she sucked it up and didn't reciprocate it, but didn't say no, stop, please. I don't feel comfortable with this.
Bro, like, I'm sorry, but like,
What do you mean, bro? That's. What do you mean, bro? There's no. Show me evidence of her reciprocating. If you have that, that'd be massive. Show me.
I don't need evidence.
You don't
of her
have evidence of her
reciprocating.
reciprocating, but the reciprocation of these types of interactions is pretty important. If you're going to comments like about people's asses and breast size and bra size and I want to have sex with you. If you're saying these things and none of it's reciprocated, that's pretty condemning.
It's all it shows is
Like
that
if I
at
walked
the
up to
worst-
you, Destiny, and I said, you have a nice ass and you have a nice dick and you have all this and I want to have sex with you, and you're just like, haha. Like, do you not, should there no be, so like, oh, this isn't reciprocated. I need to back the fuck off.
like, we've already moved past this point. We can chalk it up to, if she's going to use the excuse that she's neurodivergent, then Primecayes can say the same. You can say like, well, fuck, I'm really bad at reading cues. Like, I thought the fact that
So then
she
this would
continued to have me
be still his fault. That just that
No,
wait.
no,
If he's
absolutely
bad
not.
at reading cue, okay. If I read a cue bad and that ends with me being like, "Let me see your ass," that is your fault for reading the cue wrong. Definitely, if no good cues were being good cues were being put down.
It doesn't make you a sexual harasser. It makes you
If
bad
this
at
type of thing
reading
was going over
cues.
for 4 months, then what can you call it? Unreciprocated sexual advancements and comments. What would you call that? For months at a time. What would you call it? If this was a one-off, then yeah, sexual harasser. It's way too much. But this is for months. Months.
Yeah, and she's still getting wake-up calls by him. We've already said
That's
in here
not
that-
nothing. That isn't reciprocation of a sexual comment. That isn't reciprocation of
Bro.
you look gorgeous. That's not reciprocation of anything. That's
You don't
tangential
know
evidence.
that. She's literally putting ooh faces and fucking chat and shit.
What
while
an
she's-
ooh-woo? Yeah, that you mean the ooh face she put after she took the anesthesia? So she couldn't have to
After
talk?
she said, I can't move my mouth, and here's 50 emotes. Dog.
Yeah, 50 emotes.
It-
Why would you be spamming a bunch of emotes? Why would you be spamming it? To change topic, pivot, get away from the sexual comments. Why? Do you think 50 emotes is flirting? Because if that's the case, then I've flirted with half of the people I've talked to in DMs.
Why did other streamers stand by and let her be harassed and abused instead of taking a stand and doing anything?
I didn't find out till recently, and then she asked me not to say anything to him.
What about Samantha?
Samantha, she did ask Samantha to say something to him. Then she sends the hint over to like Prime of like, hey, Kat said right here that somebody's like being pretty fucking weird, champ. And the Prime's like, huh, okay. And by the way, I would like to see evidence that Prime talked to Kat about this. And there was like, I would like to see that because I have yet to see that evidence. That there was like a Kat, was that about me? I'd like to see it. Because you said that existed. I'd like to see that.
Wait, say that again?
That you said that there was that Prime after that message was sent because I guess you're saying that he saw that and was like, oh, maybe that was me. Then messaged Kat and was like, hey, is that about me? I haven't seen any evidence.
No, this is the one that I've said that from everything that I've heard, this is a private conversation from the two in voice call. So there is no evidence.
So there's no evidence.
That's why I'm not wrestling it because I said they could literally argue about that and it's a he said, she said. It's just their word against each other. So
yes. So what we do have is evidence of sexually of not well. I guess kiss isn't sexual, but miss you after I kiss you. I have nothing else to live for. While she responding with no, die, bye, saying good night, gorgeous, no. So thank you. This is no. I'm not saying this is sexual in nature, but this is certainly flirting. Saying I want to kiss you. I'll have nothing else to live for. She is certainly flirting, and she doesn't flirt back. There's no flirting back here. There's nothing here.
You know what flirting back is? It's call me in the morning to wake me up.
Well, so you think that the flirting happened there? How is that flirting back? Calling me in the morning to wake me up is flirting to you?
Dylan.
That's not enough. That's not enough, Dylan, Destiny. That is not enough.
So, if she is so uncomfortable and he is so aggressive and she's so against it, why the fuck
the thing is
he her alarm clock?
The thing is, the alarm clock thing, by the way, it doesn't look like it happened really that much. It did happen maybe like 4 or 5 times possibly. Maybe it looked like 3 or 4 when I counted.
The screenshots that I sent you were like
multiple times in one day. You can't count that all as like 17 times if they call 5 times in one day because that's the point of using the calling to wake somebody up.
Yeah. Do you want to go back and count the individual calls?
We already did that. Why do you want to go?
No, you did it on your end.
Okay, so let's go count the individual calls, and let's make sure we count them in the AM hours, and make sure we don't count if it's 5 in a row.
Dylan, don't
wait. That's 100% fair because unless you're telling me that they never called outside of that, because we can't just look at every call and say it was a wake up call because people call each other.
Dylan, these are only Google Voice calls. These aren't the calls they did on Discord. And Dylan, people that spend 6 hours planning panel shows don't wake up in the fucking AM. You know this. Don't act like I'm dumb, okay? You're not gonna catch me with these stupid Twitch arguments, all right?
Sorry, 1 second. Samantha's telling me something. What? I didn't hear anything you said.
Oh, is Samantha coming out? She have something? I'm just trying to imagine the mind of a person who's being so harassed by somebody that they're asking for a wake-up call.
A wake-up...
Dylan,
this is all tangential information. This has nothing to do with the specific instances here.
Dylan.
We have evidence of he making these types of comments towards Kat. We have no evidence, 0, of Kat making these types of comments back. 0 evidence.
Dylan.
Will you admit that? Can you admit that?
Dylan.
We have evidence one way, we don't have evidence the other way.
Dylan, asking for a wake-up call is like one of the most flirting things that you can possibly do. Dylan.
And can we wait? Can we ask? Then ask Prime what happened on those wake-up calls because I see her because she does that right now with somebody else that she's not flirting with at all, and I see how they happen. It's like, oh, thanks, click, hang up. I can bring them in here if you want me.
Why doesn't she just set an alarm?
Let me ask. Okay, so what was that? Anyway,
I'm not saying it.
So the reason why is the same reason if you see in the call, Prime would call her 5 times in a row in the morning to wake her up, right? And the calls were super short. It was because she didn't want it was the whole reason with the alarm not doing 6 times in a row. I mean, I guess it wasn't enough to wake her up. I mean, the thing that fucking baffles me about this Destiny, about this point in particular, is I would say, and I could concede. Let me concede. Can I concede something to you? Do you want me to admit something to you or not?
Sure.
What I'm going to admit to you is that I could 100% see somebody doing wake-up calls to be flirty, right? I could see that. The problem is, wake-up calls alone, oh thanks, click, hang up, isn't enough. It isn't enough to prove anything else than she did wake-up calls.
Wake-up calls are one of the most good things you do. Why did she say she was getting wake-up calls instead of saying an alarm?
She said it's because the alarm didn't work.
Why would a call work if an alarm isn't working?
Because you can call constantly. You can wait 5 minutes, 20 minutes, call again. So if the alarm, because alarms usually just go around. The thing is, you suggested the 6 alarms in a row.
Your alarm, okay.
This feels so fucking...
We all have alarms. They don't just stop after 20 seconds. What are you talking about? Everybody here
wait, are you telling me alarms just go on endlessly?
The ones that I are familiar with, yeah, they just keep going and going.
I have never engaged with an alarm that just goes on endlessly. It'll just go on for a little bit, then it'll stop and shut off your phone. The ones on phones don't do that, most certainly.
When you say,
maybe traditional alarm clocks, yes.
Minutes.
But it's not a traditional alarm clock.
Wait, I'm not talking about an alarm. I'm talking about your phone.
Well, wait. I can send you like her set alarms, by the way.
1 second, guys.
So she does set them in a row, but that doesn't work. That's not enough. She does that as a backup.
If an alarm doesn't work, how would a call work?
If the alarm doesn't work, Kat, why does the alarm work? If the alarm doesn't work, why does the call work? Oh, so what you're saying is the call, you have to sit up and talk to the person and that actually wake. Okay. So the call, because with an alarm you can just be like click, and the call you actually have to talk to them.
Did I hear her say earlier that she was epileptic?
Not epileptic, no.
Okay, I thought I heard
narcoleptic
that. Okay, so
was the other word, I think.
Narcoleptic. Okay.
I don't know what that means, but
okay. I understand that we all do our things. Okay.
Wait. Can you at least admit that makes sense?
No.
Wait. It doesn't make sense that you having to talk to a person actually wakes you up.
Dylan, I'm telling you this because my life was hell for 3 years because I worked an overnight shift and I know the tricks that you
admitted that people called you.
No. Do you know how you wake up?
Wait. Hotels offer wake-up calls. Hotels do this all the time. Why do hotels offer wake-up calls instead of just alarms?
Because when hotels offered wake-up calls, you didn't have fucking cell phones. Dylan, I will tell you, when anybody that has ever...
Wait. No, talking to someone 100% wakes you up more than just a sound. That's 100% true. This is so fucking bullshit. What, Destiny?
You know what wakes you up? You put your phone in the other fucking room. Anybody that's worked a night shift job will tell you that is the #1 trick, because in order to set your alarm...
So this is just another way of doing...
It makes you... No, stop. Getting out of bed and going to the other room to turn your fucking alarm off, that wakes you up. Talking to somebody in bed, I can very easily pick up a phone and say, yeah, I'll wake up. Hang it up,
but they'll
and go right the fuck back to sleep.
That person can be like, nah, you gotta get up, get out of bed, and then they get out of bed, then they turn it off, and then they go about their day.
Dylan, I'm sorry, bro. I'm coming at you with the lived experience here. Nobody does this to wake up in the morning. You can say lived experience.
Honestly, it doesn't mean shit to me. It doesn't mean shit to me. It has zero impact on my life.
Dylan. The reason why she wanted the calls is because she enjoyed getting calls in the morning because they were really close friends. That's the answer. You have a really close friend that calls you in the morning.
I'm sure.
It's a really nice way to wake up.
I'm sure that she would have somebody call her that she communicates with frequently. That would make sense, right?
Yeah, that you feel close to, because it feels good to wake up in the morning.
Wait. You have no. Okay, let me actually ask you. That's a decent question. Why, out of all the people, would you pick Prime if you had all these problems with Prime? Why did you choose Prime to be the wake-up call if you had all these problems with Prime? So can I ask you a question? After that happened, after all this started to go on, Kat, did you stop having him give you wake-up calls? That's really interesting. That's actually important information. Do you know when she stopped doing wake-up calls?
When?
March. When did she start going to people about sexual harassment? The end of April.
I don't know. You tell me.
The end of April. So that means she stopped getting wake-up calls and went to other people from wake-up calls, which I can tell you, I've seen it happen, Fluff and other people. So she stopped doing wake-up calls from Prime because this continues to happen. It's like, actually, you know what? I'm not doing this fucking shit anymore. This is getting worse, and it escalates. It's like, I don't feel comfortable talking to Prime. With wake-up calls, I don't want that.
Wait a second. Hold on.
It moves on over.
Hold on. So what you're telling me is that in the beginning she was comfortable, and then later on she became not comfortable?
1 second. She's walking over.
Well, this was. There's not a single one happening. I didn't answer any calls.
You answered none of the April calls?
You see, none of them were answered. I haven't. I actually. That's related thing, because I didn't say anything until I was about to leave my call, and I haven't.
Okay. Did you hear any of that, Destiny?
A little bit, but let's say that I grant you all of that. Okay. So you're telling me that initially. Hello.
What was that? Well, sorry. She's telling me something. Okay. Wake up calls ended in March.
Okay. So let's say that we grant all that. Okay. Let's say that is the case.
Oh,
okay.
well, you can check you can check the call logs you have. When did they end?
Yeah, I looked at it. There are some after March, but I don't even care about that.
When after March? When?
I see May, April. June,
Wait. But when were they?
July.
And what were they?
I don't know. I posted you the screenshots. You can look at them, but I don't even care about
were
that.
Were they Discord or where were they?
I gave it to you on Discord, but I don't even care about that.
I can see it right here.
Dylan, my question is, are you telling me that at one point she was comfortable getting wake-up calls, and then she became uncomfortable getting wake-up calls?
Or saying one point she got uncomfortable doing wake-up calls. It probably got worse, yeah.
So do you think that plays a little bit more into my story, that at one point they did actually have a much closer relationship, and then Katarina kind of backed off from it a little bit?
It could as well equally as play into the idea that his behavior got worse, and that's why a month later she was talking to people about harassment.
Don't you think that when they were at the stage of her being comfortable getting wake-up calls from him, that they were at a fairly intimate type of relationship that was past probably just being friends?
I don't think it's necessarily intimate. It could maybe be friend. The thing is, you can have a friend who makes inappropriate sexual comments towards you once in a while, or gets a little bit over the line when it comes flirtatious. I've had people who have wanted to date me, they've tried to go over the line and they push them back, right? That I'm still friends with. So I could totally see her being like, well, we could still be somewhat kind of friendly or somewhat nice, or at least we could do this because we communicate frequently, don't have a lot of friends right now anyway, and then go over to this.
Dylan, calling somebody in the morning over and over again to wake them up is a pretty intimate type of thing. When you're the first voice that somebody hears in the morning, that is an incredibly romantic thing. I see this happen with other people. I see there's a person that she's. No, you don't.
Yeah, I see it. We can prove it. I can show you from a chatter called Fluff that she is friendly with, not intimate with, friendly with.
When you say friendly, if you were to dump me all of their logs, have they ever had any type of sexual conversation whatsoever?
No, I don't believe they have.
What does she say to that?
Katarana, have you ever had any sexual interaction with Fluff whatsoever? No.
And no type of romantic interaction.
And I'm sure Fluff would be willing to actually provide those logs.
No type of romantic interaction whatsoever.
Any type of romantic interaction whatsoever. Not even a little bit.
Okay.
The closest she said that it could happen is once on stream, he said, "You have a nice outfit."
Okay.
Wait, are you gonna actually count that?
No. Okay.
You have a nice outfit. Is that well?
If it's
they were about to get married.
If it's so easy for her to get calls from all these random guys, why the fuck would she choose Prime, who's made her uncomfortable since the very beginning?
I never said it was a smart move. Why would you choose Prime of all people though? Why did you choose Prime?
At that time,
At that time, it was one of the few people she was talking to. She doesn't have many friends. Well, wait, that was kind of mean, but I mean, also honest.
Wait, I'm sorry. Didn't she have a boyfriend?
I don't talk.
She did have a boyfriend, yes. Why not your boyfriend?
I don't wake at that time.
He's not awake at that time.
11 a.m.
Prime doesn't sleep till 11 a.m. That's why it was Prime and not her boyfriend.
Okay.
Wait, but that makes total sense. What do you mean? Why are you laughing?
We're on industrial levels of copium right now.
Well, this is you maneuvering, and you get answers instead of answers that like would actually explain it. Instead of accepting that, you're just like rejecting it completely. It's just like,
Well,
wow.
no. Can
you explain how that wouldn't work?
Well, no. The real answer in the very beginning is you just said an alarm. I'm just curious what kind of answers I'll get now that I know that like the excuse is bullshit. Because listening to the talking past a lot is the interesting part for me. Is there so? I think we pretty much all wrapped this up.
So you think Kat's lying to you then?
Kat is lying about which part?
About any of this?
If I had to say Kat was lying about something, I think that let's see. I think that Kat was probably way more friendly in the beginning towards him than she's admitting. And then I think it's unfair that you guys, even if there's something we've agreed on,
though? Any evidence that it was way more friendly than Any like anything?
I would put money on my intuition. It's like so obvious.
So intuition,
like,
so no evidence, but you're guessing.
You can call it a guess. If you want.
Wait. Say you're making an quote unquote intuition guess. You want
an intuition based on 6-hour phone calls and wake up calls. Yeah, I feel really confident with that. Like I would put that intuition against anything in the world, 100%. But even if we ignore literally everything, you guys have like on the stuff that we agree on. The worst thing that we could accuse Prime of doing is missing social signals, not being a fucking sexual harasser.
Repeated. Okay, number one, I can show you evidence of the fluff phone calls and who has not made any moves. We can link those logs if you want to. If you want to bring it to that point, we can link the logs. I think that's going to show clearly that she has other people who are awake at that hour, and she'll pick those people to call her, because if you can't call if you're asleep. So if she does not having a romantic relationship or sexual relationship with this person, why would that, doesn't the court like completely contradict what you're saying if she does that with other people and there's evidence of it?
It's possible that she does it with other people.
Oh, it's possible.
But but we're looking at this from Prime's point of view. The question is, could Prime have reasonably felt like she was entertaining some romantic notion and getting wake up calls? But an easy yes, of course.
So you would say that like the wake up calls made him read into it more, but then for Kat's side, like the wake up call meant basically like nothing.
I'm telling you that for any other human being on the planet, fucking somebody is less intimate than them asking you for a wake up call. That's like one of the most like intimate things that I can think of.
For you?
You've already, Dylan, you've already admitted that she's neurodivergent, so clearly she doesn't understand these social cues. But I'm telling you that, like, if I go and like,
I mean, that could be intimate to you, right? It
could be intimate to you. I'm telling you that to any woman in the world, that like fucking them and going home or whatever. If your friends hear about that, like, oh, let's look at blah blah blah. If a woman were to say like, oh, like he calls me in the morning to wake me up, you're like fucking married. That's like one of the most like thoughtful gestures.
To be clear, I've had people give me wake up calls that I wasn't sexually or romantically interested in.
Dylan, you keep trying.
And if she doesn't have a lot of people she's associating with at the time, then it can 100% be Prime. This is again, you have no evidence. You're trying to build this argument with no actual evidence.
You keep trying to tear these down to discrete points. It's not just one thing. It's the fact that they had the calls for 6 hours at a time, day after day.
But that completely makes sense and could be easily rationalized through them having their working relationship.
But no, I'm sorry, but no, literally nobody.
Danabo,
Dylan,
great example.
Even the people you brought in didn't support that. Danabo said he only had those calls when he was on stream. I've got like 6 other people that have DM'd me saying like, "Yo, these topics were decided the day of. We figured this shit out like the day before. Like these panel like lists are never set 100%." And I've been on these panels and I know that's not the case. Like they're not having 6-hour calls like structuring a fucking show that has a reoccurring cast every week. We know this.
No, we don't. We've already debated that like 100 times.
True.
We're not coming to terms with this.
Yep, I agree. So, yeah, I mean, like, it's like super obvious that there was some type of, at the very least, enough for Prime. I think there was a romantic thing.
There was no romantic. There's no evidence, man. We're gonna run it.
Okay. Well, is there? So I guess we're never going to see evidence that Prime was told to stop. But are we saying now we don't need that evidence, right?
We have evidence of him going over the line while it not being reciprocated.
Okay, so we don't have any evidence of him being told to stop.
Let me be clear. Right? So what you're saying is if I was going to somebody for 4 months and saying, nice dick, nice ass, I'll kiss you for this, or kiss you for any of that, all of that, and none of that being reciprocated, if they never say explicitly, stop, that's bad, that's evil, or whatever, then that can't be sexual harassment if you never say, no to them directly and just kind of like pivot away and try to do that. It can't be sexual harassment. Like there's no social cues or hints or anything that should be taken away from the fact that they always trying to drag the situation somewhere else.
Do you think that like
would you hold the same standard if it was anywhere else, that if there was a case where, and here's the case where these were going, these flirtatious things and the explicitly sexual comments were being made one way and none of it was being reciprocated, and the reciprocation that we're getting is no, die, messages like that, which is clearly like showing zero interest and being extremely cold towards it. If that happened,
you say zero interest, but like there might have been some flirty stuff in the beginning. It's hard to say.
Well, there's no evidence of that flirty stuff. So if there's no evidence, then we can't assume that happened.
Would you say that like a conversation like this might maybe like fuck with people's heads a little bit?
What do you mean? Like
I sent you another screenshot. No, I sent you another screenshot.
I'm not sure what this means. Please use future, but I'm assuming future. No, I'm not. I don't know. It doesn't work for me much. I think it's nice when I dedicate time to it, but it feels crazy. I wouldn't work because I don't have time to be on the phone all day. Well, I'm not asking you to be my girlfriend now. Maybe your scheduling would change in the future. I'm just not sure. For a variable set of reasons, it's not possible for me right now. So I'll just say don't hold your breath, but but not in a rude. Okay, so he asks, well, I'm not asking you to be my girlfriend now. Maybe your schedule will change in the future. I'm just enjoying my time with you now. For a variable set of reasons, it's not possible for me right now. So I'll just say don't hold your breath, but not in a rude, ew boy, have cootie way. I just literally cannot right now. And I might not be able to later, and my work is my life. Wait, no, listen. For a variable set of reasons, it's not possible for you right now. So I'll just say, don't hold your breath, but not in a rude, it'll be a cutie way. I just literally can't right now, and I might not be able to later, and my work is literally my life. She's giving literally every single fucking reason possible that why it's never gonna happen.
Wrong.
Without saying it's never gonna happen.
Dylan,
that's 100% what's going on. What do you mean?
Dylan, I love you, my gay brother, okay? Maybe this is a woman thing, okay? This is called stringing somebody along, my dude. If she is so confident that she can tell him this, why can't she go one step further and say like, hey, I don't want you to message me anything romantic at all? Like, why not just say I'm not interested?
Because again, it goes back to the conversation of incentives, which we have it a million times already.
Well, if she's so worried about those incentives, why wouldn't she just say here like, well, yeah, like maybe, yeah, right?
Because she does, because she's not interested. She's not interested,
Dylan?
which is wait. She's not interested, which is clear here. But she also doesn't want to lose either the payment. She doesn't want to lose the position on the panel. She doesn't want to lose any of that. It's the incentives. What do you mean?
She's being manipulative, Dylan. Dylan. This is textbook woman manipulation. I'm sorry, my dude,
woman
but that is exactly what you just read.
Whatever, man. We're never gonna come to terms on this.
Okay, if you want to show those kids, go stream that. But I will tell young men in the future, this is what it looks like when a girl is fucking with your head and throwing you a carrot and stringing you along to try to get something out of you. When she won't actually tell you no, but she won't actually tell you yes. Just don't hold your breath. Maybe in the future, and then boom. That's what that is, my dude. I'm sorry, but that is like.
And let me just tell for everybody home that
in a regular situation, but I think it's more complicated when he's when he's paying her, he's her boss. He is like a much bigger streamer that she constantly uses the platform of. It's more complicated than just a girl's fucking along a guy. I think it's more complicated than that. And I don't think I'm not comfortable with that accusation against her, knowing the other context of their.
Sure, you can be not comfortable all you want, but you have no problem throwing massive accusations against Primecayes. That's my problem. You're not
unreciprocated sexual comments for 4 months. All the way to talking about somebody's ass. But when she said, if anything here, she's saying, I literally cannot date you right now. And then he's like, ass, tits, da-da-da-da, all that.
Just curious.
It's not appropriate. By the way, if somebody says, I can't date you. If somebody says, I can't date you. And then is that really okay. So I'm going to talk about, if I'll kiss you, I've done all this. And, I'm going to make all these, while they're saying, no, die. It's pretty
she literally drops in that not in a ew boys cootie kind of way.
Yeah,
she
because
literally
she doesn't want to hurt him. That's the whole thing. She doesn't
my
want to hurt him and
God,
end that.
Dylan.
She doesn't want to hurt him and end that beneficial, that incentive relationship.
That beneficial
Okay, whatever.
relationship.
We're
Dylan,
fucking
listen to yourself.
Destiny. There's no. We've been talking for like
Can I
almost
ask
2
you,
to 3
sure, can I
hours
ask
now.
you one more question?
What
How
is your
much
one
was
more
she paying
question,
him?
Destiny?
How much was she paying him that it was such a huge power imbalance?
How much was she paying you? Wait, well, let me ask. Pat, how much was he paying you? So it was access to the platform and $250. And she had not a lot of income at the time.
$250.
She didn't have a lot of income at the time.
$250
And access to
a
the
month.
platform. My fucking God. Okay.
She's a college student. Like $250 is like a month that very much helps.
No, stop.
What do you?
What do you mean stop, Destiny? What do you mean
If
stop?
you're so fucking poor as a college student, and you're so fucked, you apply for financial student aid, you get a stipend from the school to pay for shit.
Rent
You're
in
not doing
Hagerstown
6
is
hours-
$450. That's
Hey,
over half the rent in some parts of
please.
Maryland. What do you mean?
Okay, hold on, because now you're moving into territory that deeply offends me. Okay, shut the
Okay.
fuck up. Okay,
Okay, fuck
no
off.
college
No, don't
student
tell
in
me to
their
shut the
right
fuck
mind,
up.
Dylan. No college student in their right mind is working 6 hours a night for $250 a month. You are fucking.
It's not
so full of
only for
shit.
the money. See, you're doing the same thing you accuse me of, isolating stuff. It's also for the
Oh
access
my
for platform
God.
because she wants to be a streamer.
All right. Do you have any final questions for me? Because oh fuck, I'm actually like personally offended by how like
Personally,
fucking
no, I
clueless
don't
you
have any
guys are.
final question. Goodbye. See you later.
Okay. Good luck.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You were raised by your daddy and mama. That makes you half man and half woman.
Here we go. My guy.
All right. What do you got?
All right, can I just I want to know what the dynamic is. Are you just like in the washroom right now?
Yeah, I'm in the bathroom, so I don't wake up now.
You're a fucking legend, bro. Okay. I thought that there was a few things I wanted to say in the call, and I guess I can take it up with you now. First of all, I want to say if I ever get canceled, I'm getting you as my lawyer. You're like the fucking Johnny Cochran of Twitch politics, bro.
Well, just don't fuck around and I can help you out, okay?
But I wanted to say like a couple of things. First of all, them talking for 5 hours, I agree that like we don't know what happened in those 5-hour calls, and I don't think that the implication, or I don't think that Kat is saying that like for 5 hours straight that she was being like he was being overly flirtatious during the whole call. Of course, the case is probably that for 4 hours and 50 minutes of the call, it was just friendly conversation. But every time that he would try to make a flirtatious like gesture, she was not reciprocating. Is that fair?
It's possible.
Okay, so if that's
But you've also got somebody on the other end that has like had like a sexual relation now with at least 2 other Twitch like show hosts. So I mean, it could go either way, right? I mean, I'm just gonna call it as I see it, right?
sorry, I don't follow what are you saying?
It seems like she's entertained sexual relationships with at least 2 other show hosts. Yes.
Okay, but does
So
that
is it like unbelievable? Hold on. I'm not on like I'm not doing like any PC bullshit, okay? I don't care about that shit. I'm
Okay.
on vacation. I'm not gonna like, does that necessarily mean, no, not 100%, but like, I mean, like, if you tell me she's been sexually involved with 2 other hosts of shows, and then you say that she's been talking to a guy for 6 hours who's like propositioning her and shit, and she's like saying like, well, I didn't say anything, that I didn't like it because I wanted to advance my career. Like, yeah, I mean, like, I'm guessing in the beginning it probably looked fairly mutual. I think that's a super easy inference that I can draw.
okay? And
100%.
okay, sure. Let me even say that. Let's say that did happen. Okay, I'm being ultra charitable to Prime, and that's what you're being too, obviously. So let's say at first maybe she wasn't as against it as she was at the end. I think that's what you're saying, yeah?
That's my guess.
Okay, let's say that that's the case, and I agree. But why can't it be the case that like Prime, after he sees like 1-word responses, picks up on this?
I think he should. If I saw 1-word responses like that, I would assume the girl's probably not interested.
Okay, so I think can't that just be the thing, like that listen, like you need to have a little bit more professionalism when you're in these kinds of spaces, And
First of all, these spaces have no professionalism. Everybody that has
Destiny,
fucking gremlin.
just
Number one. Hold on. Number one. Number two.
wait, let's stay on this point. Just because
Okay.
people are unprofessional, it doesn't mean that this behavior should be condoned.
I'm not saying it, but the behavior was bad on both ends. You shouldn't start working for somebody that you're actively like having like a flirtatious relationship with.
Okay, but like let's say what you're saying is true, is that she wanted to advance her stream, grow her numbers or whatever.
To be clear, that's not what I'm saying. She admitted as much in her tweet longer. She said that.
Yeah, okay. And so let's say she was putting up with the flirtation to grow her stream. And then when it became, let's say she got too uncomfortable with it or whatever the case may be, that she was like, okay, listen, I'm not into this anymore. Like, or she didn't say that to herself. She said that, and then she portrayed it with her short texts and flipping of her behavior. Okay. So then what I agree with you that in the perfect world, someone should have told Prime, hey, you're being like over the top in this situation, you shouldn't do it. But like, I think that there was enough signs there to still be able to take that point away. That's basically my point.
I mean, it's possible, but it's hard to say. It would have been nice if there was a single type of clear communication otherwise, right? And you got to understand that if a guy's got a crush on somebody and he's actively working with her, like as soon as he gets any hints in the beginning, it's going to be really hard to just drop that. Most guys can't put that down. I'm going to be totally honest. I don't know all the time if even I can put those down. And I can read people generally pretty well. And there have been times where I'll look back and like, oh, fuck, I don't think she's interested, but like maybe, she was a while ago. Maybe you start you tell lies to yourself, right? Maybe she's just like busy right now, maybe blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And if she's never giving like a clear signal, no, if she's not actually saying anything is making her comfortable, if she continues to entertain like these phone calls.
She was making the signal clear, I think. That she was...
You're dead wrong.
Bro, when someone says, we could go over the shits again. When someone is trying to spit game and say you're gorgeous and they're getting no reciprocation, 5-6 messages in a row, you don't think that that's a clear message?
I think that, no, you have to infer it. Now, personally, I would think it's pretty clear. Like I said,
okay,
I
yeah,
see that much.
Yeah, same, yeah.
However, that's not enough to say that this person is a sexual harasser. Do you understand?
Sure, of course,
the issue, hold on. Yeah, hold on. Okay, I don't want to have a big argument with you about social cues because we probably agree on everything. The argument that I'm having, the issue I'm having, is that people are saying can't read social cues equals sexual fucking pest. That's a huge jump, right? Because a sex pest to me is somebody that is getting like, somebody's saying like, please stop, I don't like this. I'm like, oh, fuck you, I'm going to keep doing it, blah, 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 blah. Like, that's the level that we need to be at for sexual harassment. That's why I keep asking, did anybody tell Prime, hey, she is not into this, you need to stop? Because otherwise, like, she already admitted as much that she's stringing him along. Like, this is what happens in people's minds when you get like mind fucked like this, when a girl is yo-yoing you for fucking personal gain, which is what she admitted to doing.
Okay, to be clear, I just don't know if there's evidence of yo-yoing. It's like
she literally said exactly that.
Wait, one sec, Destiny,
I want to further my career. Okay, I'm not going to tell her that I don't like this because I can get further. She's yo-yoing him. She's literally stringing him along.
One sec, bro. Hang on. Couple of things I want to bring up, okay? I don't want to get lost. I have 2 things I want to bring up. First of all, yo-yoing suggests that it's going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. If it was flirtatious and then it stopped being flirtatious, I don't consider that yo-yoing, do you?
The problem is that there was no clear-cut sign of like, we stopped all of our conversations here, we stopped doing this here, we stopped the long conversations. It seemed like it was a thing that got strung along.
Okay, but would you agree with me that if it was the case that that it was like flirtatious at the start, then it switched over time and it didn't yo-yo, then that would be a different situation, yeah?
Potentially, but we're still in the realm of like, he should have read social cues better, not that he's a sexual harasser.
Okay, now this brings me to my next point. My next point is, let's say, again, we're going to be ultra charitable, that, yeah, he was just not reading the social cues correctly. Okay, and let's say that goes on for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4. How many days in a row does it go on before you say, no, this is getting into the harassment territory, even though I don't feel comfortable to tell him to his face?
There are like
can't you see that?
Yeah, we can have a conversation where she is so mentally inhibited that she's not able to do that. But before we hit that point to where she's that mind fucked, we have to call Dylan a rapist. Do you understand that?
No. Can you draw the connection here?
If
DG
Primecayes
Gers, come here, you
is dealing with a
bastards.
girl that is so mentally incompetent that she has no ability to tell him for $250 a month, please stop, then Dylan is probably a rapist because he literally has this woman in his fucking house, like doing work for him and shit.
Okay.
How is that a healthy dynamic? You have to understand that the pressure and the power that Dylan has is tenfold greater over her than the $250 a month and some internet clout that Primecayes has.
Okay.
Right? There's no way that you can have it both ways. That she's so mentally inhibited that she can't possibly. Yeah, go ahead.
I brought this up to Dylan right before you called. Okay, Dylan, I was talking to Dylan. I said a lot of people are bringing up the fact that, which by the way, you did a masterful job of getting him to admit that they were dating, that you're dating someone and you're working with them, right? I think that's a
dating
fair...
someone, living with them.
Sure, that's a
but
fair...
not working with them.
Okay.
You're dating, living, and working under your boss.
Sure,
that's what's happening.
I agree, but don't you think that? And I again don't condone this. Okay, I don't think you should be fucking with people that you work with and shit like that, especially in this space where everything's weird. But don't you think that it could be the case that she was actually interested in Dylan but not interested in Prime, which makes it then understandable why this dynamic is a little bit different?
There are cases.
Sorry, can I finish? Okay. And the other thing I was going to say is it could be the case that that $250 at the beginning was very valuable to her, not just for the monetary reason, because I agree working 6 hours a day for $250 a month is stupid, but maybe she was seeing the bigger picture that like, hey, if this guy grows and I'm his producer, it's more than just the 250 is what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm going to give you two takes, okay? I'm going to give you the 2021 rhetoric take, and then I'm going to give you the real as fuck take that
all right,
I'm just like super tired of this, okay?
Let's do it.
So the 2021 take, okay, is that I don't believe that if we're going to say that she couldn't navigate a relationship with a guy that she was flirting with or wasn't flirting with for $250 a month, that she's capable of navigating that relationship responsibly with a person she has to live with and relies on for like actual sustenance. I don't believe that.
Okay? Sorry, can you repeat it? I just got a sub if fucking fuck with me.
Yeah, no problem. That like, if she is so incapable of navigating whatever she had with Primecayes, that she would then be able to do it with Dylan. I don't think that's possible because Dylan is going to have like so much more power over her than Primecayes is. If she's not even able to manage that whatever friendship they had, how the fuck is she? How would we expect to manage the Dylan thing? And then
maybe it's just the case that they're lucky that Dylan's lucky that she's actually into him. And that you're right. If she wasn't into him, that it would be really fucking weird.
It might be the case that there might be students and teachers that legitimately could like date, and it's not harmful. That are like not like.
When you say, are we talking about university? Wait, because you're not talking about high school.
I'm not talking about 9-year-olds dating their
no, even high school.
Yeah, or an 18-year-old dating a 25-year-old teacher, or 20. Yeah, it is possible, but we would say that those types of relationships are always immoral because the student doesn't know if they're going to be punished for saying no to the superior. Do you understand? That's why we say that those relationships are, even if it is the case that they genuinely like each other and wouldn't actually do anything bad, it's impossible for the person in the lower power position to navigate, right?
Okay, sure.
Okay, that's one thing. Okay, the second, the real thing, okay, I'm sorry, bro, but we have to stop treating women like retarded children. Like, this is so ridiculous. I'm sorry, bro. Like, if you can't handle telling a guy on the internet, please don't like send me, you need to leave the internet and do something else. I'm sorry, I know that sounds really harsh, but oh my fucking God, bro. Life is so much harder than a guy flirting with you on the fucking Discord. Not like, no way, dude. This is outrageous.
Would you extend this argument to real life flirtation?
No, because real life is different and scarier. Because in real life, if you say no to a guy, he can fucking kill you.
Okay.
It's way fucking different. Yeah, it's way different.
And what about if he could kill your Twitch career, let's say? You don't think
Prime
that's
isn't killing, bro, Prime barely has a Twitch career. What do you mean?
Listen, I'm
like
saying
10,000 view streamer?
Bro, I know you've been in the game for a long ass time, okay? And I don't want to burn the bridge and shit, but what I'm saying is when you're a new streamer, and I was a new streamer just last year, every little fucking thing, it makes a massive difference, bro. Even if in the big scheme it doesn't, when you're in the moment, that one raid or that one host or those are huge to you at that moment.
Bro, if we wanted to go that route where we're saying that power differential is why she was doing the thing she did, then we need to have an honest conversation about the other power differential. And that's that desperate, socially awkward young men will do some crazy shit for pussy. and it can ruin their life. And we need to have an honest conversation about how women can string men along and get them in potentially life-ending situations because of the power of the pussy over that guy. If you want to have a real conversation about power dynamics, we can do that. But we need to talk about the other end of that, where she literally in her tweet longer is saying shit like, I was gonna tell him to stop, but damn, dude, I get to fucking work on your show. I'm getting all the viewers. I'm getting fucking hosts. Like, come on, dude. Are you serious? This is like textbook stringing somebody along for gain. What the fuck?
I agree that she was doing it for her own gain at the start, but that doesn't mean that I guess I don't see what you're saying. I don't really see what you're saying here on that.
What I'm saying is that one, nothing really bad happened here. Okay. Nobody got fucking raped. Nobody got fucking like sexually assaulted.
Okay.
Nobody's cat is getting their head chopped off.
Sure.
Right? What happened was, it sounds like a guy made some dumb comments, maybe even like sexually inappropriate comments on Discord calls, because it sounded like he thought that maybe he could win the girl. That's what it sounded like. Now, is that good? No, it's pretty bad. But now, here's something that changes it a lot. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that would change it a lot. If she had explicitly talked to him and said, "Hey, I don't appreciate that. You need to knock it off, bro," and he still did it, now we're on another level of fucked upness.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
And the thing,
So if when he says you're gorgeous, whatever, and she says stop, or she doesn't reciprocate that, you don't think that that's some pretty much?
Bro, I hate. Okay. I have interacted with a lot of women. Okay, I'll just say that. Okay. Everybody communicates in a different way. Like, there was a girl who I would say some shit, like I would talk about like how much I love her fucking pussy, okay? And she would call me the F slur. That would be her way of responding. Like, people flirt and say crazy shit in a lot of ways. When people come out here and they say shit like, "Oh, if somebody says die," well, very clearly what they're saying is, metaphorically, they wish that you would die on this disc. That's bullshit, dude.
But the thing,
flirt and do no, hold on.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
People flirt and joke around and josh around and do a bunch of crazy shit. If you're a guy and you're already being strung along by a girl and she's responding to shit like that, and she's like, die or whatever, you're not going to be playful. You don't fucking know that. Now, I think he should have backed off because it seemed like she wasn't interested. But fuck, dude. And like, who am I here to judge the guy like who's like socially awkward, who's young, who like maybe doesn't have access to women like that and is like getting this like kind of strung along in front of him? Like, fuck.
Okay, but I agree that like, I agree with what you just said. I just don't understand. Okay, would you be okay with if we call it sexual misconduct, I guess?
I guess, but the problem is when you throw like sexual in front of anything, he sounds like a fucking rapist. Like, that's who people are seeing now. Primecayes, the fucking rapist. Like, who wants to call him the prime rapist?
Why do you have to take it? Why do you have to take it to the all the way to the extreme on this? Like, there's tons of sexual.
No, come on, dude. Dylan's stream title was literally "sexual harasser." Primecayes sexually harasses employees. That was the tweet. Come on.
Okay.
What do you think people are going to view it as?
Okay, and maybe I can have some issue with that. I'll agree that maybe saying sexual harasser, maybe saying sexual misconduct or inappropriate behavior would have been probably more accurate. Can we agree on that?
Call him a sex pest. Yeah, there are way better ways to address that.
Okay, so now let's try to have some constructive discussion. What do you think? Do you think that Dylan? Do you think this was like a cancellation effort, like in order, like that Prime ruined his career kind of thing?
The problem is, like, I'm not going to defend any of this because past this point, I have to do hardcore speculation on intuition of people that I don't know that well. But what it feels like to me is that, one, how do you make a guy feel special? You shit talk your exes. Like, oh, like that dude, like, oh, I didn't like him. I'm not involved in him. He's creepy, especially if you're still flirting with him, right? So Katarana already had a boyfriend, was flirting with other guys. She admitted as much to Primecayes in her DMs. Like, she doesn't stay faithful to people, right? She's already had sexual relations with other people. Like, maybe she could just be saying some shit where it's like, oh yeah, like Prime, that dude's creepy. Like, I don't like him. I've had girls say shit like that to me when I know they're fucking lying. Where I ask a girl like, oh, did you date this guy, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh yeah, like I hated him, right? I didn't like that. Bullshit, bitch. You're fucking lying. You're trying to gas me up. Like, girls do that shit all the time. I'm sorry, but they do. That's
okay.
And you know what? And guys do it too. Guys do it too. Let me be clear. Yeah, this is a guy and girl thing. A guy will say something like, oh, I hated that girl. I hated
my last relationship sucked or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
People do that shit all the time. So that's one thing that's happening. And then two, if Katarina does have a problem, and this is like a really easy way to knock off Prime, Dylan has a lot of incentive. One, his new, like, freshly minted girlfriend really doesn't like Prime, so that's one reason to go after him. Two, it's an easy, like, show knockoff that opens
Can I
up a whole
stop
bunch
you?
of gas and shit to him. Well, yeah, and real quick, and then
Yeah.
three, Samantha, another person working behind the scenes, also really doesn't like Prime and has a lot of incentive to knock him off too. And all of these people are working like in conjunction to like leak logs, reveal things, right? Samantha's the one that showed him the war room thing. Katarina's the one that's giving him like the screenshots, and then he's the one that's going live on his live stream to have a huge 5,000 viewer stream to talk about this without Katarina's like without Katarina doing it herself. Like, yeah, I see all the incentives in my opinion pretty clearly, but that's a lot of speculation. I could be off on something.
Okay, sure. But don't you think that if Katarana, I think, is saying to Dylan, talking shit about Prime, that there's like, why do you think she was talking shit for?
Why do I think she's talking shit about Prime?
Yeah, like besides the fact that she felt uncomfortable talking to him.
It could be a combination. It's one, maybe Prime actually was like pushing too hard and was a little creepy. So it could be partially legitimate. Two, it might be that she's trying to show Hans and Dylan like, oh, I don't like Prime. Fuck that guy. Like, I'll move past him, so that they're not feeling worried about her like going to him or something. And then three, I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know. I can't give you like. I would have to be a mind reader. I'm being honest with you. It's all speculation. I don't know that 100%.
Okay.
But none of this is relevant to building the case of like, you have to understand, calling somebody out on sexual harassment. Okay, one, that's a big claim. Two, these motherfuckers record everything, okay? I don't know how much time, no, I know you have, motherfucker. You've seen the fucking back rooms of these people talking. You see all the
No, I don't have time for
Really?
that shit. I work
Come
at
on,
the
man,
fucking
really?
hospital, bro. What do you think
I feel like you're DMing me like all this random drama shit all the time.
Nah, bro. I'll DM you
No?
bad tweets and shit if people cringe to
Okay,
it.
all right, maybe not. But like these people fucking record and screenshot fucking everything. Okay, if there was some crazy shit going down, there would be a recording of it. Like if it was like a one-time thing, maybe not. But if this was like harassment that was lasting for like months, and she'd already talked to other people about, like, come on, man. If you're gonna like cancel somebody this hard, I'm gonna need to see at least a motherfucking screenshot, if not some audio recordings. Like, holy shit.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Let's say with this current evidence presented, how would you have dealt with something like this?
As who?
As the Dylan and Katarana party. You're saying that they shouldn't have gone public with it, or
like if everything happened legitimately as it did.
Yeah, like let's say with the current evidence that's presented, let's say Katarana felt uncomfortable, but she never went and told him, and everything played out. But you're saying that they shouldn't have gone public with it, maybe?
My policy is that if I'm burning somebody publicly, there's two things that are occurring here. One is that either like they've made something public first, or I have to because my hand is forced. And two, if I'm gonna do it, there's gonna be no fucking doubt that by the time I'm done running my mouth, that you have not seen every piece of evidence that you need to see to be 100% convinced of whatever the fuck I'm telling you. There's no fucking way that I would ever come out and be like, oh yeah, that guy, he sexually harassed me like for months.
But your point, you initially agreed with me that the point was that he was being inappropriate in DMs. And you agreed that that was evident in the presented evidence.
Yeah, inappropriate in terms of like bad at reading social cues. I didn't see anything that was sexual harassment.
I guess.
You didn't see anything either. You didn't.
Bro, I think it's weird to fucking call people in this space, yo, you're so gorgeous. Like, I don't know. I think that's inappropriate.
What do you mean? They were already flirting before she started working with him.
There was no evidence.
And if you think that's inappropriate, are you critical then of her, of the fact that she's like had this whatever thing with Prime, and now she's had a thing with Hans, and now she has a thing with Dylan? Are you critical of her behavior at all?
Yeah, of course.
Sorry,
Of course, bro. I am. I don't think people in this space should be fucking crossing the line here.
Sure, and we can say that, but everybody does it anyway. I guarantee you, whatever fucking hospital you work at, I guarantee you that the staff there is all fucking and everything too, because it happens in every fucking workplace. Yeah, nothing is immune to this shit, okay? And I bet they say that same bullshit there too. Don't fuck the other staff. Don't fuck it. It'll fuck everything. Everybody fucks it and their coworkers, because you spend time around them. I agree with you. It's a bad idea, but fuck, it happens. And I'm not about to call somebody a fucking rapist because, one of these things goes a little sour.
Okay. I guess, like, to me, the DMs, if anything, I just hold... Listen, I don't even think this is cancelable. Like, I don't think that Dylan is canceled after this. I think that I'm not sorry.
No,
Prime.
no.
I meant Prime.
Yeah.
I don't think Prime
How
is
is
canceled.
Prime not canceled when
Because
you're saying he was
do you think
sexually
Chud
harassing his employee for
okay, one
months?
sec. Do you think Chud Logic was canceled?
He kind of.
He
I
has
don't know
more
how
viewers.
much.
He's back. He's
So,
back.
Yeah, but I don't know why.
I think that when these things happen, there's some sort of reflection that we can do as the person who got caught in 4K. We do a little bit of reflection, change our behavior, apologize, take some time off.
First of all, Chud Logic's cancellation. First of all, one, I defended Chud Logic hard.
I know.
Okay, I went to bat hard, and I don't know because I don't know if I made a difference in it. But also, too, Chud Logic's logs were literally the dumbest fucking cancellation attempt I've ever seen in my entire fucking life.
Okay,
it was literally mutual flirting on both sides.
Okay, so do you have any examples of people who were legitimately canceled in the space over this innocuous? I don't think so.
I mean, I
genuinely
like in the esports
think
world, it
that-
happened to. In the esports world, it's happened to a ton of people. What do you mean? In terms of like people making like an accusation and it's not 100% credible or it's not completely correct, and then like everything gets so super fucked or whatever. Like look at like Call Me Carson, right? That's like a huge dude that got sex accused because he like flirted with 17-year-olds when he was 19.
Okay. I don't know.
It might be the case that nothing would have happened to Prime, maybe. You know,
yeah, I feel like this is just kind of like a hey, you take some time off, you reflect, you fucking don't do this shit anymore, you come back and you
yeah,
move
but
on.
it's like I can say the same with drunk driving, bro. Like 9 times out of 10, when you go drunk driving, nothing's probably gonna happen. You know, like most of the time you're not gonna get in an accident, right? But maybe sometimes, you know, you kill a family of 4, right? Why the fuck would you force somebody else to roll the dice on that when somebody else is like attacking them for bullshit reasons?
Sorry,
right?
I don't see
It's
the
possible-
drunk driving.
yeah.
Can you explain the drunk driving analogy here?
Sure, you might drunk drive 9 times out of 10 and be safe. And You
Okay.
don't even get in an accident. Maybe you hit a mailbox once, and then one time you fucking, you know, you kill a family of 4, right?
And now,
so
how
you
does that
never drunk
connect?
drive.
How does this connect to Twitch?
Maybe we let people bullshit cancel somebody like, you know, Primecayes. Maybe 9 times out of 10, nothing happens. He's fine or whatever. But maybe one of those 10 times, maybe his career is fucked. Maybe enough people don't go on his shows anymore. They're like, I'm getting away from this guy. He's toxic.
Do you think that
Like
women?
what?
Do you think that women? Well, which most of the time in these cases it's women. Women should not express their concerns about people's behavior because 1 out of 10 times they might be canceled unjustly.
I think that always when you express concerns about people's behavior, you should do it in a responsible manner. Yeah, of course. What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, like I assume that Katarana and Dylan think that they were responsible in this case. They brought the
Why?
evidence that they had. They had the Samantha Banana. And listen, I'm not saying anything about Samantha Banana. I've never interacted. One time I interacted with Samantha Banana. I have not taken sides here. I'm just saying that they brought what they thought was decent enough evidence to show that he was acting inappropriately, and then they presented it. I don't think we ever really got to like a prescription of how he could redeem himself or anything like that.
I don't know how you can think that the evidence was ever sufficient for the claim of sexual harassment.
Okay, I'll say maybe sexual harassment wasn't right, but sexual misconduct. Like I don't
Maybe
know
you
where
can
we're
get
going.
that one.
Yeah, like okay, so let's say I will even say that maybe Dylan shouldn't have titled his stream that way. I'll say that, okay. But I don't know.
Do you think that this is a case where if somebody would have directly said to Prime, hey, this is kind of behavior is inappropriate, you shouldn't do this, that maybe Prime would have stopped?
I don't know. He knew about the Kurt situation.
No, he didn't. Why do you say that?
Wait, he didn't. When did the Kurt situation go down?
Literally, like he found out, I think yesterday, he messaged me and said, yo, there's some shit brewing, and then today, like, went
Wait,
live.
pause. I'm talking about Kurt, his producer who got canned time ago.
Oh, I don't remember
The same
about
shit.
Kurt
That's
thing.
what I'm trying to say. Is this same shit happened with his producer who was messaging streamers and telling them to fuck. I wish I could remember, bro, but it was like about 4 or 5 months ago, and he had to fire his own producer over sexual misconduct with panel guests.
Maybe that was like a lot of weird shit, but one because he was also like asking them for money to join. I don't know, that was weird. But the
Yeah, he was
but that
asking.
one-
He was his producer was asking about porn references to
Sure,
panel.
yeah, I
Okay.
understand. He was like doing inappropriate things, but that wasn't Prime. That was his producer. And
Okay.
once he found out, right, didn't he fire him?
Yeah. Okay. He did after he like tried to defend him for a while and shit. But don't you think that should be like, hey, be careful, be extra careful, like don't fuck around with panelists? I don't know.
Sure, but his behavior with Katarana was nowhere near as bad as some of Kurt's messages. They're asking about like lesbian porn and
Yeah,
shit,
I agree. I
right?
agree.
Sure, you're comparing like "Hey Gorgeous" to like "Hey, what's your favorite lesbian fucking scissor video?" Right? Like,
No,
so
well,
I'm just
no,
saying
I'm
that
not
like,
comparing them. I'm not comparing them.
sure,
I'm just
I'm
yeah.
just saying that like it seems pretty plausible here that if you wanted somebody's behavior to change and that's what you're legitimately concerned about, then you approach them privately first. You're like, hey, like you're doing this, like we need to stop. Not like you never actually directly confront them ever, and then like a month later with their lead competitor, you go on a huge fucking live stream and drop the allegations.
Yeah,
How does
I
that
mean,
ever come off as looking like good faith? Like it just looks like you're on a cancel spree. You're trying to fucking destroy somebody.
yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not on your guys' level to ever have like bombshell fucking leaks to drop, but and I don't know how I honestly don't know how I would have dealt with it in that situation. Like, let's say another streamer was harassing my fiance, I really don't know how I would deal with it, if I would go behind the scenes or if I would publicly out them. I really don't know. But I guess you're saying that they should have kept it behind closed doors.
I mean, like when you say like fiance, like she was like flirting with like other guy, or I don't know, I don't understand the comparison 100%, I guess, but
Like, let's, well, like, the thing is that you're saying flirting, and I'm entertaining the fact that you're saying flirting, but she never said that she was reciprocating this. She was friendly.
do you do you agree with me that it looks like at one point in time it was probably more mutual, or do you disagree with that?
I will
Or
say,
are you one of those guys that's going to say that like, oh no, morning calls from people that are flirting with you, that's actually just like a totally platonic thing?
okay, hang on, couple of things. First of all, I will
Uh-huh.
agree with you that it obviously got worse as the situation went on.
Yeah,
Right,
but it
okay.
seemed like either she changed her mind or he got more
She
heavy or
definitely
something.
changed her mind, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, but the morning platonic call thing, I don't know. I could see that being a thing. Like fucking, I don't know.
Here's a question I'm going to ask you.
Sure.
What do you think is there are two numbers? The number of girls that a guy will fuck in his lifetime. Okay.
Okay.
And the second one is the number of girls that a guy will provide a wake up call for in his lifetime. Which one of those numbers do you think is going to be
Which
bigger?
one of those do you think is more common?
It's
You
gonna
know
be
this,
you're
you're
gonna
being-
fuck.
you
You're,
know this.
You are going to fuck more girls than you're going to provide a fucking romantic
Because
wake up
people
call to,
don't,
okay?
bro,
Come on, dude.
bro. Because people don't ask for wake up calls usually. It's an uncommon thing, but pretty much everyone likes to fuck. Come on.
Sure, but this is like arguably one of like the most kind of like romantic cutesy things you can do for somebody. Like it is such an unbelievably
Honestly-
romantic thing. Like,
Okay, hang on.
I want to wake up and I want to hear your voice. This is like some shit you do in high school on a Saturday where you're like, I'm going to call my crush like first thing in the morning and wake her up. We're going to fall asleep on the phone. Like this is like some fucking 101, like hardcore, like I am stuck on this person shit.
Okay, but I agree. But can you see, let's say, for example, two girls doing this? Hey, call me tomorrow to wake me up.
Yeah.
So it can be
That's
fucking
different, though.
platonic.
Yes, but in that case, if one of the girls had been actively flirting with the other one, then it wouldn't be platonic.
Okay, but again, and this goes back to my original point, which was just because you can be platonic with someone, okay? Let's say you and I are friends, but then every once in a while I throw a little fucking flirt at you or a little some bullshit, and you're uncomfortable with that aspect of it, but you enjoy my friendship.
Yeah, so I'll take the L on this because I know it's always going to be an unpopular take because of where we're at culturally. But I would say that you have a responsibility to acknowledge that, and if you don't, you're a piece of shit stringing the other person along.
Sorry, can you?
If
When you
know
say
the
you,
other-
who do you mean by you have to acknowledge that?
whoever, if you are in a relationship, or when I say relationship, I mean like friendship. If you have a friendship with somebody and you can tell that they're like kind of flirty with you and they're really into you and you don't feel that way about them, but you still entertain the rest of the friendship and you never directly like confront the other thing,
Yeah.
you are mind fucking that person and you are a fucking piece of shit. That's what I would say. And I think that type of abuse is just as bad as abusing any other power dynamic. I think that is super fucked up to do to somebody.
Now, I agree that leading people on is not. You're saying leading people on, basically.
You can say that, but some people are like, well, to lead someone on, you have to do something active. Bullshit. There are plenty of people that know that there's some motherfucker that is like hopelessly hung up on them, and if they ask them like, oh, can I get a ride to work, or can you watch my dog or cat, or blah blah blah, you will never fuck this guy, you will never do anything romantic with this guy or girl, but you know that they're like super hung up on you, you never address that, you just kind of string them along. That shit is fucked up. Even if you never directly hit on them, I think that shit is fucked up.
What if you're directly dry with them? I guess you still say that's fucked up.
I mean, it depends. If they've had a conversation with like, oh, you know, like, I don't know if I date you now, like, you know, don't hold your breath. But I'm not saying like guys are gross or anything, right? Like, I think that that's like stringing someone along. Just say no.
But
We should be able to ask.
But bro, you are one of the most forward motherfuckers, okay? You're holding other people to your standard of clarity and communication. Not everyone's
Sure.
like that.
I understand, but that's your fault. If you want to play games,
Why can't
you're
it
gonna
be
fucking play
okay?
games.
And
If you, no, hold on.
wait one second.
Okay.
And it's also Prime's fault that he's not able to pick up on cues. If you don't
Sure,
pick up on social
100%.
cues, you're
Agreed.
gonna get in trouble.
Agreed. But
Okay.
it's both of their faults, because Katarina wanted to play games too. You don't want to play games, you say, yo, I'm not into this, like, fuck off, or I'm not talking to you anymore. Boom. But if you want to play games, oh, well, maybe in the blah, 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 then you're going to play games.
So
Don't
just
cry
to
at
be-
the end when shit gets fucked, because you're contributing to that mindfuck environment. Like take some ownership, take some agency of your own life, and if a guy is hitting on you online, right, people are missing so many of the fucking reasons why these things are traditionally really toxic, okay? When you weigh 100 fucking pounds, okay, and you've got a guy next to you that's 200 pounds, and you're in bed together, and you're kissing, and he's propositioning you, it's really fucking hard to say no to a guy in that position. That's really hard to do for a lot of reasons. But people like to think that this translates to every place. If you can't say no to a guy that's flirting with you online, bro, you are mind-fucked. Fix yourself. Get the fuck off the internet and go worry about whatever the fuck is wrong in your head. You can't communicate with somebody on a fucking like text box, because life gets so much harder than that. What the fuck?
Okay, yes, people should have good social skills. Is that what you're saying?
People should have the bare minimum social skills. That's what I'm saying.
And taking one-word answers and not fucking, I think that's worse.
I agree that Prime fucked up, but you agree, you have to, because you haven't shown me pictures otherwise, that Katarana never said, yo, you need to stop.
And what I'm saying is, yeah, she didn't say that, but she doesn't necessarily have to say that when 7 messages in a row are no, yes, no, ew. Come on, bro.
How old is Prime?
I don't know. He's got to be over 20.
Yeah, but there's a big difference between 21 and 28.
I don't know.
Listen.
I really don't know. I don't know how old he is.
Do you ever study any psychology?
No, I'm physics.
Okay.
Yeah, but like in medicine.
Okay, I'm gonna do a quick thing, okay? I'll help you understand gambling and toxic relationships, all right?
Go ahead.
Are
Are you gonna tell me about negative negative reinforcement, positive punishment?
No,
and
no,
shit?
no, no. I think this has to do. I think this is called operant conditioning. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is.
There
yeah.
are like 4 different ways that you can kind of like train behavior in somebody.
Mhm.
Okay. So the first way is you do an action a set number of times, and then you get a reward after a set number of times performing the action.
Mhm.
The second one is you do something a random number of times, and then you get like a reward after like a random number of pulls or whatever after a random time. The third one is you pull it, and after you pull it, there is an actual like time period, like in seconds, where you get a reward. And then another one is like you pull it, and then there's like a random
Yeah,
like,
variable,
time period.
variable interval,
Variable.
fixed interval, or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, cool. You know the terminology. and
Yeah,
everything? Yeah. So I wish I could remember the experiment, but there's one where they got like a pigeon to like see how many times they could get it to poke on a box. And I think that for 3 of them, I think they can get it to poke like it's like 10 or 15 times or whatever. There is one conditioning one. I think it's the variant pull with the variant reward. So when you perform an action a variable number of times and you get rewarded a random amount of times after doing it, they can get like a bird to like hit this box like 10,000 fucking times.
Mhm.
This is how slot machines and casinos work.
Yeah. Variable,
Exactly, yeah.
variable interval reward system.
Yep. Yeah. It's also how toxic mindfucky relationships work sometimes. If I message a girl 1, 2, 3 times and I don't get the right response, but on 4 or 5, maybe I get a hit. Okay, fuck, we almost lost her, but we got something. We try it 1, 2, 3, fuck, 4, 5, 6, 7. Holy shit, she threw me another bone, thank God. When you're on that type of relationship treadmill mindfuck, you can message a girl 20 or 30 times thinking that you're gonna get a fucking hit.
Let me ask you a question.
Absolutely go.
I agree. Okay. Do you excuse the person who spends their life savings on the slot machine by saying that, well, it was a slot machine? Or does the person who's falling for the slot machine have responsibility there too?
There's two responsibilities to this, right?
No, it
So,
falls mostly on the
yes.
player.
No, not at all, dude. Like, I'll tell you that it is so extreme on the other side that if you have players that are coming into your casino and they're losing their ass every time, you can get sued by the state and lose your license. If you're not showing that you're demonstrating as a casino that you're taking steps to remove these people from the premises. Like, you have a legal responsibility as a casino operator to make sure that people aren't getting absolutely fucked over and over again in your slot machines. This is why they have to make like minimum donations to like 1-800-BETS-OFF and shit. Like, you absolutely have a responsibility as a gambling machine runner to make sure that your people are not losing their minds.
So how do you stop them, I guess? Just
You-
out of
I mean, as a
curiosity, like,
casino-
this is unrelated to the Prime shit, but I'm wondering. I always thought casinos love it when people fucking go broke and lose their shit.
Well, that's the meme, but they don't actually. What casinos want are regular players to come in, but they want you to leave feeling happy. So there are like a couple of like key things to look for. Like, if customers are leaving upset every single time, if they're irritated or agitated when they're playing, especially if they're having negative interactions with other like employees or customers, like, these are things that you look out for. If you see this over and over again, like, you'll pull like a floor boss to come over, or like the casino manager of the day or whatever, to come over and talk to this person, and you can get them blacklisted from a casino if it's too much. Like, people will meme about how like casinos want to steal your money. They don't. Casinos want regular inflows of customers that are leaving with like positive experiences. That's why casinos have like 50 million ways for you to win on these slot pulls and shit. Because if everybody went in and lost all their money, they wouldn't have repeat customers.
Gotcha. Okay, so listen, can we say that? Okay, I think we can draw some. First of all, do you think you burned the bridge with Dylan? Let me ask you a better
Maybe.
question. Would you be willing to burn the bridge with Dylan to defend this position?
I don't like, for whatever reason. I don't view my positions as like what friendships do I want to keep. Like, I view my positions in terms of like, this is what I see happening or whatever.
Well, of course.
I like Dylan. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna like. I don't burn bridges. Like, like, I'll pour the gasoline, I guess. If the other side wants to set the match, but I mean, they can knock themselves out. But like, I feel like Prime is like, I think that Prime has problems, but like, man, dude, watching a guy like this who is probably gonna like fucking feel suicidal for the next 2 weeks, like potentially lose like his whole shit when he's on this grind or whatever, because of like some fucking girl that like is blaming her autism on not being able to say no in a Discord call. Man, dude, that just fucks me up hard. Like, that's like a really shitty situation to be in, and he has nobody in his corner, and he has nobody that's going to like represent his point of view, and he's gonna stumble through any fucking possible explanation that he can give there. Well, he's getting dogpiled by like all of the most like carnivorous actors in this fucking field. People like fucking Samantha and all the other weirdos behind the scenes that are like dogpiling onto him with this shit.
I mean, listen, I'm not gonna disagree with you that probably the best thing would have been for someone to tell him, yo, fucking cut it out. Like, obviously, I think we're in agreement that that would have been the best way to handle this.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess. I don't know. Like, okay, let me ask you a question. Let's say that they went and they told him in private, made it very clear, yo, you made Katarana uncomfortable, and then few months down the road, we see some other person comes out with a similar allegation. Then you would say it would be okay to take it out into public?
Here's what I want to see, okay?
Yeah.
Because there's two types of people, and this is what people like. I'm trying to think of like, fuck. Do you understand that? Let's say that I'm with a girl, okay? Let's say that I'm fucking a girl, and let's say that I'd like, let's say that I'd like go to choke or whatever, because I think she's into it, and it's like a little bit too hard. And she tells me like, "Hey, stop!" Right?
Mm-hmm.
If I stop there and I made her uncomfortable, right? That's not a good thing. But let's say that I ignore and I keep going, right? Just a little bit longer. Even if I keep going for like 10 or 15 seconds longer. In one of these situations, if a girl was asking me advice, I would say in the first one, like, oh shit, like, you know, like, yeah, you fucked up. You guys need to communicate better during sex, figure out like a stoplight, whatever you have to do, right? In the second situation, I would say you need to fucking burn the house down and run away from that guy immediately. It's fucked, right? The types of people that will do something because they're clueless versus the types of people that will engage in an act after they've been told by the other party to stop are two totally different types of persons. Yeah. So if somebody's told Prime, you need to stop, and he keeps doing it, then fucking burn him down. I don't give a fuck. But that's what we're treating him like right now, when he might be the first party where he's like, fuck, like I'm socially awkward and I just kept pushing and I should have stopped, right?
Got it. Do you think that in that situation, let's say the person didn't say stop, but they were trying to like move your hand away, how would you view that?
I mean, like it gets, at that point, it gets like really fuzzy.
It
like,
does, exactly, yeah. I think that Katarana's responses were the equivalent of pulling your hand away or pushing
No,
it away.
I don't agree. I
No?
don't agree.
Okay.
No. Because pushing the hand away, like, here's what I would say it's the equivalent of, okay? We're getting really into the very
we're
deep
getting into the weeds, yeah.
Let's say somebody has a hand around their neck and you reach up and all you do is you grasp their wrist. You don't pull them away, but you just like grasp their wrist. That's what I would say it's the equivalent of, right? This is really uncomfortable because I'm making it sound like a fucking rape story. I know this wasn't rape, but I'm saying that like you could see that as being like, okay, well, fuck, like, is she into it? Is she not? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm going to assume it's my way because it benefits me. Even though you shouldn't, you should ask. But like, that's the problem. Is that like, from his point of view, if he is as socially awkward as he seems to be, he might just not know. He might just be like, fuck it. But if somebody tells you stop doing this and you keep doing it, then you're in a way different situation.
Bro, of course. I'm not going to disagree with you. That obviously, if someone had told him and he continued, that would have been worse than what we have now. But I guess
yeah, but that's what they're treating him like. When you say like sexual harassment, like that's the implication that you're giving.
Okay, let me ask you another question, okay? And listen, what the fuck time is it over there? You're a machine, bro.
6 o'clock.
Jeez, and I heard it's Melina's birthday?
That was yesterday, bro.
Well, happy birthday to her. I want to ask you a question. Let's say that now it's not just Katarana and a few other girls come forward. They're like, listen, he also tried to flirt with me in this way. Would you then say, or you would still say, because no one told him, it doesn't matter?
To like see the logs, but if they all look like Katarina, it's like, what? The problem here is that we don't know. Like, if it looks like he's just socially awkward and like flirting with a bunch of fucking girls and he's like going a little bit too far, like if somebody would just like tell him like, bro, stop, like maybe he'd stop, right? You don't need to do the full like burn the house down, like fuck it, this guy, you know?
Okay. Maybe you have a point that they could have done it in a more tactful way rather than the full nuke. Is that your point, that they could have done that? Can we agree on that?
Wait, can what?
I said, can we agree that like basically you're saying is what Prime did is not right. He was misbehaving, but that also maybe Dylan didn't need to drop the nuke. He could have been a little bit more tactful with it.
Well, it's not just tactful. The way that he did it reeks of like bad faith. That's the problem. Why did he do it on? Why was this on Dylan's stream? Why wasn't it on Katarana's stream?
I don't know. We'd have to ask him that, I guess. I think. Sure.
Why didn't they prepare a statement? Why did they just go live and talk about it?
Wait, why what did you say? Why didn't they prepare a statement, or why?
Yeah, why didn't they prepare like a careful statement? Why did they just go live to like chat about it? Like, do you see how bad this starts to look? Like, was the whole intention to just stir up as much as possible to get as many views as possible? Like, why wouldn't you either just tweet out an official statement, go live, read it, and be done? Why wasn't it done on her stream where it's probably more appropriate, not on somebody who's lying about currently dating her, right? Do you understand how fucked this all starts to sound when you like put it together? Like, people are acting like I'm crazy on some of these talks, but like, I think if you step back and look at it, you're like, yeah, actually, this is really fucked up.
No, I think you have some good points about the manner in which they went about it, but I my discussion is more about like the actual shit that we had in front of us, like, and that's all. Like, I don't know. Like, I agree with you on a lot of the things. Maybe they could have been more tactful. Maybe they could have done it differently. Maybe they could have read all that shit. Sure, but still, we're talking about Prime here, right?
Sure, I understand, but I'm just saying that like, when people do things wrong, that doesn't mean anything. The question is, why do they do things wrong? And that's where you have to dig to find out like, okay, you know, like, well, now it's starting to look like, fuck, was there like another motive behind this? Because it doesn't seem like that things were handled in an appropriate manner that one would want if you were dealing with like a serious charge of like sexual harassment, to quote Dylan's stream title.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, like, they could have, she definitely should have fucking said something. But I am a person who generally understands why people in uncomfortable situations don't do the best thing, like, or don't pick the best course of action, I guess.
Sure. So like, well, let's think about that, right? Why did they have to go live today? Why couldn't they have waited for a little bit to think? It's not like this had to happen now, did it?
To be honest, I don't really know what the timeline of this is, and I have no idea. I can't
This
answer
has
that.
been months in the making, right? They don't have to go live on this right now. If they're so uncomfortable and they think they're gonna mess up, they could just wait a day or two and plan out a little better, right?
I guess, yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, I again,
So-
because I don't know the context of like how everything played out. I don't know. I can't answer the question.
Yeah, but like we probably have to think about it a little. If we're gonna be asked to speculate so much on Prime's like motives and everything without being provided like rock solid evidence, aside from him being like pretty socially dumb, which I admit he was,
Okay.
I think it's fair to question like, well, what's happening on the other side? Why have they behaved in the way that they have?
Okay.
And I think that like once you start to dig around there, I think that it looks a little bit weird. And I think that it's incredibly sad that like this isn't just like some kind of petty internet drama. Like we're throwing around like sexual harassment allegations that could like theoretically end this dude's career.
I guess that's where I'm like, I don't know. Like, if usually in these cases, I feel like people look at the evidence and then will judge for themselves. Like, if people want to watch,
Bro.
What?
Really?
yeah.
You think that people on the internet will look at all the evidence? How many times? You have a fucking country, half the people in this don't believe vaccines work. You think that people are going to look at all the fucking evidence and draw their own conclusions? Of course
I mean, not
Come on.
all the evidence, but maybe the smoking gun evidence.
What was the smoking gun
The
evidence?
smoking
It was
gun,
cropped screenshots.
Wait, let me pull it up.
Why were those screenshots cropped the way that they were?
Wait, we got the full ones posted.
We
too,
have
right?
them now, but why were they cropped initially?
I don't know. Let me take a look at the full one. It was, you just posted it, and then I think no nothing responded to you. Let me see. All right, do you want to look at them, or I'll read them out? I
Hold
guess.
on, wait. Give me like 30 seconds. Hold on. one
Gotcha.
second. Or mute your microphone and read them to your stream, and I'm gonna do the 1 sec.
All right, give me 1 sec. All right. I have a gift for you, blank. I have a flat earther. I guess like to debate. Stop, lol. Seriously, stop it right there. Nope. Where is it? Where is this garbage can? They really want to debate. Me? Lol. Do you have a moment to talk, or are you busy? I'm cleaning, so give me a bit. Okay. I woke up at so first of all, I don't think anything is wrong with this first page.
Damn, yikes.
Okay, I woke up at 3 a.m. and I was like, ooh, yeah, but I'm going to the bathroom, be right back and ready. I'm not sure. Okay. Yeah, you said you give it a bit. I can't, it's fine. You can't talk right now. Can it be later? This might be difficult. Why? Okay, so far we're good.
Prime is going in live in 20.
Prime is going live in 20 apparently. Okay. One, I only have a limited number of
Can you hear me? Did you?
yeah, no, I can hear you. Did you want
okay.
to?
Sorry, I'm just watching some clip. Apparently,
Okay. I only have a number of days. Okay, I guess. Okay, and here's basically where it is. I literally. Oh, this was the anesthetic thing, the mouth anesthetic thing. I don't really know. I didn't really get that.
like, come on, dude. Like, I had to take an anesthetic to get off the call with him. Like, really?
Bro,
You're not reading this and rolling the fuck out of your eye. Wait, how old are you?
I'm almost 30.
Okay, come on. You're not like rolling your eyes.
Bro,
super
listen,
fucking hard reading this.
listen, okay? Full disclosure. Listen, shut up for a second. I'm a very confident person in myself, especially when it comes to my communication skills. So no, I wouldn't have to take a mouth anesthetic to hang up a call with someone. But fucking other people might.
Bro, we're on some crazy Law and Order SVU shit right now, okay? Like, I was force feeding myself anesthetic. Like, if this was true, why didn't you just lie? It's like, oh, I ate anesthetic, I can't talk anymore. Blah, blah. Like, come on, dude, are we real right now?
I don't know.
No way, man. We're on some other level shit.
I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, let's keep going though. Yeah, so this is weird so far. I literally can't move my mouth. I can't feel my lips. It feels weird, so I won't. Ooh woo. Nya 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 nya, and then a bunch of emotes. And then the thing is, I wish we had timestamps here. Does Discord do timestamps?
Sure, that would be nice. No,
Yeah.
well, they do actually. You have to set it to minimal mode or something, and it'll show you every timestamp. I don't know if anybody knows that, but yeah.
Because I'm wondering what this miss you is here. You know, like how long after did this miss you come? Obviously, this was the end of after the emotes. The conversation ended, right? Obviously, and then then he dropped miss you, but it was like still like the next day or a few hours later, and then die.
I'm just saying that like this is like so much dumb shit. Like, can you like what I'm asking you basically at the end of the day is like, do you feel like there is enough here to like convict a man or like to
end his
reasonably
career?
feel like
To end his career? No, not to end his career.
Okay, and do you feel like it is at least possible? I'll ask you to give me 15% chance that his career could be ended by something like this. That enough people could leave a show, by the way, some already have, then enough people could side with Dylan and say that like, well, this is, the line for me, some already have, that could be like the end of Primecayes shit, that it's possible.
What do you mean by end? Like he's gonna get 0 viewers? What is the drop? Like let's say he has a 10-15% drop. I think that's a reasonable drop after
the drop could be that he loses 20 to 40% of his viewers and he loses maybe 20 to 40% of the people that would go on his panels.
There are 4 more screens. We already read all of them.
Also, keep in mind that you're telling me that Katarana was so desperate because when you're a small streamer, every single view counts, every single view. But now you're like, oh, maybe he loses 20% of his viewers. Like, who cares, right? He's probably, my guess, I don't know, but my guess is he's probably already on the cusp of just barely being able to afford to do this full time. Because he used to work a full-time job. At least I knew that like a few months ago. I don't know if he still does now, but like.
I guess, yeah, like, yeah, there's a possibility that he could have taken a hit monetarily. I definitely don't doubt that. But I think that this can be a learning lesson for people. Like sometimes you take hits monetarily.
Bro, but for somebody.
Bro, listen. Okay, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. One second, bro. Let me ask you a question. When you dropped that spicy take about the rioters, okay? Sure. You probably lost some support, maybe, I assume, or you got some blowback.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
sure.
So you dealt with the consequences of your actions.
No, that's different, though. That was the consequences of my actions. That wasn't somebody doing something to me. That's different. If this was just the way that he acted and it got, like, leaked or some shit, then that's one thing. Fuck. That's on him.
Wait, sorry, what was your defense? Sorry, I missed what you just said. I got tuned out for a second. Go ahead again.
If I say something and I get in trouble, that's different than somebody else doing something to me and then saying that like they're going to get me in trouble for it. So for instance, let's say that like Primecayes logs just leaked or whatever. Well then fuck it, whatever happens, happens. That's on, but he said it as whatever. But there's a difference between somebody spinning up a narrative and then presenting it as sexual harassment. Because now you're not just presenting the evidence, now you're giving a story behind it that you can't substantiate. It's different.
So if they just leaked the logs, no comment, you would have been okay with it?
I mean, there's like a lot of implication there, but I mean, like that would still at least be a little bit better, I guess.
All right, can we keep going with these logs? Because there's a little bit more. So he says, miss you. She says, die. He says, after I kiss you, I'll have nothing else to live for. She says, no. He says, yes. She says, bye. Bro, this is like 4 or 5 strikeouts in a row. Like, good night, gorgeous.
Yeah, I agree. It could be. I don't know what the voice conversations sound like, though. Like, I would never do this because it's so fucking cringe. But like I said, I'm not trying to fucking dick wave, but like I've talked to so many girls. I could dig through so many conversations and give you like 3 pages where it looks like I'm like a legitimate like sexual abuser, or like it looks like I'm legitimately striking up over and over again. But like I talk to a lot of women that are like really fucking like, I don't know if I'd say bitchy or like flirtatious or whatever. Like you should have seen some of me and Bad Bunny's old logs, dude. Like it looked like we fucking hated each other when we're like flirting and shit. That's just like. And I don't know if they do that this way.
But bro,
I'm just saying, I would never stake my reputation on being like, that was absolutely getting shut down over again. I just don't know. I need more context.
But the thing is, you have the ability to, if you're talking like that with Bad Bunny, you know that that she's about it or not about it. I think that there's no, when you're talking to people, like at least when I talk to chicks back before I was engaged, I would fucking know whether or not the person is interested or not. Like if I'm gonna go, like out of the box of normal discussion. So he's missing that.
But then, I don't know. That's just the thing. I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe here, like, let me lay out some scenarios because people
Yeah,
think
let's
I'm
do it.
unreasonable. I'm not. Like, here's some scenarios. It could be that Katarina comes out and she's like, here's a 30-minute like call log. And in this call log, like Prime is just going like over and over. He's like, damn, you're gonna fucking dumpster girl.
No, I
Hell yeah,
don't.
let me
Yeah,
see
of
that
course.
shit.
I don't think
Back
that
it
was
up.
the case.
And she's saying shit like, man, okay, like, and she's like, looks
Or not
awkward when she's
today,
on
or some
camera,
shit.
blah blah blah. Yeah, like maybe and I could see shit like that. And I'd be like, man, Prime, like, dude, like, it's actually starting to look so fucking bad. Like, dude, like, what the fuck is wrong with you, right? Where I'll come down a little bit harder on him. But it could be other cases where he's like, damn, like, look at that dump truck, like, holy shit, like, are you fucking honking when you back up? And she could be saying some shit like, I bet you'd like to see it, wouldn't you, right? And then she like doesn't show him anything, right? And in that case, it's like.
Of
It looks like
course,
she's
yeah.
playing back,
Sure,
like, I
of
don't
course,
know,
of
right?
course, of course. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. But if I don't have that, right, and as somebody that knows how a lot of people flirt, and as somebody that's flirted with a lot of people, seen a lot of flirting can look really fucking toxic because sometimes it's just fun. That's just how it is. But that might not be the case here. But all I'm saying is that I don't have enough information to like know one way or the other, and there's no fucking way I would say this is evidence of sexual assault, right? This is
No, of course.
here you go. You want me to give you a cancelable fucking take? Okay. Here it
Wait,
is.
am I getting
This is
canceled
like-
or are you getting
No,
canceled?
this is me getting canceled, okay? This is like the red panty equivalent of like the fucking, was it India? Where the judges were like, oh, she wore fucking red panties, so she wanted to be fucking like raped or whatever in that bar, right? Which was super fucked up, right? We all
I don't know
see
what
that,
you're talking
right?
about. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, it was a case that went. It was either in, I want to say it was in India, but like basically like there was a woman. I think that she got like sexually assaulted that night, and one of the piece of evidence of the defense brought was they're like, well, she wore red panties, so she wanted to fuck, right?
Gotcha.
And obviously, like, yeah, that's fucked up, right?
Yeah.
But now this is like on the other end when you're saying like, oh, like he's only getting one word responses. He knew she wasn't into it. He might not know that. You guys are dumb as fuck. Like, and sometimes they miss like really obvious
Sure,
shit.
I agree.
Or
Yeah, I'm not
sometimes
saying. Wait,
yeah.
pause. Do you think that they're saying that he maliciously and intentionally like meant to hurt her?
Yes, that's the
Nah.
claim.
Nah.
Yes.
Nah.
Dude, that is when you say that somebody is sexually harassing you, and then when Dylan, because remember, half that fucking scream was Dylan saying he should have known that it was about him when Samantha talked to him. Yes. The claim is that he's like intentionally doing. This is why I'm
Bro,
saying
you
it's
can
so
be
important.
oblivious to something without having malicious intent.
Bro, you wouldn't call somebody a sex pest. That's just like
You can be
accidentally
a sex
flirting.
pest and do it in without malicious intent. Bro, wait, you're laughing. But one sec. Bro, people do all kinds of weird shit that they don't maliciously intend to fucking do. What do you mean?
All right.
No?
I've never heard shit like if I was thinking of like girls, so if I'm thinking of like how cocktail servers would talk at the casino, right?
Okay.
Like, and I'm thinking about like, and I know that there are some guys, so this is gonna sound shitty or whatever, but like, so we had like a retarded dishwasher, unironically. Like we had a lot of, I shouldn't say retarded, we had a mentally disabled dishwasher because the casino hired out a lot of help like that to work in the back of house because it's like it gives them a job to do, they
Sure.
can contribute to society. Generally cool. This guy was like creepy as fuck. But that's how girls described him. Like he would like follow girls around to the bathroom and shit. Now I don't think he would have actually like raped anybody, and he probably like didn't know that what he was doing was like super fucked inappropriate. But when girls described him, they would say things. His name was Randy. They would say things like, "Randy, oh, like that guy is creepy," or "That guy's a pervert."
Okay.
They wouldn't say that like he's a sexual harasser or a sex pest.
So that's
like, those words,
your entire thing. If they had said whatever you just said before, what did you say? What were the words you said? Creep.
like they would say like, oh, like perverted or creepy.
If he had said you're perverted, that would have been okay. And this is.
I think that perverted or creepy carry way different connotations than sexual harassment. That sounds way more intentional.
Okay.
Like if I was having like
I won't even disagree with you there.
Okay.
Maybe
if I was having a
maybe
conversation
saying,
and I got like a little bit too flirty with a girl and someone's like, bro, you're being like kind of a pervert or you're being like a little creepy or whatever thing. Okay, whatever. But it seems like, bro, you're sexually harassing her. Like, whoa, hold on. Like that's a way more intentional phrase.
Okay. I guess
like one feels like it's inappropriate and one feels like it's like this intentional act of like violating somebody's boundaries.
Gotcha. I mean, I would say that in her defense and in Dylan's defense, they would say it was repeated. It was over a period of time. And that's why it crossed from creepiness to like harassment. But then you would say, why didn't she say anything? So
ever. Yeah. Fuck, dude. You've got months.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the presentation is like so bad. bad. Like she's with her new secret boyfriend on her competitor's stream. And she's
I'm
now
not gonna
working
disagree. That doesn't look great. I agree.
really bad.
I
If we're
agree.
gonna say that Prime shit looks bad, this looks like just as bad. This is super fucked.
Sure. Okay. So in closing, I don't think either of us want Prime to be canceled. I think that, but can you at least agree with me and say it once so that we can uncancel you, that nobody should talk to their Twitch colleagues like this?
I mean, I'll say it, but it doesn't matter. Everybody fucks their coworkers. Nothing you say is going to go around that. Actually, I won't say that. What I will say instead, this is like telling teenagers not to fuck, okay? They're going to do it. What I will say instead is getting affirmative verbal consent will never, ever, ever cost you some pussy or dick. And in the contrary, oftentimes it will actually help you get laid. Getting positive, affirmative consent is the best fucking thing that you can do in these conversations. Don't rely on these stupid fucking social cues. Don't try to Jedi mind tricks the person or whatever. Just like figure it out. Like, bro, like, I'm hard as fuck. Can I send you a picture of my dick? Just ask him. And if the girl's into you, she'll be like, oh, you know, fucking yeah. Or if she's kind of, you're like, you know, maybe later. And if she's not, she'll be like, fuck no. And you're like, okay, well, fuck it. You know, I'll just jerk off alone. Fuck you. And then boom, then you're done. Do shit like that. Be forward with it. Maybe it's awkward, but like, here's like, there are things that we do as people, okay? Like there are these universal experiences that we have, and we know that they're good for us, and we won't do it, right? It's like, I'm trying to think of like other. We'll do this on the workout arc, right? Have you ever had a shitty day and you're like, I don't want to go to the gym, but then you go to the gym anyway? Does this ever happen to you?
Of course, yeah.
You never left the gym afterwards thinking like, man, I was right in the beginning. I shouldn't have gone to the gym. You're always like, fuck, it's good that I went. I'm glad I did it. You always feel it, right?
Yeah.
The same thing with asking a girl out. And I don't know how many guys have had this experience. I've gotten shut down a lot. It's happened in the past. But when you ask a girl out, or if you try to flirt with a girl and she's like, no, I'm not feeling it. Like, it sucks for like 1 day maybe. And then you're over it. And you're like, you know what? Fuck, I'm glad that I asked, because now you can mentally move on. But doing the thing where you fucking drag it out for weeks or months or years will destroy you. So just like get in the habit of like asking people, like, bro, like, are you down?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, what you're saying is have open communication is better than no communication. Yeah, of course.
True.
Of course. I don't disagree.
Right, sorry for the rant. Yeah.
How's your trip in Amsterdam?
It's going.
Have you been there before?
I don't even know. I think maybe. Probably no. I don't think so. Actually.
You don't even like to fucking hit the cafes and shit, though, right?
I don't like smoky weed, and I'm from California. Okay, if I want weed, I'll go to fucking California. Get weed,
nah,
right?
but the cafes are next level. Go grab a cappuccino and a joint.
I'll think about it. Okay.
All right. I look forward to the next stream you're about to hop on.
I'm going to sleep, you. Holy shit,
bullshit.
Okay?
Yo, I was gonna ask you, is this like heroin? Like you get withdrawals when you're on vacation?
I get nervous about not streaming for a long time, but like right now, I just feel bad for Prime because like this dude, I love him. Well, I don't know if I say I love him, but like I don't think he can navigate like this kind of shit. And I think people take for granted how much pressure there is up here. And that dude, like, if he would have killed himself with all this, I would have been like, yeah, that's not surprising. Like, this is like a lot of shit.
God forbid. Hopefully, that never happens. All right, buddy. Good talking to you as always. You bring the hot takes, and we'll chat soon. I think we're booked for some shit coming up soon together, but I won't bring it up. All right, buddy. Have a good one. Peace.
Good luck. Bye.
Bye.